What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to today's Best of 3 Showmatch stream. So it's going to be a bunch of Best of 3 matches featuring high-level players, and yeah, good place for people to get some competitive experience, as well as experiment with builds that they might not otherwise bring in a really sweaty tournament. Let's get it. Thank you guys for joining. What's up? First match is going to be Alexander Big Nuts versus Inticity. So it should be good. You know, obviously Alexander Nuts, a perpetual top 16 player in the world, and Inticity, multi-time world champion. So it should be a fun round one duel between these players. And looks like it is going to be Empire versus Grand Cathay. I might need to switch where their nameplates are because they're on the opposite sides. So let's get Alex here. And then on the other side, it's going to be Inticity. All right. There we go. Cool. So it's cracking. Round uno is upon us, and they can start whenever they're ready. No rush. First map is going to be the Arachnarok Lair, and it does look like Ent is ready to go. So, yeah. Cathay? Tigers? What Tigers are good in this matchup? Probably Iron Claws are probably viable against Empire Cav, and then maybe the basic Tiger Warriors to cut through State Troopers. Although the prevalence of mass amounts of Spearmen with shields probably makes basic Tiger Warriors a bit of a liability. Yeah. We'll see. We will see. Hey, buddy. Have I looked at that game? It doesn't interest me too much. Yeah, the games I'm really looking forward to at the moment are, of course, Dawn of War 4. But, you know, I'm always open to take a gander at things. I'm usually an Inticity guy, but since Alex is playing Empire, I have to root for him. I mean, that's completely fair. It should be, you always have to root for the Empire. They're always the underdogs. Yeah, man. It's a way to do it. Spell Amp's Constellation of the Dragon can one-shot artillery crews. Not surprised to hear it. There's a lot of shenanigans with Grand Cathay, and if anybody is going to be figuring them out, it's going to be Ent. He's very, he likes to delve into the nitty-gritty of, how things work, which is, how you discover such things. And we'll see. Do you bring artillery against Grand Cathay? It once was a strategy to bring Sunmaker. But I think it's too risky with Crowmen everywhere, Empress's Crowmen, and having their Dragon-Blooded Lord flying around, dropping magic. I think it's probably a little bit too risky, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong indeed. Yeah, Great Swords, not bad here. You know, Great Swords can cut through Tiger Warriors pretty effectively. Tiger Warriors are actually infantry size, believe it or not, even though they're 7 feet tall. They're not monstrous, so you could mix in some Great Swords on this map. We'll have to see. Hey, man, it's got to be good. What's up, Ez? What's up, Ben? How you doing, man? Turns Total War streams are the biggest boost to your productivity. Glad to hear it, man. It's going to be a good future we got going, man. We got Total War 40K coming down the pipeline, Dawn of War 4. And okay, he's going for a good kitty cat build. He's got Bashiva, 2 of the Claw Speakers, by the way, and 2 Jet Lions. Homeboy is going full house cat here, man. It's coming. I'm very eager to see how this is going to work. If anybody can make it work, it's going to be him. And maybe this is some forbidden tech, you know? I think Tiger Warriors are bigger than Saurus, if I had to guess. Does he have any here? I thought he had some. No, he just has the Claw Speakers. Okay, so let's take a look at the build of Inticity and try and figure out this madness. Number 1, he has Bashiva the White Tiger. So Bashiva is going to be rocking Heaven's Gate, the teleport ability, and does also have the Hidden Huntress. Both very good, S-tier abilities here. We got Peasant Horsemen and a couple units of Jade Lancers for battlefield control, and now double Jet Lion. Now, in theory, Jet Lions should be good against Greatswords. They're monstrous, so the anti-infantry isn't going to do well. They have 60 melee defense and really good armor-piercing value. So on paper, yes, they should be good against armored infantry. Claw Speaker of, what is it going to be? Transformation of Kadan. Oh, it summons a Celestial Lion, dude. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. And then we do also have an Earthblood caster as well with the Mantra of Invigoration to heal up Bashiva. What a fun build we're getting right out of the gates. This is very cool. So for Alexander Big Nuts on the other side, Pistoliers, going to be good against Bashiva and these type of units like Crowmen, so certainly not bad. Rest of the build's going to be Spearmen and Greatswords with Boris Todbringer and then another Pistolier on the outside. Harry Potter is going to be a Amethyst Wizard with Purple Sun to try and nuke down infantry positions, which Inticity usually just brings mobility, so probably bringing Buna or Spirit Leech should be better, but we'll see if it pays off. So yeah, triple Greatsword. I mean, that's a lot of meat to get through, and it looks like one of the Pistolier units of Alexander is going to be partially caught by the Flyers here. He should be able to get away without taking horrific casualties. And, oh, Bashiva! with the teleport. And please use the Hidden Huntress. Oh, shit. The Hidden Huntress on the Pistoliers, but it looks like he is going to be able to get away. And there is going to be a Doom and Darkness activated there as Boris Todbringer moves in. And, okay, I thought we were going to see something real crazy there, but... Oh, Missile Mirror! The Missile Mirror on the, from the Jet Lion activatable, putting Missile Mirror down. Look at that. The Pistoliers are shooting themselves. Oh my goodness, that is so haggard. I love that so much. All right, so one unit of Pistoliers is in the trash can. On the other side, we're seeing the Jet Lion push back with the Jade Lancers and wrecking these guys as well. So the double Missile Mirror there is quite disruptive, as it is able to get some decent damage. And also, you know, it's a bit of a mind game as well. Alexander Nuts definitely is behind at this point. He's lost quite a bit. One Pistolier in the trash. The other one here is being harried and chased by Jade Lancers and by the Jet Lion. And overall, it is a very, very tough start here for the Big Nuts. Now, the one thing about Alexander Nuts' build is it does have good objective control. So we're going to see how that plays in. Now, Swordsman being attacked by Lionel and by Bashiva and the Claw Speakers. So we have all the House Cats here, and they're getting in and doing some cool karate moves. And the Swordsman is certainly not going to be having a good time with that. On the backside, Greatswords being attacked by the Empress's Crowmen. Empress's Crowmen, a very, very disruptive piece. And Missile Mirror activated once again on the old Pistoliers. And those Crowmen, yeah, they're really doing a nasty job disrupting the Pistolier core. They're having an incredibly hard time holding. All right, guys, so objective number 2 is in the process of flipping, and now we're going to be getting Tiger Warriors coming in. So talk about a hard counter. Spearman unit fighting an anti-infantry specialist who is infantry-sized. It is going to be an absolute massacre, and man, look at that. That is really, really brutal. We can see the Spearman getting chopped to pieces, so we are getting a little bit of a look at what Grand Cathay's new tools can do. Greatswords intercepting these peasants here. More Greatswords are going to be moving up, but Bashiva and company having a field day. The Tiger Warriors are ripping and tearing through the Empire State Troopers. A nice flank with Bashiva as well as the peasants onto the Greatswords. And we'll see if the Greatswords can hold. I mean, in theory, they should be good against Tiger Warriors as well, but man, the Empire has taken some big casualties in the backfield. All right, Boris Todbringer fighting the good fight here, trying to get rid of the Crowmen, being attacked by 2 Jet Lions as well. Jet Lions are armor-piercing fighters. Probably don't want to be fighting Toddy, though. And how is the Greatsword core holding up? It looks like there's going to be a Purple Sun from Alexander Big Nuts, which does good damage against the Tiger Warriors, but also kind of hits his Greatsword. So a little bit unfortunate there. We're going to see how those bad boys hold out. In the meantime, though, Alexander is holding on to a double cap against Inticity and keeping the value close-ish, so the game is not over yet. Royal Altdorf Griffites are on their way here, and they're going to be very devastating. They're going to be great against all these Cav and also against the Jet Lions if they can catch them as well. So Pistoliers somehow have stabilized after a long time of suffering. Missile Mirror activated from Alexander again, which I'm loving. And I'm not sure what the Demogryph Knights are up to. It looks like they're wheeling about looking for opportunities to screen out these Cav units, but we'll see how that all unfolds right here. Back in the front, Greatswords holding strong for Sigmar. But, yeah, disrupted, so that's going to be a little bit. And grenades being dropped by the Cathay Crowmen as well. Boris Todbringer and the Pistoliers trying to take the Crowmen out of the skies and having a degree of success. But, yep, Greatsword's not going to be long. Probably going to be routed back by Bashiva and the double Claw Speaker. It's going to be tough. So, Royal Altdorf Griffites, I don't know if they want to take that fight. Feels like a little bit of an ugly one to them there. But yeah, State Troopers are holding the low ground objective. It's very early on in the game, though, and Inticity is pulling a decent little value lead. Here we see the Hidden Huntress activated, so Bashiva putting in a ton of work this game. At this point, you probably just turn and fight, because every second you're running, you're just kind of getting, picked apart here. Are there going to be any reinforcements coming in for Alexander? He does get a new unit of Empire Knights, but that is going to be incredibly tough. So pulling back are the Royal Altdorf Griffites. They still have most of their models. Probably just turn and fight at this point, honestly. I think you do. You got a little bit of Pistolier support. You got some Empire Knights in there. I think that the Griffites need to turn and fight. That's the correct play. So Empire Knights get in, engage against Jade Lancers. Still a Greatsword unit kind of fighting, but look at the Celestial Lion summon. How cool is that? Yeah, so Celestial Lion does pop in there. It is a summon, so that is the Claw Speaker. The Claw Speaker does summon a Celestial Lion instead of a Manticore, which makes a lot of sense. And how are the Griffites doing? Kind of getting chewed up. They lost a lot of their HP before they were able to actually, turn around and fight, so that was pretty problematic. And the debuffs coming in from Bashiva have also been very effective. But yes, Inticity does look like he's starting to take over the game here. The early engagements were very devastating for Alexander Big Nuts, and here it's starting to cascade a little bit. As down here, we do get Ironclaw Tiger Warriors, which yes, are anti-large, but they're also going to be good enough to kill infantry. They're like a 1,200 gold unit, 1,100 gold, I can't quite remember, but going to be very, very good at cutting through those State Troopers. All right, back in the epicenter of combat, what do we have for the Sigmarites? Empire Knights, and the Griffites are pretty much offline. Purple Sun not going to be too effective here. I mean, most of the stopping power for this Cathay army here is in the form of a Jet Lion, and Bashiva, and Claw Speaker, Celestial Lion. So Purple Sun really ended up being a bit of a limp investment here for the Empire, as we talked about. Now, against like traditionalist Grand Cathay, who likes to use like more boxy formations and Jade Warriors, Purple Sun is pretty good, not bad at all. But against the Inticity style of like mass mobility, I think it's not gonna do you too many favors. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alexander tap out soon. I think he's losing a lot of ground. He's lost 2 objectives here. Tiger Warriors, the Joe Exotics down here, getting down and dirty. Spearmen, might be able to hold this just because of how low they are. But yeah, the end is near for the Empire, probably. Unless Boris Todbringer can really put this game on his back. Inticity's Death Star is a little bit too strong. A little bit too strong. All right, Jade Lancers and Peasants pulling around. It looks like the Tiger Warriors got afflicted by some magic. I think they got hit by a Purple Sun off screen that I did not get the best look at. Demogryph Knights have rallied, but man, oh man, it's going to be tough. Empire Knights surging down to the low ground with the Demis, going to be trying to take some ground. Is there a way that Alexander Big Nuts can pull this game back with a little bit of shenanigans on the mobility with Boris Todbringer, on the objectives? Going to be really tough. Although he is recapturing the middle objective, Inticity is going to be calling in more Tiger Warriors, so we do see the Iron Claws on their way back in. So those guys got to be hustling, putting in some work. And ladies and gentlemen, I see old Alexander stuffed back pretty good. Inticity, even when he's not playing Slaanesh, he finds a way to play Slaanesh and basically just camps your backfield with mass mobility. And right now, I mean, everything that Alexander calls in is going to be under heavy pressure, unless he calls in the deep flanks like here, which again, he can do. And somehow Palpatine Alexander has gotten the middle objective. So he's staying in the game. He's fighting tooth and nail. It says he's only down about 600 value, but I feel like it's much worse than that. Could be mistaken. The Jet Lions are both still very healthy. Bashiva and the Claw Speaker is in good shape also. And now Ench is going to be rotating back towards the middle. Mantra of Invigoration activated on the Ironclaw Tiger Warriors. Very cost effective considering that the Tiger Warriors are pretty much at 73 of 80 models. So they are very, very healthy still. Great Swords down here with some Empire Knights, able to wreck the Tiger Warriors. So they're going to be sent back to the shadows. Looks like they're getting run down. Yes, wavering, and there they go. It'd be really funny if Alexander could like triple cap him right now. That'd be pretty bonkers. Boris Todbringer popping Deadly Onslaught, as well as Foe Seeker, but he's attacking into Iron Claws, and the Iron Claws are really chewing him up. You can see Boris losing 100 HP, but that's a beautiful Purple Sun, won't you come? Really, really nice cast. That's an excellent one, and that's going to do a ton of damage, although it does kind of rotate the wrong way, which is unfortunate, but that was still a good cast. Now, the question is Toddy going to be able to escape this, or is he going to be pinned in with the Iron Claw Tiger Warriors? I think Toddy is going to be able to find his way out of there, and we'll see how that all goes. Never give up, never surrender. I know, that's very much the Empire. Always going to the bitter end here. Ironclaw Tiger Warriors going to be swooping down from the hills with their anti-large bonus and putting a bit of a hurting on these Empire Knights. So you can see those guys are going to be scurrying to the shadows. Good night, my sweet prince. You will be missed. And yep, they're going to be able to solo all that objective. Great Swords are good against them, but Ironclaws still have AP and decent stats, so they will be able to beat the Great Swords. Ent rotating down to the bottom. State Troopers stand at the ready, General, but despite their readiness, not going to be a match for all this. They're going to get enveloped. Jade Lancers behind them. In the front, it's going to be monstrous units, including the Jet Lions, who only cause fear, by the way. They don't cause terror, but yeah, it's going to be tough. More Great Swords hustling down to the low ground here. Wow, what a great performance by these Great Swords. Yeah, they were able to really put a lot of hurt on the Iron Claws, despite being very, very low, and Empire Knights behind them as well. Boris Todbringer in the back, not sure what he's up to, just kind of taking a bit of a scary fight. He's enveloped by spears and cav units. Certainly not looking great for him, but the Inticity Hammer is just kind of rotating around and karate chopping whatever he's able to find here. All right, Jade Lancers come in. Empire's folded on that objective, shattering Spearmen, and Royal Altorf Graphites. A good choice if they can be engaged properly. Obviously, if they get swamped and debuffed, they're going to get dragged down. But yeah, if they can find those cav fights, 1v1 or 1v2, then that's going to be the way. Anything Alexander can do, guys? Let's go ahead and assess the situation. I mean, the amount of resources that Cathay has on the battlefield right now just massively dwarfs the Empire. I mean, it's got to be like... Okay, let me just do a quick guesstimate. Probably about 6 to maybe, 8,000 gold worth of stuff on the battlefield here for Grand Cathay versus the Empire, who's maybe at like 3, if they're lucky. It's looking tough. Hey, Eric, thank you for the $10, man. Work time turn streams are a rare blessing. Thank you for keeping the faith. And Sharknorse is smiling down at me. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, boss. And we'll get you through work, brother. We'll get you through work. Okay, so Great Swords coming up. Last stand of Grand Cathay, or excuse me, of the Empire here. The Great Sword's going to maybe put a little bit of hurt in. Demogryph Knight's also going to be surging forth with greatsword support. I mean, maybe they can pull the fight. Does he have any wizardry left? Probably does have a little bit of Harry Potter. Purple Sun is going to be on the menu for sure. So pull back the Demogryph Knights, let the greatsword saturate in and start doing their chopping. The armies of Grand Cathay are coming from the high ground, and it looks like there's going to be some witchcraft here. That is going to be a Doom and Darkness. That's cool, but I don't know. I mean, it does lead to the crumbling of the Crowmen potentially. And also send some of the peasants packing. A nice little temporary victory, but Gotham's Reckoning is coming. Yeah, so we got the 2 lions. There they go. And that is going to be some armor piercing, which is basically going to counter the greatswords. But what a freaking cool build by Inticity, right? Like, just weird missile mirror, Bashiva, claw speaker shenanigans. And, you know, that is something that, you know, he has over a lot of other high-level players, is his creativity in builds. I think is something that is a huge boon for him that makes him hard to play against for sure. I mean, yes, he has a signature style, which is very much mobility. I think that, you know, he rarely plays infantry formations. Typically is very focused on mass mobility, whereas a lot of high-level players will have more conservative infantry formations. But, yeah, it's always fun to watch. That is for sure. All right, so greatswords holding firm, and man, are they doing good down here. I mean, 900 value on these bad boys. They're chopping through a ton of Cathay units. Boris Todbringer trying his best to rally the troops and get the Crush the Weak and the other mechanics going. Pistoliers, it seems like Alexander's micro with the Pistoliers has been a little bit rough. He's gotten them caught on many fronts. Still rat scrapping. I love the fighting spirit of Alexander here, but man, I think it's going to be too tough. Bashiva with good armor piercing, punching through the Demogryph Knights. Demogryph Knights not quite able to get square contact with the targets they actually want to be fighting. And yeah, it's a nice scrap here, but he's going to be way too far behind in points right now. I mean, currently as it stands, Inticity does have him triple capped. He's going to be approaching 1,200 points here in just a second. And that is going to be the end of the road. But a good fight nonetheless, well played. I mean, Alexander, despite being behind for most of the game and having a pretty rough start, was able to keep the value close, which is pretty badass, but still was not quite enough to get her done. Not quite enough. Boris Todbringer going to be disrupted by the Hidden Huntress ability. Demogryph Knights scrapping tooth and nail here, doing what they can, but with Toddy breaking, Alexander's probably going to be tapping out of game 1 here as soon as Toddy gets broken. I would wager he's got to know that there's no chances left. It's not his first rodeo, you know. He's been playing competitive for a long time. He does manage an into the outside objective against the Claw Speaker here, which is cool. But yeah, not going to matter. The other 2 are going to be solidified. Take way, way too long to get. And Toddy, he didn't hear no bell. He's still going, but yeah, looks like Homeboy finally going to be taken down by Bashiva, maybe. Bashiva's hot on the hunt, right on the tail of Todbringer. We're going to see if the Tiger can get the kill. Demogryph Knights attacked by Ironclaw Tiger Warriors. That is something that we talked about when the FLC came out, or DLC, whatever the hell it was. Was Tiger Warriors being a big difference maker in matchups where heavy cav were present, so like Kislev, Empire, Bretonia, all that kind of stuff, right? Yep, and Boris Todbringer running off the edge of the battlefield on the other side here. Grand Cathay summoning another Celestial Lion, going to be rotating over with that. And it looks like Grand Cathay has been able to hold on to that objective. Alexander Bignut's going to be sitting at, yeah, he's only got like, I don't know, 40 seconds left to get it done. And that's going to go by very, very quickly as these guys do rotate over to the high ground right there. Yes, yes. GG, well played. Game 1 going to the Burning Wind Nomads and to Inticity, the Kraken King, getting it done in a duel of what appears to be 2 Vampire Coast mains. Maybe we'll see some Coast here. But yeah, really cool, man. My favorite thing was probably the Missile Mirror play in the beginning. You know, kind of psyched out his opponent. But also, we got to see Tiger Warriors looking really good. 1,400 value, 1,700 value. The basic versions got beat up a little bit, but even still had a decent run. And it was really, really fun. Now, Mass Greatswords, this build was more designed against, like, traditionalist Grand Cathay. You know, Purple Sun against, like, Graces of Kuai Yin, and Jade Warrior, Gunners, and Iron Hails with, like, you know, Greatswords that cut through the Troopers. You know, it was more that kind of a build. Yeah, like, Homie packed triple mortars, which is only designed against, like, archers and, like, static infantry, right? So, overall, the build for Alexander Nuts was probably just off. It was not good against Sense build, and he paid the iron price for that. GG, well played. That's going to be game 1. So now we got game 2, and it's going to be Inticity on Skaven versus Alexander Nuts on, we'll find out in a second. We will find out in a second. Awesome. So the tail of the tape for today, by the way, in terms of matchups that we have on the docket, we have Inticity versus Alexander Bignuts. We have Opal Black Bear versus Ponty. Maximillionaire versus Pope Patty. Hobo Honkers versus Gondola the Patient, a.k.a. MILF Hunter. and Darren Dimwitz versus Galju are going to be the matches. And then we might have one more at the end, which is going to be Death by Ricochet versus either myself or somebody else. All right. David, don't know what it is. No, I'm not under the weather. No. Thank you, though. Do appreciate the kind words, man. Yeah, some great names. I mean, hey, these are high level sweats. They've got some good ones. Wow. Inticity on Skaven against Vampire Counts. Talk about a hard matchup. This matchup is massively favored for Vampire Counts. Probably like 70-30 if I had to wager. But it is Inticity. So somebody is going to be scheming something big. Yeah. Somebody's going to be scheming something nice and big. This is going to be fun, man. Prepare yourselves for trouble. Make it double. Where are we at? Okay. And looking great. Thank you guys for joining today, man. It's going to be good. Yeah, the rats are coming. The rats are coming. Gondola the Patient says, thank you for acknowledging my professional title. I always call you Gondola, but we got to give you your true title, the MILF Hunter. Yes, that is you. And yeah, Vampire Counts versus Skaven. It's going to be some weird Packmaster mobility build from Inticity. He's going to have like mass skirmishers, probably like a couple fast characters on either Bone Breakers or Brood Horrors. It's going to be like a mass hit and run kind of build. Yeah. We'll see. It's going to be fun, man. Debug camera is so stupid. Oh, you don't like playing against debug camera? Yeah, if it were up to me, I would remove debug camera for multiplayer. But unfortunately, the cat is already out of the bag, and it's been such a sustained part of Total War for so long that it's just at this point, you just got to eat it. I hope that I'm going to like try and see if it cannot be a thing in Total War multiplayer in 40K. If there's any way to police that, but I don't think there will be. Yeah, we'll find out. Do you have a beginner's guide? I have made guides over the years. This game is very old now. I will make fresh guides for future Total War games. So like when 40K comes out, I'm going to make guides for multiplayer, guides for every faction, that type of a thing. But for this, I don't know if I want to do that at this point. We'll see. Yeah. Time for Vlad the Chad to prove his worth. I mean, Vlad could be viable-ish. He causes terror. He's incredibly hard to kill, especially for Skaven, because they would have to bring like a Deathmaster type character. Yeah. But like one of the better ways to learn Drowsy is just watching our tournaments. Like I have 1,000, I have like 5,000 tournament casts on the channel that are modern, the past like 2 years. If you go back and watch those, you're going to learn more than you probably would from a lot of beginner's guides by just watching good players and watching what they do. More specifically, watch the World Championships, the Total Tavern Season Finals. You're going to see high level play and you'll see the decision making in action. You're going to see the tactics, the builds. Yeah. Yeah, and if you're in our Discord, community members have made guides. Like, yeah, RTK and Rat Clan have made guides for basically every faction. So if you get involved with either of those Total War clans, you can talk to players there and get build guides, and, you're all set. You're all set. Yes, yes. No, there's no way to police debug camera. I just don't, I don't know. I think it's not how the game was intended to be played. And yes, it's available to everybody, but some people use it and some don't. And it does certainly give an advantage to the people who use it. It's a tricky one, It's a tricky one. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything about it in this game, but for future games, I don't think it should be in multiplayer myself. But yeah, because I do think it is like a skill set to like just have awareness of the battlefield when you're not like looking at it. I think that's like part of the classic RTS experience. Like imagine, for me, I come from that kind of a background, right? So if like you're playing Warcraft 3 and you could just like play from outer space, not Warcraft 3, but like StarCraft, whatever, and see the entire map, not have to use your mini map at all, not have to like remember what's going on elsewhere on the map, I think that would be... Oh, I'm going to do guides for every single faction when 40K comes out. We're going to do guides on everything. And we're going to be doing campaign. We're going to have one campaign video a day, one multiplayer video a day, and then probably a live stream a day too. It's going to be hardcore when it comes out. Yeah. Exactly. Multitasking is an essential skill, and being able to see the entire map on the screen reduces the burden of multitasking. Improves. Yes, very, very well articulated, Vindicare. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. I agree. But, the hard part, Vindicare, is there's no way to police it. So even if we did say no debug camera, there's nothing we can do about it. So at this point, you might as well just let it go raw dog, Salty Scarab, what's up, dog? Welcome and thank you for the raid. Welcome to the Scarab crew. Dow 2 hype all day, every day. We played the hell out of Dow 2 yesterday. Yeah, Scarab, we'll do something fun soon, man. You did a great job with the Tau models, by the way. The Riptide, oh, that shit was awesome, dude. The Riptide is like one of the most boner-inducing models in the Dow 2 mod. It is so fun. It is so fun, yeah. But GG, and thank you for the raid. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Really, the ultimate way to... so Gondola the Patient says, really the ultimate way to combat debug cam is calling anyone you assume to be using it a chud. Oh my god, dude. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see, yeah. You could shame everybody who uses it, right? No, but we don't want to do that, you know. All right, guys, let's go ahead and break it down. Taking a look at the build here of Alexander Bignuts, he is going to be using Direwolves and Vanguard. So what you do is you use Direwolves as a Vanguard capture piece. And they're really good at chasing down Skaven like slingers and weapons teams and things like that. So having 2 Direwolves on the field is very good. Now, this, to me, feels like a very risky build by Alexander Bignuts. But this could also be a meta adjustment to dealing with Inticity's mobility. So Homie calls in 2 Black Knights with Lances. And yeah, I mean, Shock Cavalry with shields and armor, pretty good at running down Skaven chaff and also, you know, slingers and those type of things. So 4 Black Knights. The rest of the build's going to be zombies. We have Manfred von Karstein on the Dragon, Spirit Leech, Doom and Darkness, Invo, and Raise Dead. And he does have the Sword of Unholy Power for the Infinite Winds of Magic and Melee, as well as the Arcane Conduit. All right, so taking a look at the build of the Kraken King, he's going to be going Night Runners galore. So he's got what appears to be 5 Night Runners, Ikit Claw. Yeah, it isn't. I knew this was going to be happening. So this is, if you guys remember the true OG Chad Hadries, he was one of the first innovators of using Bonebreaker and or Mutant Rat Ogre characters when he was still playing the game. I hope he's doing well, by the way. And yeah, so they're good fighting characters. They can beat down White Kings. They can fight monsters. Give you a little something, something. Natty Boobo Sharpshooters in the back and a bunch of slingers, not slingers, but clan rats to support that as well. So Ikit Claw does have the Flensing Rune, going to be very good against Manfred. And here we do see the Black Knights chasing. As on the backside, Inticity is going to be calling out Plague Claw Catapults, making some good contact. Manfred von Karstein landing, attacking one of the Mutant Rat Ogres, which is going to be pulling back. And now it looks like they are going to be trying to intercept these Black Knights. In the meantime, the Dezales of the Skaven have gotten some good pot shots here. So they are shooting up in the sky at Manfredo. And the damage will add up. But yeah, good value out of the gates. 1 Black Knight unit being sent into the trash can. But the vampire counts... Oh, man. This is a huge blunder by Big Nuts. Big Nuts should have gotten all 3 objectives. Like, there's no reason to let this Skaven have a single objective right now. He didn't capture Objective 3. He didn't capture Objective 1. He's just letting the Skaven feast. So it appears he's going for a big value trading dive. We'll see how it works out for him. I do think that is a colossal mistake because normally Skaven get stuffed back. And yes, Skaven can trade with value on vampire counts, but typically they struggle to get the objectives. So big misplays by Big Nuts, in my opinion, out of the gates. There's going to be a Flensing Rune activated. Very nice. And the Mutant Rat Ogre is laying a hurt down onto Manfred von Karstein, while on the backfield, some of the Black Knights are making a dive onto the Plague Claw Catapults, which is going to be easily countered by Inticity. He's just going to shut that shit down. All right, so zombies are arriving on that point. They are going to get that. Manfred is already very, very low, sitting at about 1,700 HP. Dezale is shooting well. Black Knights do manage to get on top of the Natty Boobos. Are they going to? Yes. Manfred popping an Invo, so Homeboy is going to be able to heal, and the Black Knights are going to be pulling back. Honestly, a lot of this does feel like a build loss for Alexander. Like, I think vampire counts are so heavily favored here. He maybe tried to innovate a little bit too hard. The Black Knights don't feel super strong against, like, Rat Ogres and or, you know, the Mutant Rat Ogres here in the chaff units, so they're just kind of getting tar pitted and swarmed. Good Warp Lightning right there, but Plague Claw Catapults on the backside going to be unleashing and shooting into what? Let's go ahead and see what it's going to be. Yeah, Manfred sitting at 1,400 HP. Black Knights are going to be cruising up. And, ladies and gentlemen, what you normally do in this matchup as vampire counts is you just get all 3 objectives with a mass amount of units and call it a day. But with that, Alexander knows it's over. He's going to be tapping out. And, ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason why Inticity is the world champion. He can make even the high-level players look like they're struggling bad. And, yeah, he basically just played clean, took his opponent to Pound Town with the sniping, and got it done. So GG, well played. And it was a quick one. That's very rare in this game that you get games over that quick. It's incredibly rare, but here you have it. The build for Alexander just did not work at all. It was, yeah, it just got karate shots. GG, well played, guys. Inticity with the steel chair to close out the series. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving over to the next game. So let me go ahead and find this real quick. There we go. All right. So the next match is coming up. And Ent is going to play Dow 4. He is, yeah. He's pretty good at most RTS games. We had him play... he's like I think he's a Masters level StarCraft player too. We had him play Warcraft 3, and he did very well in our little invitational that we did. Oh, we're going to get him playing Dow 2 soon. Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, I talked to him. You can take him. Yeah, Aspect, you would definitely beat him in Dow 2, yes. You would. Aspect, you're very good at Dow 2. You were teaching us all lessons yesterday. Okay, so best of 3 showdowns. Next up, we have Opal Black Bear versus Ponty. This is going to be a fun one. Opal Black Bear actually won our last faction war, if you guys don't remember. Yeah, he won our last faction war, which was pretty sweet. So we have Opal Bear Black, which is on RTK Total War here. Subscribe to you just really hyping the channel. And then we got Ponty on Dark Elves. So Demons of Chaos versus Dark Elves here is going to be our next match. Let's get our scorecards adjusted for this best of 3 showdown. Thank you, Inticity, for playing. And yeah, that is going to be that. So this is going to be Ponty, and this is going to be Opal Bear. Opal Bear. All right, outstanding. What reveals are going on tomorrow? Is there something I should know about? Yeah. Is there a little something I should know about? How time flies. I don't know. Is there some Dow thing going on tomorrow, man? God, can it just be September already? Wake me up when September ends. All right, let's get that going. Wake me up when September ends and we're playing Dawn of War 4. Yes. All right, lads. Fun matchup. Dark Elves, Demons of Chaos, probably going to see some Scourge Runners, I would wager. Although Ponty might try his Forbidden Hydras, granted against Demons, that seems risky. Yeah. Are we going to see the open beta? I think we need to see an open beta. Probably like in August, maybe, we see it. Aspect, yeah. So these best of 3s are the last guy you saw, Aspect, in the last match. The player who won the last best of series is a former world champion in this game. He is a 3-time world champion, so a #1 player in the world. That would be like equivalent of like Happy in freaking Warcraft 3. And the player he was playing was a high level player too. Yes. Yeah. So you do have that, and these players are both really good. These are guys who have won some, intermediate, advanced tournaments before. So these guys are both very solid players too. Yeah, Ponty is a big off-meta player. He's good, but he plays super off-meta, which can sometimes hurt him, but is very fun to watch. And Opal Bear Black is very good too. So these guys are both like, in the top 20 in the world. Granted, there's not a lot of competitive players in this game, maybe like 50 to 100, but, being in the top 16, top 20 is still a big accomplishment. Yeah. There is that. I think it has almost a $900 prize. What are you talking about? There's a Legion Tower Defense tournament coming up. Oh, but it's for like high-level players, right? Yeah. Okay, nothing too crazy here. I mean, Houseplant still has the all-time lead for championship wins. So basically, what we do is we have a championship leaderboard, which I need to put up on the website actually, which shows who has won the most major events. So that is either like World Championships, season finals, faction wars, things like that are very competitive. So Houseplant currently does have the record. He has won 5, which is Inticity is at 3. So if I'm like trying to think of an analogy, I don't know. I mean, not personality-wise, but Houseplant would be without the cheating and without the personality. Like Houseplant would be, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who's a good analogy in MMA. I mean, yeah, like there is John Jones, but of course then there's like the cheating scandals and things like that. I don't know. Can't think of a great analogy off the top of my head, but regardless, yeah, he's very, very, very good. #1 and #2 there. Falcon was one of the GOATs of Warhammer 2, yes. But, if we do a GOAT of all the games, I could set up a all-time Total War leaderboard, including Warhammer 2 and 3, to see who has won the most championship events. Falcon might be up there. I'm pretty sure he won at least 4 or 5 major events in Warhammer 2. I'd have to check, but Felcon would be in the GOAT discussion. He would be, yes. We can check. We can check. Like after this, we'll straight up go look on the website. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this best of 3 showdown, and it is going to be Opal Bear Black over here on the Demons of Chaos. So Blue Horrors of Tzeentch in the front, backed up by the Exalted Pinks, which are pretty good DPS. And then we do also have the Barons of the Ba with the Bog to bang the bang diggy diggy. And yeah, they're good anti-infantry and just debuffing tools with their Miasma of Rot as well as their Wasting Sickness. A little bit of lag here. Hopefully these players will get it together. It's not on my end. Yeah, so it's probably just a localized connection. I know Ponty lives in Poland. I don't know where Opal Bear Black lives. We'll have to see. But it is going to be a Soul Grinder of Tzeentch backed up by a Zarevek. So Tzeentch Demon Prince. He does have the Tzeentch's Firestorm as well as the Blue Fire. So there is that. And on the other side, we do have a bunch of Dark Riders. So Ponty going to be coming in with Skirmishers. Yeah, I mean, good ranged armor-piercing Skirmishers. But they will struggle against like blues and pinks because they kind of get outranged. So he's going to need to keep them on the wings of the battlefield and just do a little bit of skirmishing. Seems like the lag is chilled out. So we got double Bloodrack Medusa. Bloodrack Medusas are excellent anti-infantry snipers and can also fight the greater demons. Chill of Centaur is a big damage sponge. If you guys have ever played tabletop, this is like the equivalent of playing Tyranids and sending a Carnifex up the middle and letting it absorb all the wounds while the rest of your army generates value for you. So we will have to see. All right. Dark Riders have set up shop, and they're going to be unleashing a crossbow volley here. That is going to be a nice one onto the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch. They do not penetrate the shield, but they get some good DACA in there. Soul Grinder throwing his javelins into the Bloodrack Medusa, but immediately that Soul Grinder is going to be sent packing by the Dark Rider Peter Crossbows. So out of the gates, we do see the double objective going. One objective here does go to Ponty, and objective number 3 goes to Ponty as well. So those homies going to be hanging in there. They're going to be doing it. And we will see how this goes. Reinforcements are going to be more Exalted Pinks. I feel like those Exalted Pinks have been making a bit of a comeback in the meta lately. Very tough to deal with. And the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch is a great sniper. And the Medusa, unfortunately, is being line of sighted by the hill. It looks like out of the gates, Ponty is going to be taking an L on this Medusa, as he does get nailed by a little bit of pink fire, sending this thing packing. And then also the blues and pinks are going to be shooting in there. But nice dodge, although we do see the Gaze of Fate activated. It's going to be snaring the Medusa for about 11 seconds. And now all the DACA is going to be pouring in while the repeater crossbows try and provide a little bit of supporting fire, but that's definitely not a great start. So Flamestorm is going to be really nice against the Exalted Pinks, and the Medusa is now free from her shackles. So she's going to be running. Oh, look at that. The Medusa getting a big breath attack right there, ladies and gentlemen, on top of the blues. If that could have been the pinks in the back, it would have been slightly better. But we do have the Medusa up on the high ground, dropping some frickin' laser beams. And that blue horror unit just getting wrecked. Okay, it hadn't used its breath attack yet. Purple Sun, a bit of a whiff right there, using it on the Exalted Pinks, but they were able to move out of that, which is unfortunate. But yeah, one unit of blues is in the trash can, so one of the demonic elements is gone, but so too is one of the Medusas. So out of the gates, the Demons of Chaos are going to be pulling an advantage overall on the battlefield. But, you know, the game is far from over, very, very early on. Fiends of Slaanesh called out for the Demons, and on the backside for the Druchii, it is going to be Dark Riders. So the Dark Riders have mobilized. They're going to be on their way out. And looks like they are going to be diving into the Exalted Pinks. Nope, they changed their mind at the last second. Makes sense. Repeater crossbow shooting into the Giant Chicken. Meanwhile, down here, Dreadspear is preparing to move up. And the Medusa is back online. So this thing, you know, even at 10% can provide value. But it looks like she's going to be packing and running, as the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch gets some really, really good poking value there. Demons, I would say, in a relatively commanding position. They're having this nice march forward and progressively pushing back Dark Elf units. The Feathered Prince here fighting against the Medusa is going to be good for the Prince because of the reinforcements nearby. Otherwise, the Medusa would have a good fight there. And now it looks like the Giga Chad Chill of Centaur is thinking about moving in. Now, what the Dark Elves need, in my opinion, are Doomfire Warlocks. They're really good against demons with their magic damage, and they also just do great DPS against light armor. Things like the Barons of the Bog and all these like demon units in the backfield could be very, very good targets. Repeater crossbow setting up a little bit of a decent gun line here, punching into the shields of the Exalted Boys. Dreadspear is getting taken to Pound Town, and definitely need to get like a Flamestorm on top of these boys if you can. Now, will the Dread Hydra be able to pull this game back? He's in there. He's planting his feet down. He's going hard. He's like, help me out, kid. I'm too weak. But yeah, that thing is going to take a lot of firepower to kill, and it should be good against the Barons of the Bog. Not terrible, at least. Fleshhound's called in for the Demons of Chaos. Going to be intercepting the flanking Dark Riders and putting them to shame here, as the double Exalted Pinks just mowing down that Hydra. But remember, the Hydra, it's all fun and games, but you got to get the finishing blow on it. If you don't finish off the Hydra, you're going to be having a relatively bad time. Dark Riders getting folded as is expected right here. Meanwhile, the Exalted Pinks unleashing Daka and, yeah, getting that Hydra down. But again, Ponty's really good at keeping his Hydras alive. Flamestorm activated over here. I don't know why he wouldn't have used it on the Exalted Pinks. It feels like a bit of a miscast by old Ponty here. His Medusa is going to be fleeing, and he has another Medusa AFK in the back. So what he needs to do right now, guys, is get that Medusa up, like grab it like this, and move it up towards the battlefield. And then from there, it can kind of spray out and hit whatever it wants. So that is what he needs to be doing. The Feathered Prince thinking about hunting down the Supreme Sorceress. Bleak Sword's moving on up, and the Hydra still just raid bossing it here, man. I mean, it's probably not getting a ton of value, but Homeboy is holding well. And remember, the Hydra does have the ability to heal. It has the too many heads thing, so or another head takes its place is what it's called. Another takes its place, yes. So there's a chance that it's going to be able to heal through this DPS. We'll have to see. The Medusa is back online, and we do get Dark Riders and Bleak Swords coming out. Really, really would love to see the Doomfire Warlocks, but we're not seeing those bad boys in action yet. Wavering Hydra, Narcissism activated. I can totally see a Hydra being a Narcissist, just like looking in the mirror with its, or looking at itself with its many heads. The Narcissist Hydra is upon us. But yeah, decent Daka right here. The Chill of Sontar is going to be getting it. In the meantime, guys, we do got Bleak Swords moving up, Dark Riders, and the Dark Elves do kind of stabilize back here. Although, no, they don't. Those Fiends are still rather healthy. Sniping ability activated on the Supreme Sorceress from Zarevek, the Feathered Prince. The Tzeentch Demon Prince getting a little bit of work done there as more Bleak Swords do move up. But Demons of Chaos definitely have the dominance on the battlefield right now. They're hanging in there. They're doing pretty good. Bloodrack Medusa is an anti-large fighter also. They do have halberds, so fighting against these Fiends of Slaanesh, not bad, but Big Pimpin is coming down now. And yeah, he's going to be getting his KFC drumstick and laying a whooping on these bad boys right here. So there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Fiends of Slaanesh chewing it up. And how do we look elsewhere on the battlefield? It looks like the Dark Elves do have Objective 1 and Objective 3. So somehow, despite being in the losing position, Dark Elves have been able to hold on to a couple points. Maybe it's just the waves of infantry they've been sending up. I mean, Exalted Pinks back here taking a bad trade, just being ground down by like Crap House Infantry and Cav. So that's not bad at all. Dark Rider Peter Crossbows tied up in melee. And now we're getting Coldwood Knights coming in. Coldwood Knights are anti-large. So they're going to be able to chew against the Fiends. Drag those bad boys down. You can see their HP is going to be diminishing, and the backfield threat should be dealt with. That was a good Flamestorm. Landing it right on top of the Exalted Pinks there, chewing through their shields, doing some decent HP damage. But look at this, guys. We do see the Supreme Sorcerer sitting at 500 HP, and they're not the highest leadership characters. Their base leadership is only 75, so certainly could use a little bit of milk. So Gaze of Fate, and then also the Tzeentch's... that's a Infernal Gateway, is that? Or is that yeah, it's Infernal Gateway right there. And it does do some really good damage against those Golden Knights. Tzeentch's magic is pretty devastating for sure. Candid Assassin on the way out. Now, one of the ways Ponty could maybe get back in the game right now is getting a snipe on the Feathered Prince. So get these Repeater Crossbows to turn around, start shooting him. Get the Candid Assassin coming in here as well. So Homeboys are going to be moving in. He's got his crossbow, and that's such a cool looking shot. Look at him like charging the Greater Demon. Yeah, I mean, he'll put some hurt in, man. Medusa's an anti-large fighter. Zarevek being trapped here is not good. Granted, Dark Elves are completely routed elsewhere in the battlefield. If you look around, their lines are broken here. Their lines are broken here. The demons have gotten through. Objective 1 is going to be flipping, and maybe there's a cheeky snipe here, but I think that we are going to be seeing Zarevek get away here most likely. The Fleshhound's going to come in and salvage that situation, and it does look like Game 1 is going to be going to Opal Bear Black here, as he is closing out the match. Yeah, I mean, a couple Dark Riders coming in. Maybe a cheeky snipe on Zarevek. Not going to matter. The demons, like, there's a lot of value. Yes, Ponty does have a quote-unquote value lead, or is at least tied. But the value tracker is not very good in this game. Creative Assembly, it has a ton of bugs. It doesn't track a lot of things, like different spells and abilities. And it gives you a ballpark, but generally speaking, you can't trust it, especially with, like, Tzeentchian factions. For some reason, it doesn't track, like, a lot of the spells properly and the damage and all that, so... Zarevek at -1 leadership, dropping a blue fire before he goes in the trash and ends up doing some big damage. Exalted Pinks and Blues are up, and the Unholy Fire of Tzeentch is going to be getting some good Daka there. And looks like he's going to be crumbling. Yeah, -28. It's cascading, so Homeboy is going to be going in the trash. His leadership has hit a pretty deep negative, and I do not think he's going to be able to stabilize. So that's that. But that triple cap, pretty freaking brutal. Don't know how Ponty is going to be able to get this. I think it's the time, you know, remember the old time like cartoons when they would get like the coat hanger thing and they would like pull people off stage? I think it might be time to do that to Ponty here. We're going to have to see. See if the tracker is off in 40 cam and a flip. I know. You know, and Creative Assembly makes some really cool shit, but they also have a habit of like just the haggardness like that. You know, I feel like we're probably gonna have like multiplayer is gonna be super janky in 40k. Like, it's gonna be horrifically imbalanced. It's gonna look really cool, but it's gonna be like super buggy. God, please just don't give us traditional land battle. God, if we get land battle as the only playable multiplayer format, man, oh, I'm gonna be so sad. Hopefully they at least have some form of objectives or something. I think that's the case. I think that's the case. I think they're gonna make it close to tabletop, where it's not domination mode, but you're gonna have like a couple objectives, but no reinforcements outside of reserves. That would be fine. Like if we get like a conquest domination hybrid or a conquest objective mode hybrid, I think that's how it's gonna be. If we get that, then I think the foundation is good, because then we can just copy like tabletop and have a good experience there. But Objective 1, Objective 3, and Objective 2 are all taken here, and the Demons of Chaos rock hard there. And the Dark Elves are kind of just pushed back into the trash can right now. Ponti is honestly just out of this game. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do. And is the Soul Grinder... Yeah, 1,200 value on him. I was wondering if he had paid for himself. He's still going to be good. Soul Grinder of Tzeentch is going to be able to smash a Canid Assassin in combat. He's still a big armor-piercing fighter, right? So he will be able to elbowink those guys down. Bloodrock Medusa's back. I mean, is there any way Ponti can work some magic? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. Yeah. I think 40k will feel completely different due to the engine. So new unknown bugs. Yes, I think there's going to be a lot of improvements having a new engine in 40k. There will probably be a lot of things that are a lot cleaner. One thing I really hope they iron out is this ranged in shooting, right? Because that's always been one of the weirdest things in Total War, is like getting shooting to work properly. In 40k, a setting where like most things are shooting, I think that's going to be one of the big make or break variables. Also, like one thing I can understand like a flying thing dodging arrows, but like if you have like an Eldar, not even an Eldar, but let's say you have like an orc like war boss on foot, and he's like dodging bolter fire by running back and forth, that is going to be the dumbest shit ever. Like they should make like gunfire in 40k connect more efficiently than it does in this game. Okay, this is a fantasy game. They're using like black powder weaponry, they're using like bow and arrow, that's fine. But I think for 40k, like gunfire needs to connect more consistently. You know, in my opinion. Much faster bullets. I hope so. Yeah, like 40k line of sight if ever right. Like what if you're playing like Imperial Guard and your guardsmen just like only one of them can shoot while the other ones in the back don't get to shoot? There's a lot they need to take care of, yeah, to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah. We'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. GG, well played. Victory in game 1 going to the Demons of Chaos. Really clean build, honestly, man. It's like the blue and pink push backed up by the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch to counter the Medusas. The Barons of the Bog for a little bit of mass and infantry cleaning. It was a really, really nice build by Opal Bear Black. And for Ponzi, it was fun, but he just had too many things to get countered. The two Medusas had a relatively rough time. The Hydra kind of got karate chopped by all the fire damage. You know, demons have so much fire damage. The Hydra is just such a risky pick. Ponzi kind of built himself into a corner there a little bit. All right, so that's going to be game 1 going down. And let's go ahead and give one win here to you. All right. Danikin says they need to make sure that Eldar always hit and dodge everything. No. God, no. All right. So let me go here to see. So you guys were asking about how many... One sec here. Let me log in there. I think Chaos is going to be the first faction that gets added to Total War Warhammer 40k. That'd be my guess. Yeah. You need Chaos. You need a Chaos faction. And Chaos Space Marines, you know. And they might even do Chaos Space Marines and Demons of Chaos mixed together, which I think could be fine. Kind of like Warriors of Chaos type thing, like having, you know, a couple factions mixed together. Okay, so let's go here. While the players build their armies for game 2. Okay, so let's see how many major events Falcon won. One championship, 2, 3. So 3 championships. 4, 5, 6. So Falcon actually probably, and the faction wars in Warhammer 2 were ultra competitive. But if we add it, we have to add Inticity's victories then from that too. So Ent would have 1 and 2 majors. So Ent would have 5 majors victories across all the games. So if we're doing like an all-time leaderboard, Falcon would probably be number 1 at the moment. If he had a lot in Warhammer 2. I think he must have had the most Warhammer 2 major event wins. So Falcon would have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, majors. And then Inticity would have 3 in Warhammer 3 and then 2 here. He's got 2 faction war major event wins. So that would be 5. Houseplant would be at 5 also on the all-time leaderboard. So him and Ent would be like tied for second place on all time. And then after that, I'm not sure. I'd have to take a look. Soothsayer, let's see how he's looking. Soothsayer has 1, 2 major event wins, 3 major event wins. So Sooth having 3 major event wins is pretty solid. Yeah. Not bad at all. Soothsayer actually was a big Empire player. He played Lizardman, but you'd be surprised. He didn't play him as often as you would think, considering the name. And then what about, who else in Warhammer 3 Hall of Fame? Yeah, Houseplanet with 3 just rock hard dominant. That's so dominant, man. Yeah, Void Law's obviously as a couple under his many Smurfs. Catholic getting a nice championship win, season 6, nice. Solus Aura, I think if he had kept playing, he could have become like an all-time champ. Daniken with a Chad win there. Chosen Evergarden getting a win there. Yeah, pretty cool. He who shall not be named, I know. Vampire Coast versus Warriors of Chaos in this game, guys. Yeah. So I guess if we're doing all-time, it would be the all-time leaderboard for Total War Warhammer would probably be Falcon with major event wins, followed by Inticity and Houseplant tied at number 2. If Inticity wins 1 more major event, which I'm sure he will, he would actually tie Falcon number 1 for all-time major event wins. So he just needs to win 1 or 2 more to get the all-time. If we're talking combining 2 and 3, Warhammer 1 I don't really count. Warhammer 1 multiplayer was a bit of a joke. The scene was riddled with issues. The rule, like land battle weirdness. It was like without good rules. It was janky. So I don't really count that. Did you apply to early access to 40K? I'm pretty sure that CA will probably just hook it up. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll find out. We'll make sure it happens. All right, so Vampire Coast Warriors of Chaos, the old tournament lore. Yeah, it is, man. The olden days. Ye old days of old. What a build! 2 Exalted Heroes of Khorne. Are they going to be on mount or on foot? Based on that build, it looks like they're going to be on their mounts. Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. Find out in today's episode. Yeah, infinite healing vampire counts, right. Like infinite summons for factions. It was just Warhammer 1 multiplayer was like fun, but it was janky. It wasn't really competitive. Yeah, in my opinion. Most of the competitive stuff then was just like abusing and exploiting things that were broken rather than skill expression. Oh yeah, for sure, Dow. Yeah, absolutely. Just playing in the shadows. Yes. All right, guys, let's break it down. Take a look at the builds here. Looking at the armies of Opal Bear Black and the Vampire Coast, it is going to be a vanguard of zombie pirate gunnery mobs. Araness Assault Spite, not terrible. I mean, she is an anti-large fighter that does have a pretty nice little item here in the Kraken's Bane, providing anti-large to nearby allies. It's like the Walmart version of the Alberic item, because she can't, get around as quickly, but still helpful. And Spearfisher's Net, so lock down Chaos characters and get them in the business. All right, so we got deck gunners and deck gunners. Cool. Zombie pirates and some polearms. So double deck gunner build. Pretty nice on this map. You're just going to get the deck gunner, one here and one right here, and then just like rip shots all across the entire map. That's not bad at all, man. It's not bad at all. All right, so for the army here of Ponty, he's going to be rocking a lot of Warriors of Chaos, obviously, because he's playing the faction. But no, I think he's got a couple in the secondary line, Marauders in the front to absorb. Exalted Heroes of Khorne, I like this because they're fire damage, armor-piercing fighters. They're really basically like a legendary lord on a stick. Yeah, you get 2 of these bad boys, and they can put a hurt down on something, man. It's no joke. Chaos Warriors in the secondary, just to provide sustainability. Exalted Heroes to fight the crabs and single entities. And it is going to be a Zinchian Sorcerer with blue fire and pink fire. And then Zinch's... Oh, Glean Magic. Whoa, the rare Glean Magic pick. All right, I don't hate that. So the battle is on. The Warriors of Chaos should triple cap the Vampire Coast here on a map like this. That definitely would be big. I think that the Sorcerer is going to have his hands full shutting down the Deck Gunners. What you want to do is fly overhead and use the Sword of Change. Summon some Chaos Spawn on top of the Deck Gunners there and call it a day. All right, so the backside, Exalted Heroes of Khorne are there. Yes, yes. And the Legions are going to be advancing up. All right, guys. So Marauders and Marauders. Chaos Warriors, objectives are flipping, but, you know, Opal Bear Black is going to be getting a lot of value from his shooting. These Deck Gunners are going to mow down, you know, a couple units before the fighting really gets going. And on the backside, Night Terror is called out. An excellent choice. The Night Terrors are basically good against everything on the battlefield with the exception of the Exalted Heroes. And now the big Crabbo Stabos are going to be on their way in. Double cap does go to the Warriors of Chaos, and now Depth Guard are going to be coming to party, and that is going to be a very, very nice blue fire there. And, oh, beautiful Overcast. That melts those guys. And they are going to be crumbling, negative 55 leadership. And now, I don't know why Ponti isn't flying in and dropping a spawn on top of the other one. You could literally just kill both of these Deck Gunners in the first, like, initial moments of the game, and that would be pretty devastating. I keep thinking this is a bloated corpse. Oh my god, does he have Vangeist Revenge? Oh, he does. All right, all hail the mighty, guys. It's going to be going down. So, Big Crabbo's going to be bullying these Chaos units. Granted, they are getting attacked by an Exalted Hero, who is going to be helpful in dealing armor-piercing damage. And yes. Oh, God. Oh, yes. I can only be so erect. All hail the mighty. They're bowling pinned. Oh, yes. And the cannons go down the pipes. And those Chaos Warriors get melted. Absolutely source code deleted. Oh, God. I love it. That's so good, dude. That's so good. Those Chaos Warriors get shreked pretty bad. The mighty has been hailed. And over here on the other side, the Lamprey's Revenge and Aranessa. Aranessa will beat an Exalted Hero of Khorne most likely with her anti-large bonus, although it's a little bit tenuous. But with the crab support, she probably will. And now we got Syrenes packing it up. Syrenes coming in to help. Not a lot of magic damage on the Chaos roster here that I can see. Aspiring Champions are pretty meta in this matchup. Normally you see them. And a big mistake. Ponti should have had these Deck Gunners dead like 5,000 years ago. But alas, mistakes were made. Exalted Hero, on the other hand, though, getting good work into the Lamprey's Revenge. You can see their HP is diminishing. Pistol mobs, though, providing very, very nice fire support. The Warriors of Chaos Army, it looks like it has been routed. They have been pushed back very heavily. The Vampire Coast is on their way to getting the middle objective, and it looks like they already have gotten it. The side objective is theirs as well. And now we get Chaos Knights of Zenith. Now, this isn't a terrible choice. They beat Mournguls. They kill ethereal units. They're good at clearing chaff. I think this is one of the few matchups in which the Chaos Knights are pretty okay, and they can have some decent fights. Exalted Hero of Khorne fighting it out, and on the backside, it looks like the Deck Gunners are finally going to be taken down. So those are good picks by Ponti. Very, very nice. He's able to get the Deck Gunner number 1 offline, Deck Gunner number 2, and the Depth Guard over here do bully those Marauders off the point. And yeah, that's going to be a triple cap, and the Vampire Coast is going to get that one. So Chaos Knights move in. Oh, is there a cannon? Oh, shit. Carronade in the back here, coming in for Opal Bear Black. And by the way, Opal Bear Black won our last faction war we had, so he's coming off a nice run. It was the Zeech faction war, the one where we had like random factions for everybody. Homeboy was able to win that and do very well for himself. So the cannon is a very hard counter against Chaos Knights. So right now, yeah, good instincts by Ponti. He needs to come back here and shut down this Carronade if he can. Let those Chaos Knights shine. Chaos Knights engage against Lamprey's Revenge and Aranessa, which is a horrible mistake in my opinion, because Aranessa with her Kraken's Bane is giving anti-large to her Lamprey's Revenge. So suddenly these guys become like an anti-Chaos Knight unit. And that's partially why the Exalted Hero of Khorne is getting wrecked so badly. The Spawn, able to get through the Deck Gunners, not bad at all. Syrene's going to be countering these infantry. Depth Guard fighting the Exalted Hero of Khorne, which is not going to be great for the Depth Guard. The Khorne Hero will bully them pretty badly in combat, but it's going to take a while. Depth Guard are a pretty sustainable unit, and yeah, it is going to be some tricksy hobbitses. All right, guys, Objective 2 belongs to the Vampire Coast. Objective 1 as well. This point is about to flip to the Vampire Coast here, and Ponti is really, really on the back foot. Vampire Coast looking incredibly dominant on the battlefield. The Mighty has been hailed, and oh, what a Chad, though. Ponti calling in one of my favorite units to use, which is the Swords of Chaos. So these are basically, they're an ROR Chaos Knight that have fire damage and armor piercing. So in some ways, they do bring some stuff to the table against Vampire Coast with their you know, fire damage. You know, these units are weak to fire because they are regenerating. So the 20% extra damage on top of the AP Swords of Chaos wrecking those lampreys. Is there going to be any late game comeback opportunities here? The Sorcerer of Tzeentch does get the cannon offline. Looks like he does, but is attacked by some rotting Prometheans. The cannon, though, still hanging in there. Maybe a pink fire would be enough to get that done. Is Chaos on the comeback? Swords of Chaos getting a fold up on lampreys, which might actually also stabilize, which is incredibly tough. Tzeentch Knights need to be rerouted around here and get on top of those Sirens. And it looks like that's what he's going to be doing. The Chaos Knight's going to be heading over to the other side. And, yeah, man, I don't know. That triple cap is really, really bleeding points out here. I don't see too many opportunities. And a beautiful Spearfisher's Net, by the way. On the Swords of Chaos, oh my god, I don't think that's going to do a lot of damage, but because they have such a low model count. But, yeah, we'll see. All right, so all hail the mighty as the giant boat is called in. Cannonballs are dropped, and it did some damage. It was respectable. Not bad at all. Chaos Knight's coming across to help. Aranessa is still doing great work. And it looks like these Sirens and the Mourngulls are going to be committed to the fight right now. On this side, we have some Chaos Warriors actually grinding. Could there be a comeback for Ponzi? I don't know, man. I think losing his Swords of Chaos and losing his Tzeentch Knights is just a little bit too much. You know, honestly, in this matchup, I think Doom Knights are a little bit better, simply because they're flying, so they can dictate the engagements better, and they can also dive backfield threats and be a little bit more disruptive in that way. Oh my god, did the Lord get chased off and killed? Where is the Tzeentch Lord? Is he gone? I think he's gone. Oh my goodness, look at this. Yeah, I think that Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch got pushed and bullied by those rotting Prometheans back there. Let's see the value on them. Yeah, they have 2,300 value. Okay, so they did get the beatdown going there. Doom Knight's coming in, but not going to make that much of a difference probably. I mean, he might win this fight, but even still, he's going to have to get through all this meat on these objectives. Over here, though, he kind of is. You know, Ponti with his Exalted Chad of Khorne, cutting through the Depth Guard units and also helping to take down the zombies. So maybe that point is going to be able to flip. Warriors of Chaos over here on this side do have the Exalted Hero of Khorne and the Chaos Warriors winning yet another fight. So, I mean, there's a little something going on the wings here, guys. Little something is cooking. All right, Swords of Chaos are here and chopping the Doom Knights of Tzeentch. They do magic damage, so against Sirens, they do bring quite a bit of DPS to the table, which is quite nice. And there are going to be some Marauders coming in to provide some ablative wounds to these bad boys. Sirens and Night Terror sitting on low leadership. You can see 7 leadership on those bad boys. Yeah, getting all these points is going to be very tough for Chaos, although they are flipping some on the side. But yeah, here comes the Rotting Prometheans. And you have to remember the, oh, dear God in heaven. All right, guys, we don't care about anything else. This is all we're watching right now. They should, you know what would be a really cool mechanic for the Vampire Coast? Is if you could, like, have a call-in ability of a bloated corpse. Where it comes in from the side of the map. You can't call it in anywhere, but, like, you get a bloated corpse call. Like, it's not a unit anymore on your roster that you bring with money, but you get like a building army meter where like tier 1 calls in a bloated corpse, tier 2 calls in like an anti-infantry bombardment, and tier 3 calls in a single entity cannon from off map. Dude, if Creative Assembly put in a little bit of effort to like army abilities for every faction, do you know how freaking cool that would be? Now that would take a lot of balancing because the game is reasonably balanced now, so adding army abilities would kind of break the balance, but man, that would be super cool if they did something like that. Average Walmart dweller. Oh, it's true for sure. Yeah. No, I've seen some majestic creatures at Walmart. They're definitely out there. All right. The 2 zombies going to get this objective. The Krabos are going to stabbo and get that point if they can. Aranessa just kind of raid bossing it back here. And remember, the Mourngulls are now anti-large also because of Aranessa's Halt Spite. So freaking good. Anti-large Sirens also bonus versus large of 8, helping them chew through the Doom Knights super effectively. And yeah, that's going to be nasty. Gamma in chat saying, every time a bloated corpse shows up, I feel like an Urukai cheering the torch guy rushing to the mine. Yeah. No, that's a very good analogy. It really is. All right, lads, what's cooking? The bloated corpse going to be cruising. Vampire Fleet Captain being hunted by the Exalted Hero of Khorne, which is a very heavily favored fight for the Exalted Hero. Granted, he is on death's bed, so he might end up losing that fight. We're going to have to see how that all unfolds. Aranessa continuing to dominate. The Walmart Alberic play, getting it done, dropping the fat anti-large bonus where she can, but now being attacked and potentially harassed by this Exalted Hero of Khorne. She's going to be turning around on her crab, I would imagine. But the fire damage, is it relevant against Aranessa? I can't remember if she's weak to fire. I don't think she is. She doesn't regenerate, but even still, big AP damage, and a charge bonus of 59 is nasty. And Aranessa's kind of getting taken down here. Could this be the comeback for the Dreadlord Ponti? If Ponty hadn't lost his Sorcerer Lord earlier, had escaped, this could be a pretty okay, close comeback opportunity, but I think with the Lord having been killed earlier, it might be a little bit too much. But man, Aranessa is getting whooped right here, getting whooped by this Khorne character, and the Khorne character needs to make sure to finish the job. That's a huge win. You know, Vampire Coast units have very low base leadership, so applying a negative 16 leadership penalty to them is an incredibly valuable boon. Really, really able to set those guys back. All right, so fleeing the scene is old Aranessa. She's going to be waddling into the shadows. In the meantime, Vampire Fleet Captain and Bloated Corpse going to be hustling up. Objective number 1 is held by the Vampire Coast. Objective 2 held by the Vampire Coast as well. And ladies and gentlemen, the battle does indeed rage on in our... Oh, I'm on the wrong screen here. Sorry, guys. I should have switched this here. Hold on. It's going to appear in a second. Just give it a moment. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right, now we got the proper scoreboard. The Bloated Corpse, did I just blue ball you guys on the Bloated Corpse? I think it did come in and didn't do anything. All right, you didn't miss too much. On this side, Mourngulls and Scurvy Dogs re-secure that objective. Ponty getting some momentum, although he didn't go for the kill on Aranessa, which in my opinion is a huge mistake. I mean, that negative 16 leadership on all those crumbling zombies would have been a game changer. So yeah, big old haggard mistake there, but I just don't know if Ponty has the time to get the objectives back. It's going to be very tough, and it looks like the Mighty are going to be hailed again, but they're going to be blasting a lot of dickhand mobs here too. But that's okay. It's worth it. Those are Forsaken. So here comes the cannonballs. Yes. All right. But zombies are going to get it also. That's going to be like a double karate chop. Yeah, if you had angled it a little bit better, it would have been just the Forsaken, but he does get rid of the Forsaken unit. So at the end of the day, you know, still 250 gold unit for like an 800 gold unit, 700 gold unit. He blew up his own units. He blew up his own bats. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. That's the Bloated Corpse that we all know and love. All right, Aranessa is back. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch coming out in the 4th quarter, and they will be good here against these units. I think what Ponty could have used would have been some Aspiring Champions. Yeah, or like Severed Claw, something like that in the mix would have been very, very good. All right, Exalted Hero of Khorne going to be going after the Vampire Fleet Captain, trying to boink where they can. More Depth Guard being called in to fight against the second wave of Chaos Infantry. Mourngulls are chewing, being attacked by some frickin' Doom Knights here. Doom Knights, but I think the Mourngulls will probably still win, considering how beat up they are. Yeah, this is what you get for letting Aranessa live. She's back in the fight, man. She's going to go give the frickin' Mourngulls anti-large, and then these Chaos Knights are going to have a much worse time in that fight there. So that's going to be very, very tricky. Objective 1, 2, and 3, all owned by the Vampire Coast, are going to be closing in on 1,300 points right now. So that is going, that is cooking. And the anti-large Mourngulls are now in full effect as Aranessa. Although, what are the conditions that need to be met? Okay, she just needs to be in really, really close quarters. And the Mourngulls, why are they not getting anti-large right now? So, is she not close enough? Affects allies in range. Bonus first large and melee attack. And are they in range? Okay, now I see the anti-large bonus. Okay, that was kind of weird. It wasn't appearing for some reason. But it does look like the game is mostly over. 1,300 points, you know, cool stuff. I didn't hate the Exalted Heroes of Khorne. They felt like a pretty disruptive tool. They were able to get some big pushes and run some stuff down. So not bad at all in that regard. But yeah, man. Aranessa, Mourngulls, chewing it out. Scurvy Dogs just hanging nearby, providing capture weight where they can. And yeah, Forsaken are good here, but not going to have enough time. And that is going to be victory 2-0 for Opal Bear Black. And victory for the Vampire Coast. Fun battle. You know, Ponty had some good plays. Shutting down the deck gunners could have been a little bit quicker. Obviously, throwing his Lord in the bushes back there probably was the death knell for his game. But regardless, GG, well played, guys. Aranessa actually looked really good that game. Giving some excellent anti-large to the boys. Didn't hate it. Chaos Knights are one of those units that are very flimsy, but if you can use them well, they're nice. But it's hard to pull them off, man. Yeah, the Chaos Knights kind of bled a ton of value and didn't pay for themselves, which is, I feel like, something we say all the time, but it is what it is. All right. So next up on the docket, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and find the good times. GG. And so now we have, I think, Maximillionaire versus Pope Patty. Let's see what that's going to look like. Okay. So yeah, Maximillionaire versus Pope Patty. All right. And where do we go from here? You see a bloaty boy, you click like to help the channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right. Knights are cooler than vampires. It's a great lobby name. Let's get in there. See who's going to be cooking here. 0-0 is going to be the new score. And we have Pope Patty. Vampire counts versus Bretonia. Oh, it's Mousillon too, dude. Oh, hell yeah. All right, so this is going to be Pope Patty. And then we're going to get you set up here, which is going to be Max. We're just going to say Max for short. I think that's easier than typing the full name here. All right, Bretonia versus Vampire Counts. I really like these best of 3 streams. I like the pace with which the games go. You know, normally it's a bit of a saga, but here this is nice. We're just getting back-to-back games. Which faction in your opinion is the most powerful in multiplayer? Slaanesh, Wood Elves, Beastmen, Norska, probably the big dogs. Let me look and see if things have changed. I'm a little bit out of the loop. I've been kind of diversifying the games we're covering a little bit, but yeah, Vampire Counts, not Bretonia probably. Vampire Counts, Norska, Wood Elves, Slaanesh in that ballpark, and Beastmen maybe. Yeah, if I had to guess. Khorne is very, very beginner friendly. We haven't had a dwarf game yet. No, we have not. We have not. But Slaanesh is after some nerfs is a little bit better, but they're still, I think, in the hands of like the highest level players, Slaanesh is really devastating. All right, guys, let's go ahead and break it down and see what's cooking for the build. So for Maximillionaire, Max going to be coming in with Graveguard. Okay. So he's got a Legion of Musion Graveguard looking very, very cool. I love the Musion scheme. If I were to ever do an undead army, it would be Musion in tabletop. Yeah. And we do also have a big scary Vargulf there chilling out. Aside from that, we have Graveguard zombies and double Necromancer who are going to be violently stroking their Forbidden Rods. Yes, yes. And then double Vargulf. So the Vampire Gorilla is making a bit of a comeback here, which is very, very fun. Yeah. And it's going to be cool. Oh, is it one gorilla or 2? I think it's just one gorilla. Okay, one gorilla with the Red Duke. Oh, he's going big on the flavor. The Red Duke on horseback, by the way. El Sif himself going to be looking to duel the Bretonian characters. That's fun. All right. So for the armies of the lady, a massive front line of battle pilgrims, which is kind of unfortunate in some ways because they're going to get wrecked by the Graveguard really badly. But the Graveguard can be soft countered by Foot Squires. Although Graveguard give it right back to them. So it's a pretty even little fight. But it's a mass infantry army from Pope Patty. Now, the reason why he's doing this is he's trying to subvert the expectations. Everybody knows he loves his Mass Grail Guardians. So homeboy, double Chain Lightning Caster. So he's got double Harry Potter here, guys. Yeah. And that is going to be very, very interesting to see. I don't hate it. And he brought King Lewin on foot. Dude, what the hell kind of a build is this? Foot King Lewin. Mass Bretonian infantry, no cav in sight for Bretonia. This is some forbidden sauce here, guys. This is very forbidden. The corner camping, yes, he's going to camp in the corner. That's right. All right, all right. Taking off the shirt, guys. We're getting sweaty in here. Let's get back to casting and let's have some frickin' fun. Battle Pilgrims are cruising up towards Objective 3, and the rest of the unit's going to be heading over towards Objective Dose. Double Hermione. Oh my god, yeah, that's funny. They're cruising, man. They are cruising. Yeah, the builds today have been really good. They've been fun. Imagine taking off the shirt, not turning it. That's partially why I don't stream with a webcam. It's because I typically am just like in my shorts, just with no shirt on. It's pretty hot where I live, so, you know, I don't know. Some people are into that kind of thing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This is some nightly quest flex. It is. It's like the, what's that, Virtue of Empathy or whatever? Yeah, that's what it's called in tabletop, right? When the knights like get a bonus for being with like the troops. Or is that in campaign? I can't remember. There is some virtue thing the Bretonians have about fighting with the peasants and the infantry. Yeah. All right. So Battle Pilgrims on objective number 3. And the rest of the army is going to be surging up towards the middle. The evil forces of the vampires have secured the middle objective. Musion is there. The double necromancers stand at the ready. And now we get one of the coolest units in the game. I think top 5 coolest unit in the game. Blood Knights. Blood Knights are just so incredibly cool. Yeah, I think for vampire counts, they've got to be the coolest unit. Yeah, like biggest style points, and man, yeah, they're rad. Okay, so we do have the big dog fighting over here. The Red Duke and the Necromancer stand at the ready. The Vargulf going to be retreating back as well. And yeah, now the Bretonian infantry lines are going to be clashing. Mounted yeoman archers are called out, so Homie is going to be bringing some DACA Not much, though, but I can't help but feel vampires are just going to be massively favored in a infantry fight. That is going to be a Chain Lightning onto the Sternsman, which is going to be a good cast. It is going to hit him right in the middle and tag those guys. So very, very good Chain Lightning. Ends up being square and doing about 20-30% HP damage. Now, the Battle Pilgrims are about to get massacred. They're going to get cut up by the Graveguard and their anti-infantry and their armor. But, you know, they're going to do it for the lady. It's exactly what they want. And the mass amounts of Haggard Bretonnian infantry are in the mix. And for anybody trying to learn this game, this is not meta at all. So don't take this as like a competitive high-level build. I would say the Vampire Count build is slightly more competitive, but it's still very off-meta. Oh my god, no! No, 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 no. Look at that Winds of Death. Oh, God. That's like a campaign play. Oh, my God. He just got wrecked, bro. Oh, no. Yeah, that's so painful. He just had like half of his army chunked to half health. Ouch, dude. And he does get a counter Chain Lightning on the Graveguard, but that was nowhere near the punishment that he just took. So Foot Squires are being held up. King Lewin is on foot fighting the Red Duke. So King Lewin is fighting the villainous vampires, 3v1. The Vampire Gorilla as well as El Sif there are fighting. So the Red Duke putting a little bit of hurt down there. And Lewin looks like he's going to need to pull back right now. Men-at-Arms with polearms coming over to help out. And the Bretonnians do manage to get the objective, but it's going to get very, very ugly here, as we are going to be seeing a Mortis Engine coming in. And Bretonnia has no answer for the Mortis Engine. As a matter of fact, I think that Pope Patty is just going to be dying here very quickly. I think the game's going to be rough. We do see the Red Duke. He got about 1,500 value from that, which is very, very nice. All right, how are you going to deal with the Mortis Engine right here? How are you going to stop this? Yeoman Archers are like one of the only things here that can. I mean, there are some Peasant Archers coming in, but yeah, now the Mortis Engine is in the mix, and it's going to be draining the HP of all these units with the Reliquary Corruption. It's, you know, Mortis Engines are one of the hardest counters to the infantry blobs. So, beautiful Chain Lightning back there, though. Really, really nice one by Pope Patty. God damn! That was a great-ass Chain Lightning. Look at those Blood Knights just getting one-shot by that. That is so freaking good. King Lewin, though, is losing the duel against the Giga Chad Red Duke. But the Red Duke is fighting unfair. He has his evil Gorilla Vampire in there. Oh, no. Oh, no, not like this. Another Winds of Death. Oh, what is this campaign? Pope Patty with the AI plays. Oh, no. His entire front line just got shattered and killed by that overcasted Winds of Death. Dear God. Oh, no. And Lewin able to escape a little bit. And we have his archers back here being run down. There are some polearms there to help out a little bit. But, yeah, man. That's tough. So Inticity says, Pope managed to beat Maximilian with girls before, and now they're doing crazy builds to counter each other. Yeah, kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like it. It's very funny. So polearms finishing off the Blood Knights. Peasant Archers, if they can stabilize, maybe could put some hurt down to the Mortis Engine. I think you need a lot more Peasant Archers out here for the Bretonnians if they want any fighting chance. Lewin actually getting in and doing some hurt on the Mortis Engine right there. Yeah, that was nasty. Now the unit of Blood Knights is going to be called in, so the Chain Lightning is going to be here. Patty, they both start with a P. Not using any freaking cavalry at all. King Lewin getting pushed and bullied a little bit by the Red Duke and his pet gorilla. And it looks like Lewin is going to be trying to pull back right now. As at the backside, Yeoman Archers coming out. Not a single Bretonnian cav to be seen. I wonder if he's going to be calling one out in the late game. You guys know there's going to be another Winds of Death, right? I think he's got one more in him, Winds of Magic-wise. All right, so the Duke here is eating a couple halberd shots. We do see the Mortis Engine sitting at about 600 value. So it hasn't done a ton yet. And it is being shot by fire arrows, but I think King Lewin is not long for this world. Oh, the Red Duke's going to get the killing blow. The villain of Mucione. And, oh, Lewin does dodge that hit, but the King of Bretonnia is fleeing the scene. And his melee defense is holding firm. The Lion's Shield doing some nice work. As the Yeoman thinking about getting in. And King Lewin is very, very close to going down here, guys. He's at 97 HP. The Blood Knight's getting into the backfield. And, I mean, somehow the Bretonnian infantry army is holding. I think the Chain Lightnings have been a big variable there. They've been really devastating. I mean, the Chain Lightning's taking out a Blood Knight unit, wrecking the Sternsman right here. It's very, very nice. Polearms saturating in, trying to help where they can. King Lewin has been defeated by the Red Duke. So he was able to get the karate chop there. A couple Peasant Archers shooting in where they can. But, man, the Bretonnian army has, like, no agency. Yeah, it can't. It just has to sit there and fight. There's no mobility. There's no plays to be made. It's going to be very, very rough. But, you know, fun build nonetheless by Pope Patty. And this is game 1 in this best of 3. So he is going to have time to pull the series back. Will the curse of the 2-0 be broken here today, guys? Find out on this episode of Dragon Ball Z, where the characters power up for 5 episodes before they finally fight. All right, more yeoman archers coming out, but just going to be shreked by the Blood Knights. I don't know what he's thinking with that. Yeah, okay, it was an accident. So the Blood Knights do intercept them right there. Meanwhile, polearms in the back are up and chilling. Polearms here are going to be battling it out versus the zombies and battle pilgrims and men-at-arms. Doing what they can, but soon to be routed by the Vargulf guys. And yeah, Pope Patty should probably just tap out right now. He's got no chances. The game's 1,000,000% over, and he does. And that's going to be victory for evil Maximillionaire and Mucione. Those Winds of Death were so devastating. He got 3,200 value. I mean, it just broke the back of Patty. That was so funny. Like, did Max know that that build was coming somehow? I don't know. Blood Knights were sick. Mortis Engine was great. Very, very fun game. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some big erect Winds of Death, because who doesn't love that? That's what it's all about right there. All right, so now we're going to wait for game 2, and we're gonna hang out. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. The Red Duke meta is upon us. He did good. Red Duke wasn't bad. Macabre, sorry, I forgot to check that. Yeah. It was pretty much just infantry and yeoman archers to my knowledge. He didn't bring any Bretonnian Knights. Yeah. All right, so Kislev for Pope Patty, Lizardman for Maximillionaire. The map is going to be probably something different, I would imagine. They're not going to play on the same map. Let me message Max to tell him to not forget to change the map. Although, who's the post? Pope Patty looks like he is. Okay, they changed the map. We're good. Looks like it's going to be on the Haunted Vale. Yeah. It is going to be the evil Haunted Vale. Extra evil and extra haunted. You know, you guys got to remember both those variables there. It is evil and it is haunted. Do it to it. Pope Patty at the ready. Maximillionaire at the ready. It's go time, baby. Yeah, like, I think the no cavalry Bretonnia could have worked better if they had brought, like, a couple characters to support. Like maybe, like, a Fey Enchantress with, like, 2 paladins, or Henri La Massif and a paladin could have been better with that build. Because then at least you have, like, the Fey utility, her Mortis Engine, and you have the 2 paladin characters to fight the Gorilla and the Red Duke and the Blood Knights. Yeah. That was just a lot of suffering right there. Just getting Winds of Death over and over. Yeah. But no, Kislev, really fun. I love playing Kislev. They're probably one of my favorite factions to play. Little Grom is just the coolest unit. It's great. But yeah, Streltsy are fun. Zargard are okay in this matchup. You can go shielded Zargard, but you got to watch out for the Croxies. Trebuchets could have been interesting. Yeah, Trebuchets can do some work. The dreaded Bretonnian artillery line. Renowned and feared across all of the old world. Yeah, I mean, polearms are okay, Macabre. They're not a bad mix-in, honestly, against like Cryptors and things like that and Cab, but you can't rely on them solely to deal with, like, yeah, elite anti-large threats like Blood Knights. They just won't be able to catch them, you know. Your opponent is going to have to blunder into you. Whereas the Blood Knights are just going to ride around and pick off everything. You know, typically you would see, like, you know, some Bretonnian elite Cav fighting the Blood Knights, like Grail Guardians or Knights of the Realm or something. Backed up by, like, Fey Enchantress with Flesh to Stone or some sort of witchcraft. So it begins, the greatest battle of our time. Let's take a look at our other best of threes that we have going on, by the way. We have, after this, we have Hobo Honkers versus Gondola the Patient. And then we have Darren Dimwits versus Galju in Game 5. We might have a couple more best ofs after that. Looks like there's a couple more homies, Death by Ricochet and Gotrek Starbreaker. We're going to see how we're looking on time when we get there, because some of these series can go longer. Kislevite Warriors are good in this matchup, but they do, you're right, get wrecked by the infantry. They're like a good support piece, but not a good main line, because Skinks will bully them, Saurus will bully them, Skirmishers will bully them, but saturating them in with your mainline troopers as like a supporting infantry is pretty good. It's pretty good. What are these builds? The builds are going to be more unusual today because it's not a tournament. It's just like a place to practice weird shit in best of 3 show matches. So people tend to take liberties and experiment in these matches. So there is that. Yes, yes. How would you make cool SE monsters better for competitive play, like Rogue Idols? Oh, there you just buff them. And you might think this build is weird, but like this is a playstyle that Kislev has used since the dawn of time. It's incredibly mouth breathing. You basically just get a bunch of big, powerful, mobile single entities and use the Ice Witch of Tempest to bunker bust positions using the Hawks of Miska. A Patriarch to provide healing, so the Patriarch is just going to be dropping the Salak's Lullaby as well as the Vigor replenishment to keep the blob going. And yeah, you get an Incarnate Elemental for Mortis Engine, Elemental Bear just to look cool, and Frostworm for anti-large. It's something, man. I mean, it can work. It's a very, very haggard way to play, but it can win games. Now, looking at the army here of Maximillionaire, he's going to be coming in with Chameleon Skinks. A really good tool, by the way. Chameleon Skinks are so good against big monsters and kiting these type of blobs. I love that. And then we do have Nakai the Wanderer, the interior crocodile alligator. He is going to be driving his Chevrolet movie theater. He's got his big hammer ready to drop it down, and the rest of the build is going to be mostly chaff. Just skinks and skink cohorts of javelins. All right. On the backside, oh my god, it's Lord Croak. Croak is going to be useless. Oh no. Croak is only good against infantry and cav. Oh, Croak is just dead weight. That feels so bad for Maximillionaire. But he did bring Lord Croak. Yes, the Toad is here. Unleash Toad. Unleash the Toad. So he retreats with the Chameleon Skinks into Kai. This Kislev build is going to be able to kind of play whack-a-mole. You know? Yeah, I mean, 450 weapon strength, he can kind of throw hands, but only has 26 melee attack. There will come a time, though, when Kislev will call in regular units. Okay, so Kislev is calling in Kossars. So Croak is going to have some targets to bombard. It's not like he's going to be helpless. Yeah. All right, guys. So Kislev has anchored over here. And now the mouth-breathing Death Star is going to get rolling. Skinks, what they need to be targeting is the Incarnate Elemental. It only has 50 armor. So that's a very, very easy thing to take down with the Skinks. Javelin Fire is going to be coming out, and it looks like Kislev is going to be committing with its mouth-breathing blob. Yeah, they're going for it, man. But, yep, objective number 1 goes to the dinosaurs. Objective number 2 and objective number 3 is going to be flipping right now. So one of the biggest win cons here for the Lizardmen is just to make sure they hold on to the objectives. Just don't let Kislev have any points. And, you know, objectives like this are very cheesy. This is kind of like old-school land battle, but they can't hold objectives well. Which is, again, like in 40k, it's the same thing. That's how you balance 40k. All right, so Shield of the Old One's going down. Supreme Shield, it's going to be 40% ward save. And like, yeah, sure, 1 unit of chaff units is taking a beating, but overall, like, this is very, very good here. And look at this. Great play by Maximillionaire. Tying down the Kossars. Kossars do not want to be fighting skink cohorts. This is a brilliant instincts right here. Tying down archers with cheap, expendable, shielded units. Master tier play. Now, Big Pimpin' Nakai is in, and oh, Dad is here. The Geltblom's Terror. Oh, hell yeah, baby. Let's go. T-Rex time. Kaiju fight. Kaiju fight. All right, so the T-Rex has gotten in. And it is a really good anti-large fighter. And Nakai is also going to be helping out as well. But he is being bullied by the Elemental Bear and the Incarnate Elemental. And it looks like the Geltblom's Terror is going to be attacking the Ice Witch right there. So Skink's coming in to provide a little bit of fire support. Definitely should be shooting at the big Incarnate Elemental if they can. Nakai should probably just turn and fight at this point, I think would be a good idea. Archers in the back for Kislev are getting absolutely wrecked. So really terrible situation for Pope Patty here. He's being bullied into the shadows. And does he not have any cav units to actually fight? He does have some Griffin Legion to push those guys back. Okay. Nonetheless, though, Nakai is getting bullied down. The Geltblom's Terror putting some good hurt down onto the Ice Witch. It is a really, really nice anti-large fighter with great combat stats. Skink cohorts with their little poison blow darts are doing nice incremental damage against the Incarnate Elemental, but it is going to take 5,000 years to kind of finish the job there. And the Geltbloms is doing good. Yeah, not bad. You know, Ice Witch is kind of beat up, and I wonder if the T-Rex is going to be making the water glass shake as it chases down the Ice Witch. Ice Witch puts the moves on. And, yep, Skink's just continuing to poke, while the Griffin Legion does clean up 1 unit of chaff units, and is now going to be coming across to clean up the other one. So good salvage here by Pope Patty. He did have a good shot cav unit in the back to save his archers. So those guys will be getting into the fight eventually here. We'll have to see. But the Ice Witch is getting wrecked. Oh, Nakai coming into this beatdown hammer, guys. He's going to be duking it out with the big dragon. Is this the time of heroes for Nakai the Wanderer? Although he is being attacked by the Golden Knight and Yarska. The Golden Knight does have a silencing effect, so it is going to be silencing. Heart of Winter activated from the Elemental Bear, able to shrek a lot of those units, and the Geltblom's Terror is now going to be refreshing and charging back in. A really, really cool pit fight here. The healing of the Patriarch is going to be massive. We do see Salak's Lullaby and all the heals applied, but it looks like the dragon might be taken down by a bunch of haggard javelins. Yeah, I mean, the cohorts, they're forming ranks using the dreaded Roman pilums, and I think a pilum, something like that. And yeah, the Ice Witch does go down. The Ice Witch gets karate chopped, ladies and gentlemen, by all the Haggard Javelins. Oh, I love it. And the Geltblom's Terror putting in work as well. So freaking good. So freaking good. Griffin Legion and Griffin Legion are going to be coming up. So those reinforcements would have been nice a long time ago. If the Griffin Legion had been called in to deal with these skinks, it'd be a very different game right now. But the bear using its breath attack right there, going to be melting, but all 3 objectives still belong to the dinosaurs. Nakai the Wanderer going to be slipping away. The elemental bear is hot on his case, so homeboy is going to be chasing those bad boys down. Yes, yes. And on the backside, Griffin Legion coming in to try and secure objectives. Archers are on their way up, but is it going to be too late for the reinforcements? Because currently Maximillionaire is pretty well ahead, and now he's calling in the Thunderous One. Okay. Geltblom's Terror also going to be able to probably drag down most of his other tools here. And it looks like the Incarnate Elemental just kind of died unceremoniously somewhere. Maybe all the skinks were able to get it. I don't know. Big Dog Croak going to be dropping a bombardment. Not a very good one, though. He whiffs really hard on that. Maybe going to get some of them. It's going to blow up and hit the back of the Griffin Legion. A couple of those bad boys. And yeah, all right. It made contact at least. Could be worse. Nakai sitting at 500 HP. Geltblom's and the Thunderous One, you know, cleaning up where they can. And I can't help but think that Max is going to be closing out the series 2-0. He's looking pretty good right here. The Kislevites do have some stuff, some Griffin Legion, but now Colden Rider's going to be coming out. Nice bombardment there. Croak did get a direct hit on those guys. And Nakai the Wanderer needs to be finished off. And it looks like the Golden Knight is going to be going. There they are. And there she goes. And, yep, getting a nice little prison shank in the back, 300 HP. Oh, big T-Rex trying to help the homie out, but it does miss. 160 HP on Nakai the Wanderer. And, yeah, the Golden Knight has really, really good leadership. And the Golden Knight does get the kill on to Nakai. Elemental Bear coming in, slapping up the T-Rex. Elemental Bear probably will win this fight, despite its, you know, not being an anti-large fighter, simply because of its health. Is there any chance for Kislev to weasel its way back in the game? We do see Zargard coming out, Dazen's Hearthblades, not bad, but look at this. The freaking Kislevite Kossars here being bullied by skink cohorts. You know that doesn't feel good. Thunderous One and Geltblom's Terror are going to be 2v1ing the Frozen Heart of Winter, and they are going to win this fight for sure. The T-Rex plus the Stegonon. It's like that scene in the new Jurassic Park movie when the Velociraptor helps out the T-Rex. They know that there's an unnatural threat nearby, and they're coming to deal with it. So, yep, Frozen Heart of Winter at 700 HP right there. Going to be going into the pits. The Geltblom's Terror Giga chatting it at about 1200 right there. We'll see if it gets the job done. A couple Kislevite archers going to be trying to help the homie out. And the Elemental Bear does actually survive. Geltblom's getting rear charged by those Cav. Oh, Lord Croak is going to be dropping bombs from downtown, boys. That's going to be going. The Deliverance of Pizza is here, and kaboom. Wow, 70%, 80% damage done there. Not bad at all. That is big erect Daka, ladies and gentlemen, as we do see the Kossars getting it. But regardless, the Lizardmen have won the monster fight. They've won the Kaiju fight. They have all 3 objectives, and that is going to be a victory for the big dog, Maximillionaire. You gotta love it. Fun match right there. All right, so let's see how we're cooking. We do have 900 value here, 950 value right there. And, yeah, overall, just a fun little game. Yeah, GG well played. GG well played. It was a fun one. But, you know, Pope lost the game when his archers got routed. When he moved up his 3 archers and they just got screened by some piece of shit, you know, skank units, and he didn't have the support in the big blob fight, that's when he lost. That is what cost him the game. So value, you can see the value here. Nothing too good, honestly. The bear did the best, but that Elemental Incarnate got wrecked, and the rest of his army was pretty baseline stuff. Yeah, GG. Croak even managed to get some value here. The Geltblom's Chad, 2200 on him. You gotta love to see it. And that's that. That is that. So 2-0. Well played to Maximillionaire. And now we're going to be going over to the next game, which is going to be Hobo Honkers versus Gondola the Patient. Man also goes by Milf Hunter. And let's get in there. And 0-0. Okay, so it's going to be Hobo versus Hobo Honkers versus Gondola. There we go. Awesome stuff. Hildrick says, I've been getting into 40k Tabletop with Knights, and I got overwhelmed with the amount of rules you have to learn. It's rough. Just learn your faction's rules and the core game rules, and then play with people who aren't lame, and they will teach you the rules of their faction as you play. You know, when you go into a game with a faction you never played against, just be like, hey, what what are your main faction mechanics? Do you have any surprises that I need to watch out for? Explain to me you're new. That's how you do it, man. Yeah, that's how you do it. Well played, Patty. Well played. Thank you for going. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, oh, the pit of the ever-chosen. High Elves versus Warriors of Chaos. In game one, Gondola going for a Giga Chad chosen of Khorne with dual weapons. Oh, one can only have... Your boner can only be so hard. It is going to be a bunch of chosen backed up by Weird Spawn. Festus with healing on the chosen. That's what it's all about, baby. And a couple Marauder Horsemen throwing axes. All right, you gotta love to see it. You gotta love to see it. My day's going really good, no fun allowed. Thank you, man. Yeah. All right, so Illyrian Reaver archers are going to be in the back, providing skirmish utility. We have Sea Lord Iceland and Henry Cavill with Earthblood, and then a couple Phoenix Guard, who are going to get wrecked probably by the Chosen, most likely. We'll have to see. But the battle is on, guys. Festus is going to Mortis Engine the hell out of those guys and really, really give them the dirty. The High Elves need some, you know, Sea Elemental type unit, something that can come in and bully these Chosen. Because, yeah, these guys are going to have a bad time. The Chosen of Khorne will win in sustained combat. But it's going to take a long time. The Halberds will hold, and they will trade well, all things considered. Festus is going to be coming in with his healing elixir, so now the Chosen are going to be getting a perpetual heal, which is very nasty. High Elves, are they going to play the outside objectives? Let's see. So, wait, where the hell are the objectives? Okay, there's one here. I got confused for a second. One here. Okay. So Warriors of Chaos are going to grab one. The middle objective is going to be heavily contested. The Weird Spawn, good at Sundering Armor, but yeah. I think the Chosen of Khorne win this fight. I mean, there is one variable. Chosen of Khorne do not have good armor piercing, so they may struggle with the 110 armor, so maybe the Halberds will do better than I expected. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is a map where the players start face-to-face. You start face-to-face in the middle, and then you have side objectives, which you can claim with your mobility. So both players are going to be claiming their side objectives with their mobility pieces and then getting back into the fight. Now, the Mortis Engine is on from Festus. And honestly, maybe I was a little bit wrong about the Phoenix Guard beating the Chosen. They're trading really, really well. Partially because Sea Lord, I think, is giving them buffs. Yeah, I think he's got a buff, yes. So melee defense and leadership, so it's something. It's not irrelevant. Marauder's going to be getting around the backside. Festus is going to be using the Harbinger of Pestilence to drain these bad boys down. And now we got Armored Chaos Trolls in the mix to help out. But in the meantime, since Chaos is committing everything to the middle, they're just going all for it. We do see ye old Illyrian Reavers heading over to grab Objective 2. So those bad boys are going to be grabbing it. They're going to be doing it. And yeah, the good times are going to continue rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Two more Marauder Horsemen being called in by Gondola. I can't help but think that Festus is going to be a little bit stronger in these blob-centric fights. The Chosen of Khorne are kind of losing some of their fights, but with Festus supporting, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Oh, look at this. Look. Henry Cavill and Sea Lord Iceland are trying to get through and take down Festus. They're pushing through the Chosen to try and get to him. And Festus is Benny Hilling in circles, which is the correct play. Now, this is going to be big. We do see the Blades of Hoth. Blades of Hoth will dunk on any of these Chosen. They are one of the best infantry duelists in the entire game. So yeah, they will put some big hurt down onto the Chosen of Khorne. The objective is owned by Chaos. Sea Lord and the Lore Master of Hoth have almost gotten to Festus. He's not very fast, and now Festus is getting hunted. You need to get the trolls to protect him right now. So the trolls are going to be coming across. There they go. And, yeah, they got their boinking sticks, and that should be enough to protect Festus as they get in, and they will be able to knock back those foot characters. And Festus is going to need that support because he will die very quickly. And you can see Festus's HP is dropping rather fast right now. Now, good play for the High Elves, actually able to catch two of the Marauder Horsemen and run them down. So that's two Marauder Horsemen that are going to be going in the trash can for the Warriors of Chaos. High Elves do have the objective advantage as of right now. So objective number 2 belongs to the High Elves, objective 1 as well. The middle is owned by the Warriors of Chaos. But the elite High Elf infantry are doing a lot better than I expected. I really thought the Chosen of Khorne would be able to cut through them with their bonus versus infantry and their damage, but the armor making a big, big difference here. And of course the Earthbloods are quite nice too. Phoenix Guard over here are getting chewed down by the Marauders and the Weird Spawn, but now the Blades of Hoth have gotten into the mix. And Sea Lord Iceland is just really hunting down Festus, which is the correct play. Isn't that cool, fighting by the fire and flames there? Yeah, he's gonna be chasing him down. Festus does not want any of that smoke. Weird Spawn, which looks straight out of The Thing from 1984. Was that 1984 was The Thing? I think it was like mid-80s. Are going to be blocking Sea Lord, allowing Festus to get away, who probably is going to be turning on his healing elixirs, but High Elves do appear to be kind of winning the fight. Yeah, the sword's getting in, man. Yeah, they're chewing through the Chosen. The Swordmasters of Hoeth, very, very elite Giga Chads. Because though Chosen are good duelists, they don't have armor piercing. So they will struggle against armored units. And the Swordmasters have armor piercing, a better anti-infantry, and armor. So they're definitely going to win that head-to-head versus Chosen of Khorne. That is for sure. All right, Reaver Cav skirmishing versus the Marauder Horsemen, some of which have stabilized. And the High Elves have gotten this objective. It does look like the Warriors of Chaos are running out of gas, and they've also lost on the side points. So there is a Forsaken unit coming in. Oceanid's going to be waddling back there to try and get that. High Elves do flip this point, and if the fight is broken for Chaos, yeah, then I think we're probably going to be seeing Old Festus get hunted down. Henry Cavill as well as Sea Lord Iceland are going to be battling it out versus the Weird Spawn. They're going. Phoenix Guard held forever. I mean, yeah, they're literally in the same spot as when the fighting started. Great value. 1,500 on this one. These ones got about 900. The Chosen of Khorne got bullied overall. Let's see the value on them. About 1,100, so not bad. And these Chosen of Khorne got about 1,200 value. So they're, decent stuff. Decent stuff. All right, Oceanid's pulling back right now. High Elf's going to be calling in Storm Riders to shoot at the Armored Chaos Trolls here. Festus is on the run, being hunted by Henry Cavill as well as Sea Lord, and this objective does go decisively to the High Elves. So probably what you do is you leave your Phoenix Guard here, you unsummon this low health Phoenix Guard, you leave the two healthy ones, and then you move the Blade Masters down here. Yeah, I think that's what you're going to want to do. The Jedi are taking over. All right, Festus is about to die. He's being hunted by Henry Cavill and the big dog Sea Lord Iceland. And the reason why I call him Henry Cavill is because in the campaign with High Elves, when you load in, Creative Assembly named a Lothern's Loremaster of Hoth that you start with is named after Henry Cavill. His name is Cavill, so that's why we do that. All right, so elsewhere on the battlefield, Oceanids are holding well. High Elves looking very dominant. There is a Chaos Knight unit out, which will be decent at cutting through like Oceanid-type units and or Reavers. So they got their Lances couched there. They're going to be charging in, getting a big engagement there, and those High Elf Cav are going to be routed back. But High Elves still probably just are too far ahead. I mean, Festus just got karate chopped, right? Yeah, Festus is now shattered. So Homeboy is running for the hills. Look at his chin is wiggling. I love how they did the wiggle mechanics, on him, or wiggle physics. But he's shattered, which means he's not coming back. He's running to the edge of the battlefield. So he's basically a dead lord. You don't really need to worry about him at that point. Although there are like situations where you would want to finish him off to immediately trigger the shock penalty, but you don't need to do it always. All right, Blades of Hoth cutting through Marauders, but that's going to be it. GG, well played. Festus is broken, and the Donut people, the Asuryan forces, claim victory. Hobo Hunkers 1-0 in this best of 3. All right, so what do we got? Yeah, the foot characters were decent. Phoenix Guard, Giga Chads, they held very well. Blades of Hoth came in, got 1,800 cleaned up, and the Chosen of Khorne just kind of got bullied. I'm really shocked. I thought they were going to do better, but alas, the elite High Elf Infantry, the armor piercing made the difference. And that was that. And that was that. All right, so now we're going to be getting ready for Game 2 here. We're going to see what they got going. Next matchup here after this is going to be Darren Dimwits versus Galju. Let me tag them. Darren Dimwits. Up next. Here we go. Turin, have you seen Village of the Damned 1995? It's another John Carpenter movie. I don't think I... Hey, darling. Have you seen a movie called Village of the Damned? Village of the Damned 1995. It's like a creepy 1995 horror movie by John Carpenter. Huh, no, I haven't seen it. Is it good? It has a 28 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty rough. I know the website isn't accurate about everything, but it seems to have pretty low reviews everywhere. Oh, Christopher Reeves is in it. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Ogre Kingdoms versus Nurgle next up on the docket. What kind of wiggle do you wouldn't understand yet? That's right, Miguel. That's right, man. Is it like Children of the Corn? It kind of looks like it. It's like some creepy children on the cover. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining today, guys. It's going to be a fun one. We got some good sweaty games going. The fire rises, and we're going to be having some very, very good times in the next few months. When we get our hands on Dawn of War 4, dude, we're going to be starting like a Pro League equivalent. It's going to be so fun. I'm super hyped for it. Yeah, 28 out of 100 is pretty rough. It's not that bad. It's okay. Okay, maybe we'll check it out. last night the wife and I were talking about rewatching all the Star Wars movies. So watching the prequels, you know, like the haggardness of like the recent Star Wars trilogy, like really made me appreciate the prequels. Because like for all the faults that the prequel movies had, like there was some fun shit and some cool fights. Like the Duel of Fates fight at the end, spoilers, between Obi-Wan and Anakin on that volcanic planet, that fight rules. And like there's some really good space fights too. You know? And like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul, like that was a goated fight too. I mean, like that really captured like, you know, there was some like fun shit. Like, yeah, the Gungans are kind of haggard and Jar Jar Binks, this and that, but like it had some cool elements of like capturing the old Republic and like, you know, it made me respect the prequels a lot more. Yeah. Anyways, guys. Let's get it going. Yeah, they're good movies, right? They're trying. Yoda versus Palpatine. Count Dooku is a goat too. You know, Christopher Lee, freaking Count Dooku, just with his smug gaze of superiority, walking around, dude. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Anyways, let's go ahead and get it. Let's have some fun and see what's cooking. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this fight. It's going to be the Ogre Kingdoms. We got a bunch of Noblars in the front with Noblar Flingers. We got Yetis, Ample Peak Greybacks, Powder Guts. Really good at this matchup. Powder Guts are amazing. They can fight off most Nurgle units in melee, and they're really good at shooting the big stuff. Pigback Riders and Lead Belchers, and it is going to be a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw. All right, guys. And it is going to be on here. Oh, my God. Plague Bearers, a Plague-ridden of Nurgle, Epidemius, the Tallyman, and two Great Unclean Ones. The dreaded double sumo. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. So those bad boys are going to be cruising up. Awesome, dude. Down with the thickness, indeed. And, yeah. It is time. So in the backside, Powder Guts unleashing their pistol shots into the Marauder Horsemen, which is a good target. I don't know how those Great Unclean Ones are going to get the job done. You know, I feel like they're just going to get pincushioned by the Ogre shooting. A couple Ogre Bulls with dual weapons coming in, but they got the pillar to hide behind. Now, you have a Stream of Corruption ×2, and Furuncle has Spirit Leech, Deluge, and Stream of Corruption, so a lot of free magic. Granted, that magic isn't going to be particularly good against Ogres. Furies look like they're thinking about diving onto the Powder Guts, which you got to be very careful about doing. And Nurgle does have the two objectives. I mean, they're ratting on these objectives very, very hard. All right, guys. Marauder Horsemen of Nurgle going to be getting harried by the Noblar Trappers. And on the backside, Chaos Furies just kind of watching, waiting to jump. Not going to be any easy opportunity. Man, Plague Bear is getting ripped to shreds by that shooting there. Nasty, nasty. And now the big Chunguses are out. Nothing else matters. Let's just watch this. They are going to be boinking down these guys. And we do see the Noblars packing up and running. More Plague Bearers going to be cruising up. Fury still waiting in the skies. They're waiting for an opening, and one of them does land on the Lead Belchers. And the Ogre Bulls are annihilating them, but honestly not bad value. Those Lead Belchers do lose about half their health, and it allows the Nurgle army to get a little bit closer. The other Lead Belchers landing, or other Furies landing here, probably a bit of a mistake, because Powder Guts are such good melee fighters. It'd be better just to go after the Lead Belchers, who are a lot weaker in melee. But the Great Unclean Ones are waddling forth. Where are the Stream of Corruptions to clear out the Noblars? That's what we need to be seeing. They do have those bound abilities, and the Sumo Wrestlers are trying their best to get it done. Now, Hobohonkers is up a game in this best of 3, so he could afford to lose this. So that's, I think, why he's doing such a hog wild build. Yes, yes. And Plague Bearers doing it with Epidemia, Sands of Sickness activated as well. On the backside, we do see more Chaos Warhounds looping around, looking for some things to chew on. We'll see if they can find any of the Ogre shooting. The value isn't too bad, all things considered. I mean, typically Nurgle will be behind in value, but and their healing is what gets it done. Stream of Corruption there on Pigback Riders. Spirit Leech on the Slaughtermaster from Furuncle. And yeah, the big dogs, I mean, they're just fighting living their best life, dude. They're moisturized and unbothered here, as they say. And yeah, just battling it out versus the Ample Peak Greybacks, which they'll do well against, but the shooting is what's really going to be the downfall. The Powder Gut shooting at them is going to be rough. Epidemius and company, are they going to be capturing the Ogre Kingdom's home objective? If they do, that's really massive. Exalted Plague Bearer summon, and it looks like that objective is going to be flipping, ladies and gentlemen. Plague Bearers and engaged by Golg's Man-Eaters. All right, so those guys, nice little anti-infantry fighters. And somehow, Palpatine has returned, and they have a freaking triple cap. The Nurgle forces have been able to get a triple cap on the Ogres. They had a summon of the Exalted Plague Bearers here, which are fighting pretty well against the Ogre Bulls with dual weapons. Epidemius, his tally, how built up is his tally right now? It is currently maxed out. So all nearby demons are going to be getting 15 melee attack and 20% phys res, which is very, very good. All right, so cruising on up. Great Unclean Ones are going. Plague Bearers and Nurglings are on their way. I think sending the Plague Bearers to the side objective to try and hold that is going to be the win con. But the Ogres do have a lot of capture rate moving forward. The Great Unclean Ones, going to be a menace. And remember, these Great Unclean Ones right now have 40% phys res because of Epidemia. So talk about a damage bump, right? And Overcasted Fleshy Abundance on them could be a pretty god tier play. Powder Guts are unleashing, and also the Nobblar Trappers. So there is a lot of range damage getting in there and doing some work. Yeti's piling in with their magic damage as well. Going to be boinking into the Great Unclean One. Overcasted Fleshy Abundance? Yes, nice. That's going to be hitting everything here. Plague Bearers do fold. And on the back, Nurglings and Plague Bearers have engaged on the back objective. And they're going to be just trying to fight off those Ogre units as the Ogres do rotate over. Managed to get this side point here. A couple Poison Hounds somehow found their way onto the Powder Guts. But that's what's cool about Powder Guts. They're very good fighters. They will be able to chase those Hounds off. All right, Sands of Sickness. Melee damage reflection, replenishing the vigor of all these Nurgle units. So tired, and exhausted. But they are going to maybe get one tier of vigor back. We're going to have to go ahead and follow that. Looks like it wasn't quite enough to get their vigor back. But still, you know, it can, over the course of a long game, make a difference if you get it at the right times. And, yeah, the objective taken by the Ogres right now. Nurgle is in dire straits a little bit. Losing a couple fights here. Plague Bearers are holding, but the Great Unclean One Blob is going to have to find a way to win on this point, and that's going to be tough. I mean, we got the Amplepeak Greybacks, we have Pigback Riders coming in, just tons of spears everywhere, Slaughtermaster, and just sustained fire coming in. From the Powder Guts, from the Nobblar Trappers, the Great Unclean Ones, we'll see how long they last, but it's going to be tough. Fecundity would be the play here, and he does get a Fecundity. That's going to be a healing spread. 40% Phys Res is pretty nuts, though, in the big boys. That is mitigating so much freaking damage. And Locus of Virulence also going to be putting him up to the blessed number of Slanesh. 69 melee attack, that's what she said, on Uncle for Uncle. So not bad at all. And is Nurgle going to be able to hold on to his back objective, man? It's a little bit dodgy back here. Plague Bears are holding, a lot of Ogre units. Probably going to need to send something with some mass, maybe some Rot Knights or something back there. But it does look like Homie is indexing very, very hard into just the... into the demon units. I don't know if he's even doing anything else. So Great Unclean Ones, just giga chatting it, fighting all day. The healing, the Fecundity is nice. I would imagine there might be enough Winds of Magic for one more big Fleshy Abundance. We're going to have to see how that all pans out on the backside. Plague Bearers are holding. They do have some Marauder Horsemen support, which maybe will help them. But the Ogres have a ton of capture weight back here. Nurgle does have 700 of the bank. Curious what they're going to be calling in next. And yeah, not a whole lot to micro here. Yeah. Ogres are a very good faction, but Korth, to be completely fair, this is a massive meme build by Nurgle. This Nurgle build is actually really terrible, but it has some elements that can synergize well together. But yeah, double Great Unclean One is not a strong build. So take it with a grain of salt. Nurgle can do a lot stronger things in this matchup. Granted, probably still Ogre favored at the end of the day. I think the Ogres would be favored, but... because the Ogre build is like meta. More meta adjacent. It's like more normal good units, whereas the Nurgle build is very meme heavy. Sands of Sickness activated, going to be spreading the Grandfather's blessings amongst their own units, and the Great Unclean Ones are just not dying, man. They're barely taking any damage. Fleshy Abundance upgraded his cast. Huge amount of healing, by the way. And with that healing taken into account, we could see the forces of Nurgle actually being okay on the value trading. More Plague Bearers coming up. But the Plague Bearers have lost the back objective. Couple of Nurglings and Horsemen coming in to try and reclaim that. Nurgle does have a points lead, so they can afford to bleed a little bit on the objectives. Lead Belchers coming in is very devastating. If those Lead Belchers start shooting at the Great Unclean Ones, they're probably going to go down very, very quickly. That is for sure. And yeah, we got the big boys fighting. They got their big cleaving sticks, laying the hammer of justice down where they frickin' can. The other Great Unclean One getting the Locus of Virulence, while Epidemius does his thing. But I think Homeboy knows the game is over, and we're going to be going to Game 3. So that is a victory for Gondola and his Ogre Kingdoms. And Hobo trying a very Chadley build. At least the Great Unclean Ones didn't die, but they weren't able to contest the field well enough, and that was pretty much that. Yeah, he literally brought like all demons. Had no like rot knights, nothing to really contest the mobility game. So he memed pretty hard and paid the price for it. And now we have Kislev versus Wood Elves on our last matchup here. Oh my god, they're doing Marbad's Tomb. This is like a CA map. It's kind of a meme. We're going to see what it looks like, though. It should be fun. All right, all right. Thank you guys for joining. Let the good times roll, baby. 1-1 in this series, and we do have another great sweaty match after this one, so that should be good. Let me look here and see. So yes, we have Darren Dimwitz versus Galju, and then I think I might play one versus Death by Ricochet. We'll have to see at the very end. Yes. You think so? You think so? Be like, you think Dawn of War 4 is going to be Iron Harvest with a different coat of paint? So I played the Dawn of War 4 demo, and it felt different from Iron Harvest in many ways. There were some elements that you could see that felt similar, but I actually really liked Iron Harvest. I played Iron Harvest's multiplayer really late in the game, and I was actually having a blast. Despite its jankiness, it was still fun. I think if they just improve upon the Iron Harvest template and just iron some things out and actually like have balance patches and, you know, put a little bit of effort into the multiplayer, I think it could be pretty good. But again, the version of the DAO 4 beta or alpha I played was like very early access, but like things felt impactful, right? Like when you were playing with Cyrus and you used his sniper rifle to like snipe like an elite unit, you felt that like the bolter impact, like the feeling was good. Like you felt it, the impact of things, which to me is very, very important. So, yeah. We'll see though. I mean, Iron Harvest did have some clunkiness to it, but I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun. I finished the whole campaign. I love the PvP, like the big mechs clashing, like using those Polish mechs with the bayonets and like charging bigger mechs was like super boner inducing. You know, so for me, there was a lot I like, you know. Iron Harvest was a cool game. I liked it. Now, to be completely fair, I didn't play Iron Harvest when it first came out. It could have been a lot worse then, so I have no idea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3 between these two mighty champions. We do have Hobo Honkers here. Hobo Honker's going to be rocking it up with Bladesinger build. Holy shit. Triple Bladesinger, 1, 2, and 3. And he does have a vanguard of Zotes up here, so the Zotes are going to be moving up. And aside from that, Spellweaver of the Dark with Power of Darkness. I believe in a thing called love. Sometimes you just got to listen to the rhythm of your heart. And coming out of the woods, we do have, it's going to be Ariel. All right, guys. It is go time. So Ariel is on her way out. And we're going to be getting this party started. It is going to be a good time. All right, guys. Gondola the Patient. His army is going to be Boris Ursus. Well, he'll be okay against like the Zotes and Ariel, I guess. Frostmaiden of Ice with Deathfrost and Ice Maiden's Kiss. Very, very good. Aside from that, we do have Armored Kossars. So Akshina Ambushers times 2. I love it. Akshina Ambushers times 3. And where are the objectives on this map, by the way? Oh my god. So each player has one objective literally in their back corner. So the only objective this is basically land battle, this map. If you just want to play just classic mouth breathing clash, you know, this is it. Literally one objective is able to be taken. Like the other ones are just like suicide to take. Like if you go back here, try and dive their back objective in the corner, you're going to get obliterated by their vanguard in their points. Yeah, all right. Well, that's really funny. So Akshina Ambusher is getting a nice ambush on the Bladesingers, and they lose about half their health in one volley from 2 Akshinas as well as Armored Kossars. Eternal Guard going to be moving up, and the Zote Goats are on their way up as well. A second Zote is here to reinforce, and now it looks like the Horn of War is going to be sounded. Bladesingers are going to be coming out, and the Kislevites are going to be taking a hammering there. It looks like Ice Sheet going down, nice, slowing down those Bladesingers, but what is the follow-up going to be from that? Looks like the Armored Kossar is going to be kiting the Elves, which is really, really funny to see. And these Bladesingers are going to get wrecked pretty bad, probably by the cap charge. So the Griffin Legion does run in, charge them down. Flesh to Stone, though, does mitigate a ton of the damage, and Apotheosis as well. And the 2 Zotes are now going to be counterattacking, getting ready to move in, while these Bladesingers are being kited and having trouble closing the distance. But now, they are going to make it, and Bladesingers are a really, really heavy Terminator unit. They're going to make incredibly quick work over these Kislevite infantry, especially the Warriors. They'll die very, very fast. Big blob fight out on the outside. Looks like one unit of dervishes is going to be sacrificed to the gods. Gondola getting good value with his ambushers. I'm loving the Kislevites ambush play. So he's got these guys. They are stealth ambushers. And those bad boys, yeah, putting some good crossfire down. Overlapping fields of fire always good against these elite type infantry. But yeah, there's going to be a big break right here. We are going to be seeing the Kislevite Cav get killed to the last man. And ye old Zotes are going to be breaking through the lines. Ariel dropping a fat Soul Stealer right there on top of the Kislev Blob, hitting a lot of units, so not bad at all. And now the Zotes and the Bladesingers collapsing in on the first line of archers, while Bladesingers here cut up these units, and the middle objective is owned by the Hardwood. Now, there are some Wild Riders here. This isn't a tournament, Mago, so we're just best of 3 show matches. Wild Riders, if they can come back here and shut down the Akshina ambushers, would be pretty massive. The Zotes are going to be very good in the Cav fight. However, the Zotes are being nailed by a lot of damage, and Boris Ursus with the Fury of Urson, anti-large putting in work, and the Kislevite Warriors coming in with their halberds as well to support things in the woods, also buffering a little bit. Wild Riders, a very, very lax micro here from Hobo Honkers, but right now, Gondol the Patient is kind of ripping and tearing. His bows have been shooting the entire time. He baited the Zotes into a really bad fight here where they got cut down by halberds and also just shot by archers. And on this side, it does look like the Kislevites were able to lock this down. So Gondola the Patient may have ironed out this game here. We're going to have to see if the Wood Elves have any opportunities for a comeback. Because, man, losing 2 Zotes like that into a halberd and archer position is really, really, really devastating. Really devastating. All right, Akshinas are here. Kosovite Dervishes fending off the Wild Riders, who are pretty tattered. Akshinas are okay melee fighters, too. They do have 35 weapon strength, so they can put up a fight here. But kind of just looks like Wood Elves are in the trash. We have freaking 9,000 value against 4,000. That's a pretty catastrophic difference, even considering the inaccuracies of the damage value tracker. And Boris Ursus is just putting the hurt down on Ariel. He is getting in there with his anti-large, and her little fairy wings are certainly not going to be saving her today. Another Soul Stealer is going to be on the cards, though. It certainly will be good there. But yeah, both archers are back online. The diving elements, the Wild Riders are offline. The Bladesingers have mostly been cut to pieces by the anti-infantry things in the woods. So these guys did pop out with their bonus versus infantry and take down the Bladesingers. And the Archer Fire is very good as well. Ice Sheet activated, going to be slowing these bad boys down, triggering the lore passive as well. Boris Ursus is on his horse, and he does have Colossal Strike. Ariel is a large fairy, so the anti-large bonus is going to be relevant there. And the Wood Elves are completely broken. This game's over. No chance to come back. It's 10,000 against 4,000. That is an absolute karate chop, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, that's just going to be an easy win for Kislev at this point. There's no chances whatsoever. Quick question from Rush in chat. Are Skaven playable and viable in multiplayer nowadays? Yeah, Skaven are. They're probably one of the hardest factions in the game to play. But they are viable. They just take a lot of skill and patience to play. You need to have really good APM too, because they're very micro intensive, but you can win games with them, absolutely. Zadaska in chat asking, I'm a newbie and play a lot of vanilla. Is SFO a good mod? I've never played it, so I can't speak to that. I really only played the vanilla game outside of a couple modded campaigns. But I've heard good things, but I can't vouch for it myself. Victory for Kislev, victory for Gondola the Patient, 2-1 in the series. So next up, guys, we're going to be jumping into another match. Let's take a look at the value. Akshina's really good. 1,300, 1,400, 700, and 1,100. So huge value. Bladesinger's got just absolutely punched right in the dong. 425, 276, 747. Just devastating losses there. Devastating losses. It was very, very painful. Hey, host, thanks for giving out 5 community subs, man. Thank you, homie. I really appreciate the support, and thank you for supporting the channel. You know, if you want modded campaigns, is that what you're looking for, Zadaska? Are you looking for some modded campaigns? If you are, you're in the right place. I will show you modded campaigns that will bring you a lot of fun times. Because I have played some. I just haven't played SFO. Yeah. Very fun attempt, though. That was a fun try there. All right, so let's go ahead and get Darren Dimwits here. Yes, we're going to get in and reset the score. So let's do 0-0. And then let's do Galju. So we have Corn versus Greenskins. That's a fun matchup. Very fighty matchup versus Dimwits. All right. Great. There we have it. The host says, "Hey, Turin, first time catching the stream. If you had to add one Order Lord and one Chaos Villain to any faction, who'd you like? Are you talking about from Warhammer Fantasy in general? That isn't in the game as it currently stands. Let me know and I'll answer your question. Thank you for answering my question. Also, stay positive as you are. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's like I'll be negative when when it's necessary, but you know, I like to remain optimistic until you know we're shown otherwise. For a campaign, PvP, I learn only in vanilla. Okay, so I got you, big dog. I got you. So if you want, in my opinion, my favorite modded campaigns, look at the. Oh man, they changed that. Let me get this. OVN. So, yeah, one sec. I'm checking this. That looks good. Okay. And there we are. Okay, so the OVN factions are amazing. So search OVN in the community workshop, and OVN Araby is really good. I love that one. Marienburg is really, really good too, but that's not OVN. But Araby is one of my favorite modded campaigns. It's really, really good. And then you can do... Marienburg is really cool too. SCM Marienburg, it's a super, super fun modded campaign. Really high quality, really interesting, unique mechanics. Musion is also a very good one. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah, Mixu's Musion is a great one. This one's badass. You can play as either the Viper of Musion, or you get to play as the Lady of the Dark Black Rail. Yeah, it's really fun. So there's a lot of really, really rad modded campaigns. Southern Realms is goated. Yeah, Southern Realms. This is another one I did. Where is it? Southern Realms. It's around here somewhere. Search Southern Realms. You'll find it. It's one of the best ones. It's so freaking good. All right. I really enjoyed your Olden Era stream a couple days ago. You're gonna yeah, of course. I'll be streaming that. I don't know when. I'm gonna be streaming Olden Era at least once or twice a week. So it's gonna be in our regular rotation now. And love your input on anything currently in the game. Okay, so what I would like to see added to the game for Chaos would be, I want Putrid Blight Kings for Chaos, if I had to answer your question. So elite Nurgle infantry backed up by I don't know, probably some of the End Times Nurgle stuff would be my power fantasy. Like adding like Luther Huss for the Empire would be really cool. Like a legendary warrior priest like hero would be cool. Yeah, that like there's some really cool Nurgle End Times characters. Blight Kings would be really rad. Hard to say. I loved your Dune Spice Wars. Yeah, Dune Spice Wars is great, man. And hopefully the Game of Thrones game will be like that. Anyways, guys, back to commentary. Welcome to this match here. Oh, I need to get the scorecards up, and there we go. Spawning in on the north side of the map, it is going to be Galju. Galju is going to be playing the Champions of the Blood God, and he has Marauders of Khorne, Minotaurs for anti-large against Boar Boys, Soulgrinder of Khorne and the Hellforge Bellowers, Valky the Bloody for assassinating characters, and then we have Chaos Warriors and Marauders on the backside to hold the home objective. For the Goblin Hordes of the Dim-Witted One, Homie's going to be coming in with Squig Hoppers right there. So Squig Hoppers are good at killing infantry, but pretty bad against other things. Hero Core is going to be Snagla Grobspit. So he does have the Goblin with the web ability, and then he does also have the Night Goblin Warboss. So the strength of this combo is you have a Rampage, you have a freaking Snare, and then you have another Snare. So you can feasibly lock down one unit for like almost like 30, 40 seconds. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Aside from that, it's going to be Orc Era Boys, Ruglets, Armored Orcs, and some Goblins. So just kind of a rank and file Greenskin army. And that is going to be going down. All right, last questions before I go back to commentary here. Has Turin ever played Bannerlord? Yes. There are some videos on the channel of me playing Warhammer mod. And for Nurgle, the vibe I like about them, I really love the aesthetic. Like the worn down, breaking, rotten armor, like the green color scheme, the brutal like scythes and horns. Like I just love the aesthetic of Nurgle, like mortals. I don't really care for the demons too much, but Nurgle mortals to me just look so freaking heavy metal and cool. Okay, huge play out of the gates here, guys. Night Goblin Warboss rampaging the Hellforge Bellowers. And now all the archers are going to be unleashing on it. So this is classic Greenskin play 101. The Hellforge Bellower is going to be eating a lot, but we do see the Soulgrinder of Khorne coming after the Goblin. There is a chance maybe the Bellowers live. It's going to be locked down here for 16 seconds, and the archers are probably going to bring it down pretty low. A bit of a pit fight, though. The Night Goblin Warboss being hunted by the Soulgrinder and Valkia as well, losing a lot of HP, but getting the Bellowers offline this quickly would be a massive win. So right now, Galju needs to get those things and spam click back here. He needs to run right away. Otherwise, he's going to be losing that. Okay, so the Goblin gets smashed up. The Hellforged Bellower is going to be retreating. Good micro by both players. We saw that the Goblin player got away here, and the Khorne player also got away as well. So lines are going to be clashing. Marauders of Khorne and the Minotaurs are battling through hordes of goblins, and they're making a little bit of progress, boinking through these bad boys. It's a process. Back in the front line here, ye old Soulgrinder of Khorne is going to be monster mashing. In the meantime, the Hellforged Bellower is going to be shooting at the Ruglud's Armored Orcs. So the first shotgun blasts are heard, and a nice direct hit there on the Orcs, taking down about 10 models right there. Furies called in by the Blood God. Furies are going to be used to shut down the Archer Corps, so they're going to be brought. And now the Greenskins are going to want to defend those using their Squig Hoppers. So Squig Hoppers will kill Furies really quickly because of their bonus versus infantry, and Furies are infantry. So getting the two skirmishers there or those light cav to deal with that would be pretty big. Now, Orc Archer line still doing good value. Valkyrie the Bloody is on the hunt once again, so the Valkyrie of the Blood God is going to be descending from the skies and hunting down the Night Goblin War Boss, who is going to be fleeing for his life here. Flee the city! He's making a run. Valkyrie hot on pursuit there, so we're going to see what ends up happening in that situation. Now, let's see how good the micro is of Galju. Is he going to respond quickly to dealing with these Furies, or is he just going to eat the sausage? We're going to find out here in just a second. All right, so, yep, you got to move in, fight, and move in and fight, and very, very good play by Galju. Or, excuse me, by Dim-Witted One. I got them backwards. But yes, that Dim-Witted One gets the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers in. They should be able to beat the Furies, although these Furies got the jump on them, so maybe not. The Wah is activated, the Battle Cry down in ye old caverns of Karak Doom, and the Squig Hoppers should be able to turn this fight around with the Wah active. A little bit hard to say, but the other Squig Hoppers do chew those bad boys up, and the fighting does continue to rage on, while the Greenskins are actually pressing the back objective of the Blood God as well. So Goblins versus Marauders and Khorngors. I mean, Khorngors do not want to be fighting infantry units, but yeah, Greenskins actually threatening that objective there. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, and we got Trolls and Pump Wagons coming in. Okay, I was wondering what the game plan is, but Pump Wagons will wreck infantry, and Trolls will also take, Marauders to Pound Town. They hit very, very hard and are relatively hard to uproot. I wish they would have chosen different banners. They both chose red banners, which is very Troll. So my apologies. I know it's a little bit hard to tell things apart, but we're going to do our best. All right, so the Hellforged Bellowers are in combat, fighting against Snagla Grobspit. Valkyrie the Bloody also fighting there, and it does look like the Hellforged Bellower. It does heal in melee from Gorefeast, so when it's in melee combat, it gets a little bit of healing. The Soulgrinder of Khorne is kind of a problem here. There's not a lot to stop it. It's trying to move on top of the archers, and it's shooting its cannonball while it's doing so. Minotaurs of Khorne chasing back the Squig Hoppers right there. And in the meantime, the Hellforged Bellowers are healing in combat because they're just farming these Orc boys for skulls, and that seems to be going pretty well. Spider to Bad Moon activated there from the Goblin War Boss, which is going to give anti-large to Snagla Grobspit. He's going to try and take down that frickin' Hellforged Bellowers. If they don't get the kill on that, that's going to be a lot of sunken value, which is not going to be great. The Trolls have arrived here, and we can see the Marauders of Khorne getting taken to Pound Town pretty badly. The Trolls do have some really funny animations. The dreaded peer-to-peer is here. Like, why is peer-to-peer in Total War so much jankier than, like, games like Dawn of War 2, for example? I always wonder about that. It's like a netcode thing. I have no freaking idea. But even still, the Marauders get smashed up. But the Khorngors are still holding on the objective. But the Pump Wagons rear charging into the Chaos. Oh, those are Chaos Warriors. Okay. They're going to be even harder to kill, but they should get overwhelmed over there. We're going to have to see. The Greenskins definitely have a bit of a value lead. They've been winning a lot of the microcosm fights here. Granted, the big single entities are still alive. Soulgrinder of Khorne is still on the table, although it does look like the motorcycle of the Blood God, the Harley Davidson of Fury, has been taken down by the two Goblin characters. So they were able to get the karate chop right there. All right, so coming around, we do see ye old Night Goblins just looking for things to hunt down. More and more Greenskin infantry on the way in, and the Broken Tusk Mob going to be a good late-game enforcer unit. The Broken Tusk Mob, solid anti-large damage. These guys pack quite a punch, so we'll have to follow their career with great interest. Yeah, definitely get those Boar Boy Biggins down. All right, are the Greenskins going to steal the back objective from the Blood God? They farm these Forsaken very effectively, so the Forsaken getting absolutely wrecked by the Pump Wagons and by the Trolls. Forsaken have, like, 0 melee defense, so when they fight something that counters them, they're very much a bully unit. Forsaken will bully lesser units, but when they fight something stronger, they fold really quickly. It's kind of the tail of the tape for that. All right, so they're going to get run down. The Wah active again. Halberds here fighting against Goblins. Not their ideal fight, but overall, I think if they just Alpha Strike those Chaos Warrior Halberds, the Greenskins could probably take that objective. The Blood God managing to hold on to this point, though, guys. Here, the Soulgrinder of Khorne still going strong. Fermented Fungi used on Valkia. Looks like Valkia was trying to hunt down the little Goblin character, but he is going to be skittering away. as the big dog does move in. Maybe going to be providing some terror routes here. Soul Grinders of Khorne, I've been hearing whispers that people have been using them a little bit. And they are, you know, in the greenskin matchup, not a terrible choice. They have cannonballs and, you know, cause terror and can kind of fight most things well. And they shoot freaking laser beams out of their mouth, apparently. So there is that. Boarboy Biggins jumping on the point, helping out against the Fleshhounds right there. And the Blood God, looks like there's no reinforcements over in this area. It's kind of like no man's land. Greenskin's probably going to get the momentum they need. A couple of their archers have come back online there. Definitely should rally these archers back. Couple AFK Boarboys for the dim-witted one. Need to get those guys active. And is the Blood God successful here? The Halberds are getting sandwiched, but man, they're holding very well. Those Giga Chad Chaos Warrior Halberds. Yeah, these guys are meaty. They have like tons of armor, really good melee defense. If anybody's going to be valiantly holding your back objective, you want some Chaos Warriors. And they do also have Marauder Horsemen. So it looks like Khorne is going to stabilize his back push. The two Marauder Horsemen will be able to push off most of these threats. And the Chaos Warriors didn't hear no bell. They hold even after getting fully surrounded and are looking pretty freaking sweet. All right, guys. It is on. Soul Grinder of Khorne is activated here. He is doing it to it. Meanwhile, Forsaken chewing where they can, but the Greenskins look like they're going to flip this objective with the double Boarboy here. The Boarboys are pretty good against Soul Grinders, especially the anti-large version. And now that objective has flipped to the Greenskins. Greenskins are ahead by about 1,000 value here in this game. Now, where are the Goblin heroes? Are they still alive or do they get hunted? Okay, it looks like the Goblin Warboss is still alive. He's cackling in the backfield, just running away from Valkia, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, man, I don't know. Khorne just feels like they've lost momentum a little bit. They do have Valkia, of course. She's a nice little assassin and can make a difference in some fights. But yeah, the Boarboys, very numerous. We got Squigs out here, lots of infantry. And Khorne is kind of indexed heavily into horsemen, which aren't going to be able to wrestle the points very quickly. So I suspect that is going to be a problem. We're going to have to see how this all unfolds. Soul Grinder does get taken down too. 500 HP. The Boarboy Biggins able to take the big beastie down. And the Soul Grinder with one last salute to Khorne there is going to be going out on a shield and heading back to the warp. So there you go. Soul Grinders very much remind me of like Trench Crusade, like some Demon Engine type thing. Yeah, it was fun though. It didn't do terribly. It had an okay little run there. A couple trolls fighting Halberds back here. Going to get chewed up. Halberds will be able to wreck them with the anti-large bonus. Orc Boys there. More goblins on the way in. Khorne just doesn't have the gas, I don't think. I could be wrong. Two archers coming in. Put some firepower down. Oh, those are Exalted Bloodletters. Maybe that's a decent comeback option. If the Greenskin player doesn't respect these Exalted Bloodletters, they could chew through a hell of a lot of units. We're going to have to see how these bad boys do with their flaming swords. Looking very cool. All right, guys. What do we got? Goblin Warboss in the back, still chilling out. Valkia the Bloody being attacked by pump wagons. That's actually smart. The pump wagons are anti-infantry, and Valkia is infantry, so she will not like fighting pump wagons. Even though she would win one-on-one, she'll take, you know, maybe 20-30% of her HP over the course of that fight. Greenskins are approaching at 900 points here. They hit the 900 mark. It's not a triple cap situation yet, so there is plenty of time for the Forces of the Blood God to get their value back, and we will see if they do. Exalted Bloodletters are a problem. Yeah, the Sting of Snaggle on them, debuffing them, and then the pumps coming in really nice. So the pump wagons pumping the jams, and those demons do get run down and lose a lot of HP right there. And I love the debuff, the Sting of Snaggle. It looks like he's still alive somewhere. I don't know where he is. Is he hiding in the bushes somewhere? Oh, he came back for 1 second and then he ran away. What a hero. It's like in the movies where the secondary protagonist like makes one last heroic play before getting taken out. You gotta love it. All right, yeah, Exalted Bloodletters getting their bread buttered really badly. Run over by these pump wagons, although the Marauder Horsemen of Khorne are helping to break the pump wagons. They have really high weapon strength and decent melee attacks, so pump wagons will die very quickly, even in Marauder Horsemen, but I think it was worthy. They did a good job there. All right, so the Greenskins, second win coming in, a lot of infantry, Squig Hoppers. Valkia chasing the Goblin, trying to get him off the battlefield, but the little Goblin just cackling and just scurrying into the shadows every single time he gets pursued, which is always very fun. Orc Boys are moving and grooving, cutting through the Forsaken, and we do have some more Orc Boys moving into party as well. Over on Objective 3, it is owned by the Greenskins for now, but Khorne with a little bit of a second wind here. A couple of Marauder Horsemen and Furies may be able to turn the tide of the fight, and it looks like we actually have a bit of a closer game than expected here, which is a very welcome one. You can actually see that Galju has pulled the value back, winning a bunch of those fights, taking down the pump wagons and routing some of the boar boys in the backfield. Little plays like that add up, and they're making a big difference here, so we will see. Exalted Bloodletter's still alive, sitting on about 600 value, which isn't terrible considering they're fighting things that are kind of counter to them. And I would wager that the Exalted Bloodletters are going to move in and maybe fight against the boys. That would be the ideal target. They don't have a charge order at the moment, but We'll see what they end up doing. Boar Boys, are they the anti-large version? Yes. They get kind of hard countered by Furies because they're terrible at dealing with infantry-sized units. So using like Hounds and or Furies on those type of things is very, very good. Exalted Bloodletters have engaged against the boys. So the objective was stolen by Khorne. And Khorne can win if they can hold the two objectives for the rest of the game. Certainly not going to be easy. Chaos Warriors on the back point going to fight off these Orc Boys who are trying to grab the goods. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the onslaught is upon us. So Minotaurs with great weapons are coming. Minotaur going to be reinforced as well by those Marauders of Khorne, but the Greenskins have a lot of bodies getting in. Orc Boy Spears going to make quick work of Fleshhounds. Their anti-large bonus will be enough. And yeah, the objective is going to be going back to the Green Tide right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. So it is going down. That objective going back to the Greenskins. It has Khorne's last hoorah finally been shown here. Valkia obviously really wants to take down the War Boss, but this isn't this Greenskin player's first rodeo. He knows that Greenskins are one of the factions that suffer the most from losing his Lord. So Homeboy is just going to be running back and playing it, very, very carefully there. All right, moving and grooving our Trolls. Trolls will finish off those Exalted Bloodletters. On the backside, the Orc Boar Boy Biggins getting beaten down by the Minotaurs, but they're running a good roadblock, and they put a little bit of hurt down in those units, so not terrible. It's going to be a triple cap situation very, very soon here, and if that happens, Khorne basically has no chance to win. Like, whatsoever. Yeah, it's going to be incredibly tough. And it might already be there at this point. It's very, very close. Currently, the 2 victory tickets coming in. Greenskins have a nice hold. Like I said, the Orc Boys are going to be able to defeat the Fleshhounds. The Trolls and the Chaff units here will be able to fight pretty well against the Minotaurs. Minotaurs with great weapons are designed to kill big stuff, so not going to be particularly excellent at clearing infantry, but not terrible either. And now the Trolls are going to be getting back in. Spider Daboon activated from the boss. So that's going to be giving anti-large to the Troll unit. Very, very cool to see. And more Orc Boys are on their way in. Khorne also a little bit lightly defended over here. The Orc Boys might be able to beat these Halberds, and then the other Orc Boy can run around the back and flank. That would be the pro gamer play to do right now. We're going to see if he ends up doing it. But yes, Objective 3 still owned by Greenskins. Trolls and Orc Boys getting routed. But yeah, good luck getting through all these infantry. It's going to be very tough. On the backside, Furies and Hounds do get chewed up. The War Boss doing his thing, looking very, very cool. A couple of Marauder Horsemen maybe going to make a ninja attempt on this objective. I'm not sure how they want to play that out. But yeah, this is a rock-hard triple cap right now. So Khorne, if they want to win the game, is going to have to reverse Uno them. They're going to have to get every freaking objective in the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be incredibly tough to do. That is going to be a very, very, very tall order. All right. Night Goblin War Boss coming on in. Orc Air Boys and Goblin Spears coming in to reinforce. And the Greenskins even stole Khorne's back objective. So those Orcs did flank. Little Squig Hoppers that could coming around the back. Looking very cool when they do it. I love the Squigs. And yeah, that's a nice rear charge right there. And getting into the back of those Khorne infantry. Going to fold them up. And yep, now they have a triple cap. So they're going to be getting 3 victory tickets per second. For anybody who's new to this game, you basically just need to get 1,500 tickets to win. So it's kind of like Company of Heroes in that way. Kind of like those alternative RTS games, which I think is like a good way of summarizing that genre. Without traditional base building and all that action. Yeah, GG, well played. That's going to be game 1. Going to the forces of the Dim-Witted One, the Greenskins, getting it done. Very cool match. Knockdown, drag-out fight. Some cool snares, some cool mechanics, and good back-and-forth fighting, which was always, always good. 1456. I'm surprised he hasn't left yet. It's like that quote in Gladiator. After they fight that first battle in the forest, they're like, they should know when they're conquered, but they don't. And they're going to keep going. All right. Orc Air Boys blasted into the Minotaurs. Going to counter them pretty effectively since they're tired. Their armor is going to be a little bit lower, but the Ironclaw Orcs get her done. All right. Let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here. And we can go back to chatting with you guys and answering any questions you may have. So that was victory for the Dim-Witted One. Very good. Value across the board, probably pretty split up for the Greenskins. Yeah, everything, Ruglet's still got 1,000 value. Very nice. Yeah, just kind of a general decent performance across the board for Khorne. Valkia did fine. Soulgrinder did okay. He really needed to get more value out of his shotgun. Having that shotgun guy get caught early was very devastating, so GG. Turin, would you consider using servers hosted from my friend instead of Total War servers? I don't think the game has a way to do that. I don't know how that would be possible. But that is something we've talked about, like having like servers outside of the peer-to-peer stuff. I don't know if the game has the integration for it. I have no idea. Yeah, Ricochet. We can play after this one, yes. So Ricochet, you and I will play next. Death by Ricochet versus me after this. All right. So Skaven versus Chaos Dwarves on the Tsar Nagrund Rebellion. Yes, good, Anakin, good. Let's see what this is going to be like. My Gladiator 2 was pretty terrible. Yeah, it was bad. I was really disappointed with it. I was really disappointed, man. Yeah. I went in with an open mind and everything. I was very sad. It was not good, in my opinion. All right, so Skaven vs. Chorfs on Chorf map made by Bob That Builder. It's a great map. It's very big, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, no, that's the oil fields. This one's a little bit smaller. Okay. Gladiator 2 exists in the same timeline as Dawn of War 3. Right, we can just pretend they don't exist. Hey, Martin, sounds good. Yeah, if we need somebody. I'm playing Death by Ricochet next, and then, yeah, if we end up doing another game after that, I'll let you know. Yeah. I will let you know. So Skaven Chorfs is a matchup that's very favored for Skaven, actually. It's one of their few good matchups. Skaven have like maybe 2 or 3 good matchups, and Chorfs is one of them. It's not unwinnable for Chorfs, but it is good for Skaven. Probably like a 60-40, I would say. I could hardly force myself to watch it for free, and I wish I hadn't. Yeah. I will, Martinius, yes. So you love some dank baboon battle scenes. Gladiator 2 is for you? I don't know what that's funny. Baboon battle scenes. Oh my god, yeah. I've seen a baboon in person before. They're pretty intense creatures. Have you guys seen that video of it's like a I don't know what they call a group of baboons, like a clan of baboons. They're walking down the road. I think it was somewhere in like Africa somewhere. I have no idea, but a freaking like was it a lion? A lioness like attacks and tries to get one of the baboons. And then the alpha baboon like tackles the lion. It obviously gets pushed. The lion kind of gets the momentum and knocks over the alpha baboon, but then all the other baboons rolled in and just like back it up, dude. And the tiger ends up having to run away. A troop? Yeah, I don't know. DDP. Did he actually say? Yeah, that's so funny. Grubby told me you only play Dune. What is this? I know. It's such a funny thing with Grubby. Every time I play games with Grubby, there's been a couple times where we've streamed with him and been on some of his events. He always like says, I'm known for Dune Spice Wars. He's like, yeah, Turin is the Dune Spice Wars guy. I'm like, dog, I played that game for like 2 months. I just like, it's not even, yeah. I don't know why that's a thing. It's so funny. Yeah. Just like, even after I tell him, he just like, again, yeah, it's a meme at this point. It's fine. We're known for Dune Spice Wars. Yeah, was it a leopard? Yeah, maybe it was a leopard. Baboons are hardcore though, man. They are. Yeah. Wait, who have been watching play Total War for all these years? Finally a break from Dune Spice Wars. I found you through Olden Era. Is that game in your rotation? Yeah. I do Olden Era like twice a week probably. I'll have it on the docket. Yeah. Twice a week. All right, guys. So right now, our rotation of games is Total War, Olden Era, Dawn of War 2, Elite Mod, Company of Heroes 3. Those are like the big 4 I'm covering right now. Probably going to mix in some Age of Empires soon, a couple other things. Yeah, good times. The AoE 2 event was really, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, Dow, it was really good. The finals was amazing. The event Hera hosted, it was really good. It was really, really good. Pone and I were watching that, chilling in Discord. It's pretty fun. All right. Oh, I love StarCraft. I was a High Masters player back in the day. Way back when, with Protoss and Terran. That was like Wings of Liberty. Long time ago. I haven't played it in ages. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and break it down and see what's cooking. It is going to be the Chorfs. They're going to be coming in with a bunch of unpaid interns, so Goblin and Orc laborers. Double Death Shrieker against Skaven. That's a little off meta, because it gives up the objectives pretty hard when you go double Death Shrieker, but yeah, so we got 2 of those. It is going to be a Sorcerer Prophet in the sky of Piercing Bolts, actually, and then we do have an Iron Demon as well. A couple Chaos Dwarf Infantry going to be in the mix to support the chaff units and the unpaid interns. And yes, the Iron Demon is ready to go. For the Skaven army here, it looks like it's going to be Clan Molder. We do have Vanguard of Night Runners, as well as an Eshin Sorcerer, who's going to be throwing Ninja Stars over here. So we got a little Ninja Rat. There he goes. Yes, the Eshin Sorcerer is there, and he is ready to party. And ladies and gentlemen, Throt the Unclean, Gorich is there as well. So Gorich is going to be laying the big hammer time into the train. And Throt the Unclean, very good at hunting down trains. Now, the one thing about this Skaven build that is very risky is that... two really good Death Streak targets. Sorry, I had to do it, guys. There we go. All right. It had to be done. But both Gorich and the Lord, Throt the Unclean, are very weak against Death Streak rocket launchers. So it could be a quick battle if he blunders those things. We're going to have to see. On the backside, Natty Boo Sharpshooters are going to be in the mix. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it. All right, all right. About a Halo Wars tournament. Yeah, I was interested in hosting like an invitational event for Total War multiplayer, but like the peer-to-peer issues and like there's so much jank in the game that like I was like embarrassed embarrassed to do it, you know? Yeah, I was like, oh, when people start experiencing the lag issues and shit, I'm like, oh no. That was really the big thing. I was like, I did talk to CA about that. I was like, hey, like let's do an invitational. Would you guys be willing to put up some money? Like, yeah, and it sounded like there was interest, but like with the peer-to-peer lag issues, it would just be way too haggard. It would be way too haggard. Yeah, so double Death Freak shots shooting into the big boy in the back. Throt the Unclean is going to be getting nailed once again, and those rocket launchers doing pretty good. Nice damage, but those are just Skaven slaves, so you know, it's about sending a message more so than anything. Throt the Unclean is going to be creeping around, and we do see Gorich as well. Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to take like a big wide route, try and go around this way, and maybe flank the cannons? Currently, as it stands, objective number 3 belongs to the Skaven, objective 2 to the Chorfs, and objective 1 to the Chorfs as well. The Rockets have zeroed in on Clan Rats, which is what they want to be shooting, and I wonder if the Chorfs are going to go for a full court press. They certainly could. Right now, the big man, Throt the Unclean, hiding in the back as the Rockets are coming in. Denadon, thank you for subscribing. I greatly appreciate that, big dog. Welcome to the family. Death Streak rocket launchers in full effect, so 1 shot and 2 shots right there. Over here, Natty Boobo's sharpshooters, the Warplock Jazales, are generating some massive value right here into the Sorcerer Prophet, I think? Not massive, but some value. Okay, I thought they were shooting him. I saw that this health bar, and I thought that belonged to him. They were like standing over each other a little bit, but... yeah, the Skaven, it seemed very ill-equipped to deal with the frickin' Death Streakers. But big pit fight going down to the side. Hobgoblins engaging, but honestly, the Hobgoblin Riders here are going to get folded up. Okay, sorry. That was the last one. I promise, no more. But both of the Hobgoblin Riders are getting, you know, 2v1. Night Runners are not terrible fighters, and the Wolf Rats are also decent too. And that's a big win, because now the flank is potentially open. You're going to be seeing the Night Runners and or the Wolf Rats maybe flanking around on the artillery over there. We're going to have to see how that goes. All right, Sorcerer Prophet tried to get a big bombardment right there and is going to be a big swing and a miss. Dim-witted one thinking about landing on the Natty Boobos. Where are the Rattling Gunners? Oh shit, the Rattling Gunners are out! The Rattling Gunners are here. They're setting up, planting their little rat feet in the ground, and they are mowing into that big boy, chunking a lot of HP down. But now the artillery most likely is going to be shooting into Throt the Unclean again. We're going to see how that all plays out. Skaven do break the Chaos Dwarf flank, and there is an opportunity to get into the backfield. Let's see how they decide to play this right now, guys. Let us see. All right, guys, advancing on up. The Sorcerer Prophet is going to be moving away from the gun line. He does not want any of that smoke from the Jazales as well as the Teethbreaker Rattling Gunners. The Death Shriekers, oh, double rocket! And he got pounded by 2 rockets in the face. Loses a lot of HP. And is he going to be doing a backfield dive now? I mean, honestly, yeah, these Hounds need to find a way to get on top of those Death Shriekers, man. If they can, that is going to be pretty powerful indeed. All right, Natty Boobo Sharpshooters unleashing big damage into the Sorcerer Prophet. Comeback arc for the Skaven is now. Okay, maybe not. The Death Shriekers are really wrecking him. He needs to shut down those rockets, man. The 2 rocket launchers in the back are just doing so much work. Oh my goodness, look at these things, just feasting. I actually played this army in tabletop. I play Chaos Dwarves, and yeah, the rockets are really fun to use. Super cool. All right, piercing bolts from the Sorcerer Prophet. Hits a couple Clan Rats, nothing crazy. The Iron Demon also looks like it's trying to get into the backfield, but you got to be careful. This thing is going to get Last Samurai. If Galju is paying attention, he should be able to kill this Iron Demon very easily. Throt the Unclean, sitting at 1700 HP, is going to be running. Deathreakers are going to continue pounding him into the Shadow Realm. Value lead does favor the Chorfs, but not by a ton. Yeah, Thrott's going to be scurrying away. Rattling Gunner's getting a nice 0 in, so beautiful. And the Iron Demon just getting melted right there. Rat's pulling back value, and Gorich is still going, man. I mean, they have like a sub-commander, sort of. What you need to do is rally Thrott and just keep him back here. Like, hide him the whole game back here and just keep your leadership. Beautiful Rattling Gunner fire, and Gorich and company probably going to be able to finish that off. Is anything able to get on top of the Deathstreakers? It does not look like it, and the Chorfs have been able to hold on to 2 objectives, but the Skaven are getting a bit of momentum on the fights. Because when you invest in that much artillery and that many single entities, your objective holding presence is often not going to be very good. Alright, double Deathstreaker is going to be going right here, and here it comes onto Gorich. Nice, the double rocket. And the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air there, as we do see Gorich get hammered. Now, did the big man survive? He did. So Throth the Unclean lives. At this point, you just keep him in the back for moral support. Rattling Gunner zeroing in onto the Sorcerer Prophet. I mean, that is a comeback for the Skaven. If they nail that Sorcerer Prophet down, he's got 600 freaking HP right now. Ogre's fighting the Chaos Warriors over here. Jazale's going to be scooting over to try and help. And it looks like the Sorcerer Prophet got machine gunned in the face. In the face! He's going to be running right now as the Rockets are moving up, trying to stay on top of Gorich. Looks like they're now switching on to the Natty Boo Boo Sharpshooters. Doomflayer's being called out. Skaven could be back on the menu, and like I talked about, guys, this matchup is favored for Skaven, so they can kind of afford to have some rough engagements and still win it. Gorich is hustling back in. Potentially a Game 3 on the horizon here if Galatu is able to rally and get the dub. Sorcerer Prophet running with 500 HP. He'll most likely rally in the back and be able to contribute again. Unpaid interns moving up. Rattling Gunners are clutching this game super high, and Throth the Unclean didn't hear no bell, guys. He's on his way back. These Rattling Gunners are like single-handedly carrying this game. They are like mowing down every threat in the front, and they look so freaking cool too. That's actually one of the best cinematics Creative Assembly has ever done, by the way. The Vietnam Skaven one. It's so good. All right, so the Skaven Rattling Gunners advancing up, taking ground. Throth the Unclean playing a very dangerous game, and oh my goodness. Big win condition here. The Rat Ogres have gotten on top of the artillery pieces. There you go. Okay, moving on in are the Bull Centaur Renders. They're going to be able to clear this, but not before one of the Deathstreakers gets taken to break. So that is very, very big. Skaven are looking very good on the battlefield all of a sudden. They've won a lot of the little trades here and there. Although there are Kadai Fireborn, and the points lead does still favor the Chorfs. Skaven have pulled the value lead, and the Sorcerer Prophet has rallied in the back. He's just going to be sitting on the back of the map for moral support. Rat Ogres get taken to Pound Town, but talk about MLG Pro Gamer play. The Deathstreaker Rocket Launcher gets shattered, and that's huge. That's freaking massive, guys. A couple Hobgoblins running down Night Runners here. Gorich is coming for blood on the backfield. He wants that other Deathstreaker, but the downside for him is that the Bull Centaur Renders are going to be able to come in and head him off there. Another Deathstreaker Rocket missing a Throth the Unclean, so he is able to Matrix that shit and dodge it. Yeah, the Predator trailer, yes. Yeah, it gets Predator trailer. It's so good. All right. So, Rattling Gunners, once again, proving that they're very solid here. And if those Rattling Gunners can zero in on the Kadai Fireborn and just mow them down, that'd be a huge win. Skaven also stealing the home objective of the Chaos Dwarves. Gorich, though, getting handled pretty bad. Bull Centaur Renders are anti-large specialists with the great weapons, so they're going to be able to take Gorich to Pound Town pretty freaking hard. But in the meantime, the Skaven are going to be stealing the Chorf's home objective. Chorf's calling out Infernal Guard Fireglaves. What's my favorite land-based animal? Probably a bear, dude. I love bears. And somebody asked what my favorite tree is. I love oak trees. Oak trees are one of my favorites. I just love oak trees. Just big, powerful oak trees, dude. All right. So, Teethbreakers doing their job and honestly carrying the game, like I said. Kadai Fireborn are a really killy unit, but machine guns are more powerful than these guys. Oh, mow them down, dudes. Look at them just all get mowed down on the way in. And now they're going to be unstable and they're going to be crumbling. So freaking cool. All right. So those guys do get broken right there. Natty Boo Boo Sharpshooters and Teethbreakers are moving on up here. Yeah. Doomflayers are coming. Clan Rats are there. Objective 2 is stolen by the Skaven. Objective 3 owned by the Skaven. And the Skaven also have the home objective here. So very interesting dynamic we have here in this game, guys. Really, really back and forth. Uh-oh, but if the Skaven lose their Lord, it's going to be a disaster. 600 HP, -4 leadership. Bull Centaur Render's laying the beatdown on him. The Rocket is zeroed in on him also. Can the Teethbreakers carry this game? They're moving up, they're mowing down everything, and on the backside, the Dwarves are going to get their objective back here. Fireglaves coming in. The Chaos Dwarves marching on back to business. And if they chase Throth, he needs to do this. He needs to do it. These freaking Wolf Riders need to get on top of Throt the Unclean. Yes. That is the game-winning play right there. That is the play. All right, so objective 1 is going to be owned by the Chorf, so they're going to get that one back. Fireglaze moving up to the middle. The Rocket is coming in. MLG Pro Gamer Snipe, is it going to get him? At the very least, it will keep him from rallying, probably. And the Rocket is coming, and it looks like that was a miss, but it did kind of make some contact. He's wavering at freaking 10 leadership. And we see Gorich and Throt the Unclean just like on deathbed over there. See, guys, I resisted. I told you it was possible. Fireglaves getting some great value, planting their little dowie feet in the ground. And putting some big, big gunfire down into the Rat Ogres right there. Not bad at all, so there they are. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, looking really, really cool while they do it. Excellent. So Chorf's got their one objective back. They have a place from which they can try and make a fight. The Rocket is offline, I believe. So now Throt and Gorich might be able to come back. And look at that, remoldered. Oh, that's so clutch for Galju. So clutch, dude. The fat heal on frickin' on Gorich is going to be such a game changer. And I think the Chorfs have lost this game. It's over. The Rattling Gunners got too much value. The Jezzails have been online the entire time. And the Chorfs were not able to finish off either character. Not either one getting finished off. Both those bad boys have endured. All right, guys. Bull Centaur Renders coming on up. And ladies and gentlemen of the old world, I think we're going to be going to Game 3. And it seems these two players are very evenly matched. They asked to face each other, so I don't know, though. I don't know. The Rocket's still online, maybe? I don't know. What a weird game this is. What a weird game. I know. I regret not drawing it for you guys. I'm sorry. Oh, the Chad last Rocket. Is it going to get him? He's at 1,400 HP. Here it comes. Oh, look at the industry in the background. How cool is that? And kaboom. Direct hit. 500 HP, and he's probably going to shatter right now. I think he's broken enough to shatter. Negative 34, negative 22, and he's broken. Okay. And is he shattered? Yeah, Throt's gone. Okay, Chorfs might be able to wheel a comeback. Because with Skaven, Lords off the battlefield, and Gorich actually being defeated, leadership is going to be an absolute disaster here in a minute. But the Rattling Gunners, man, still going strong. What a good game this is. This is a great match. Knockdown, drag out, back and forth. Emotional roller coaster, I do dare say. Form ranks, boys. Form ranks. And the Rattling Gunners are going to form up. And, yeah, now the shooting begins. And the Chorf Infantry here are shielded, but they're going to be suppressed. Silver shields will block a lot of that damage. Some Chorf Infantry trying to move through. Fireglaves are putting hurt down into whatever they can, mainly the Rat Ogres. And Throt the Unclean is officially off the battlefield. So now the entire Skaven army is going to be negative 16 on leadership. No, he's not off yet. Okay. He's going to be off the battlefield soon. I don't know which direction he ran, so I'm not sure where he is. But that is pretty big. So the Chorfs need to get some Wolf Riders and shut down that freaking Teethbreaker unit. That's how they win the game, man. Points are really, really close. Super, super tight. Throt is that him back there? I think that was. So Skaven leadership is negative 16 right now. So the Skaven will fold to a stiff breeze. It looks like the Warp Star is doing big damage against those Infernal Guard Fireglaves. Iron Demon didn't hear no bell. It just lost half its health getting in there. But if they can shut down the Teethbreakers, it's going to be very, very worth it. All right, so Iron Demon is chasing them down. And look at the mass routes from the Skaven. Oh, everything is running. Just about everything. Now, are the Chorfs going to have the momentum on the battlefield to get the objectives back? We're going to find out. The value is really close in this game. On the backside, we do get Natty Bubos coming back out. Not a bad choice. That can help you finish off the Iron Demon. And resummoning Throt the Unclean would be 100% your priority. Getting your Lord back as a Skaven is what you want to be doing. All right, Eshin Sorcerer there, shooting into the Infernal Guard Fireglaves with his Ninja Stars. Chorfs are trying to make their way to the middle, utilizing the late-game terror from the Iron Demon to feast. A couple of Dowizar infantry, going to be providing very good capture weight. Hobgoblins coming out as well. Skaven will not be able to resummon their Lord for a hot minute, and it does look like the Rattling Gunners did get shattered and or taken offline. I don't see them anywhere, so they do get taken to Pound Town. Iron Demon, no, they're right here. Okay, so they're still being run over by the Iron Demon, which is exactly what it should be doing. Dowizar infantry advancing up, but going to be encountered by Rat Ogres, although there are some Bull Centaur Renders to help out. Flayers also coming in, so really good anti-infantry for the Skaven here. Fireglaves need to zero in on those Ogres right now. Dim-Witted one needs to get his micro together and start shooting. That's going to be very, very important. Iron Demon kind of getting melted, though, a little bit. Here we have Hound units. Are they going to charge the Rat Ogres? It looks like they are. The Fireglaves do melt down these Rat Ogres right here, and now the Dowizar infantry have arrived in numbers on that middle objective. It's getting really, really close in terms of it being like a triple capping situation. The Iron Demon is going to be folded here in a second, but if it can terror out some of these clan rats, that's going to be a very nice last moment play. 800 HP on that. Objective is in the process of flipping. Hobgoblin's doing it. Skaven are a faction that suffers so bad when their lord dies. It's them and greenskins. They really, really just have a terrible, terrible time. All right, so these guys are going to be moving up, and the Iron Demon is down. So nice value from the Skaven snipers. Currently, as it looks, Galju does have a little bit of a points lead, but he's going to be losing this objective right now. But is it going to be in time? I think it will be. I think the Chorfs will have enough time to play. On the backside, we also see Harass going down. Really huge value. These frickin' Hobgoblins taking down one Wolf Rat and another one. So they just soloed like 1,000 gold worth of units and still are going to be on the battlefield to go threaten these guns back here. That is what dreams are made of. Great Journey song. Yeah, Dreams is... Not Journey, excuse me. Van Halen. Sorcerer Prophet. Oh, he's still alive, dude. This feels so bad. Look at this Giga Chad hiding back here. The fact that he's still alive means the Chorfs are not suffering the leadership. Yeah. That's pretty freaking huge. All right, guys. Moving on in are the Hobgoblins. They're going to be getting into the backfield right here. And that is probably going to be GG. I think the Chorfs have come back. Dude, I thought Skaven had that in the bag. Those Rattling Gunners getting in, just going balls deep on everything, mowing down the Fireborn, the Lord. Now we have the freaking Jezzails tied down a little bit. Throt is back, but it's way too late. I don't think Throt's going to have enough time to get back in action here, man. It's going to be tough. Sorcerer Prophet hiding in the shadows as well. So Throt has been resummoned. He's going to be summoning his Rat Ogres to try and break open the Jezzail position, which is good. At least the Skaven have held on to this point, so they have a little bit of time left. These Ogres need to go back here right now and try and hold that objective, but it looks like they're not going to. Throt moving up, but yeah, there's way too many units. And Fireglaves? No freaking way in hell you're going to get your hands on those Fireglaves. That is going to be a tall order. Skaven probably need to go here and try and get this objective too. I think you just have to play every single point as a Skaven right now and just pray to the gods that it's going to work out. Most likely won't. Because, you know, they're still dwarves. Even though they're evil dwarves, they're still dwarves, and it's going to be very, very tough. Yeah, we do see the Ashen Sorcerer moving up. Chorfs are going to be passing them in points in a moment, and it looks like it is going to be a triple cap. That's brutal. Being triple capped at the 1,300 point threshold is kind of a game breaker. Yeah, you're kind of going to just be karate chopped here. So moving in, Hobgoblins running down the Night Runners here. More Night Runners coming across, and ladies and gentlemen, it is looking to be all she wrote. Objective 2. Being contested a little bit by Skaven. They tried to send some units over here, but the Chorfs have high capture weight pieces coming in. They got 5 and 2 capture weight here. That's going to be 7 against like 2.5 right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all she wrote. Looks like the battle is over. And the dreaded Chaos Dwarves, they have the home field advantage. I mean, we are literally in a volcanic hellscape right now with a Chaos Dwarf Citadel back there. So, you know, they have the advantage. God, this map is so epic looking, by the way. It looks so freaking cool. 1,400 points. It's going to become a single cap. Yeah, in a moment. Skaven are getting a little bit of momentum here. They are stealing Objective 3. Getting some pressure on Objective 2 as well. But the problem is Chorfs can just sit on their home objective since they're so far ahead on points now. And they can just laugh in evil Dowie Czar speak. But honestly, what a good attempt by Galju. He almost gets this back. He gets this. But yeah, look at that, man. That's... Oh, those victory tickets are just going, dude. They're just going. He's so close to coming back. If you gave Galju like another 30 seconds, he wins this game. What a great play on both sides. Because honestly, Galju's build was kind of countered in the beginning. But he found a way. GG, the Legions of Asgore are getting the dub. GG, well played. Fun times for all. All right. Let's go. Yeah, I'll let you know about the Dow 2 raffle. I think we'll raffle Dow 2 when we play Dawn of War 2 next. The next stream we do, we will do that raffle, brother. Sounds like a plan. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Great freaking game. 500 on... Yeah, he had a bad time. But the 2,200 on the Jezzails. Rattling Gunners also got some huge value at 2,700. Deathstreakers, really, really solid performance. Great game, man. Great match. All right. So, Old Man T. So we're going to do this, and we're going to host it up. And I'm going to play games right now, so let's go ahead and get Death by Ricochet here. We'll raffle it on. Okay. Who are we playing? Death by Ricochet, yes. Yo-yo. All right, let's do it. That was a close game, dude. That was a really close game. Oh, my God. So let's see what homie wants to play in the first game. We'll pick a map, and then we can just pick armies. We're doing very casual pick and bans today, so we can do... we'll do a little Crystal Lake action. Crystal Lake. What you want to play? I'm thinking I'll do an Empire game first. I could do a Zinch game at some point. I'm just doing a couple little fun matches here. I'm gonna probably meme really hard. Maybe a couple like core elements. Okay, and then we have on the other side, it's gonna be Ricochet. Okay, he's gonna play Grand Cathay versus Empire. I don't know how that goes, but let's try it. Sure. So we're gonna do Cathay versus Empire here. I think this is Cathay favored nowadays, but we're gonna mix it up. We got some cool builds coming in, don't worry. And do I have a blocker here? I don't know if I do. Oh, there we go. All right, Wookiee can block for us. No, this is best of 3 too. Yeah, this is another best of 3. All right. How do we want to approach this, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. Double blue scribes. Oh, dude, that's the play. The dreaded double blue scribes. Trying to think of like options here that I won't get horribly wrecked with. Marcus is always fun. Yes. Yeah. Cathay wins the artillery duel. They win the infantry fight. They kind of win every aspect of the matchup now since they've gotten so much DLC stuff. I'm trying to think of like microcosm elements of the matchup where I could like do well. Oh, I have a build I'm going to do, guys. Yeah. I'm doing an old school build. Yeah. Very old school, but it'll be fun. Okay. You guys are going to like it. I promise. Win or lose, it's a cool ass build. Okay. Looking good. Skaven aren't in 40k yet. Yeah, they're coming. Don't worry. That's kind of neat. I think we just do this, and we can do that and do that. Evil. Desperate to see what happens with the End Times DLC for Zinch. Well, who is Zinch missing? What are they missing? They're missing that... is it Engram Van Horseman or something? I forget his name. Yeah, they're missing a little something, right? All right, so aside from that, we're going to try this out. That's going to be fun. And then, although maybe those guys are better. No, that's how we do it, man. That's how we do it right there. In the big leagues. Okay, perfect. This is a wild build, man. I have no idea how this is going to go. Probably I'm just going to get obliterated, but it'll be fun. We'll go out on our shield. Other options that we want to mix in? Yeah, maybe those guys are all right. That kind of just gives a big... Engram is his name. Yeah, Engram Van Horseman or something, right? He's going to bring, like, Tiger Warriors and stuff, most likely. Yeah, it's going to be some evilness like that. Okay, that looks pretty fun to me. I think we try that out. Yeah. Okay. Let's cut you guys. Get this. Get a couple of those bad boys in there. Great. This is a wacky-ass build, dudes. It's a very weird build. But I gotta bring some memeage for you guys. I can't just bring the sweat every game. Alright, so... yeah, those guys are cool. I think we can mix in you guys in the back. And then... 2 and 3. I think those guys are unironically good in this matchup. And we're going to get you and you. Perfect. All right, guys. Prepare for the most Bronzodia build you have ever seen. Tremble and despair, mortals. Doom has come to your world. So that's fine. Gives us a little bit of push and power, which is always fun. I think we can cut you and get one of these. All right. What's the Gracier on that picture? How dare you? That's Wookiee, dude. He has no grace here. Extra villainous. Yeah, I think we can get a couple of these guys in the mix. Can I get one more of you? Is that at all possible here? Why am I limited here? All right, so that is the limitation right there. Got it, got it. 1 and 2, and then we get you guys there too. I think that's fine. I mean, yeah, that'll have to do, Pig. It's a... Man, the build has some glaring weaknesses. Holy shit, I gotta address that. It's very weak against a few things right now. So you're there. You're here. All right, good luck, have fun, man. You guys are ready for the most trash build of all time? Okay, and we're doing it. Oops. And let me get the build blocker off, okay. Dog looked like it should be a puppet in Labyrinth. Yeah, that was my dog Wookie. He passed away 5 years ago now. Wow. He was a majestic creature. Carl, Life Wizard, Triple Wagon, and a couple of greatswords. I mean, you're talking like a more meta adjacent build, Raksha. Did you ever think that you were wrong about what type of wagon it would be? Evil wagons. Luminarchs against Cathay. One cannon will counter that, and I just lose the game. So, no. We're going Balthazar Gelt, double Witch Hunter. The build from 2019, dude. 27-year-old build right now. All right. Yeah, baby. All right, so let's get you guys up. You're going to move through here and go grab this. Fun. And then you guys can just form ranks and do a little something here and here. We're going to get you here and here. Move you guys up. 1. Witch Hunters? Witch Hunters should have Vanguard deployment. I feel like that's a thing they should have. Pistoliers can be up and try and grab this outside objective. Most likely not going to work out. And then we got the dreaded Mortar Wagons. Which, if he goes for, like, what Inticity did earlier, I'm just cooked. But if he brings, like, archers, they could be okay. Or even, like, Tiger Warriors. Yeah. This is going to be just pure Bronzodia. Wish me luck. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't worry, the Witch Hunters will carry us. We can't lose. 500 Jade Lancers, yeah, it'd be pretty funny. I'd probably lose if he does that. I have some Cav in reserve and stuff, so we're not helpless, but... Old school Van Helsing, yeah. Hopefully he's got some weird build. Okay, he does have a little something here. Yeah. So cannons are very meta here, obviously. So we're going to do this. We're going to run up the side of the map. And the Mortar Wagons can just stay out of cannon range and hopefully be okay. This build looks kind of like not bad. You know? Looks decent to me. The Witch Hunters hopefully will put some hurt down. I'm going to be in cannon range in a second. So I need to just get this objective and then piece the hell out. Gelt is going to go back and do a little bit of evilness. That guy has the breath attack, right? That's what it is? Yeah. So I will eat 1 cannon shot here, but if I get the objective, then it's worth. Okay, can we dodge that cannon? Yeah, dodge the cannon there. Oh, still got it. Pro gamer. All right, so back we go. Free Company Militia going to be getting this. Now we just retreat you guys back all the way into the woods here. The Witch Hunters are coming for blood. Balthazar Gelt can go hide here, and we can... Do we want a Staff of Valans right now? Sure, let's do it. All right, so the Mortar Wagons are going to be very deep set. We're going to take them off fire at will. And I could start bombarding his cannons. It's an option. His Dragon-Blooded Lord will do well against me. But little does he know the Witch Hunters are nearby. They're coming for him. Okay, so Spears need to move up on the point here. We're going to get them on the objective. Free Company Militia going to go here and here. Bring them over to support a little bit. Gelt is going to scurry away. And let's get one of you here. And one of you can go right here. Mortar Wagons, yeah. We don't want to shoot at anything that is not... Wow, is he really going all the way for it right now? Okay, we'll do this, and then we're going to... Heresy! I'm not going to mark him. That would be silly. All right, so Witch Hunters get up, grab the point. I could get him with a Final Transmutation, which would be pretty gross. What is he shooting at now? Can he... Oh my god, he can reach my wagons? Are you serious? Holy shit. Oh, he really brought those things far up. Yeah, he really did. Okay, so let's get you guys here. Go after the Lion. We're going to get Gelt to come in and maybe prepare a Final Transmutation or something. We'll see. But Collins, man, I need to start bringing units in. Jeez Louise. All right, let's get Silver Bullets coming in. We're going to get you Pistoliers out again. And Gelt is going to go and attack the cannons back there, see if he can do some disruption. Nice breath attacks and whatnot. Very nice. And we're going to get the mortar wagons to start shooting at you, and you're going to go back and see if we can lock down those cannons. All right. So free company and free company going to set up. Let's get the guns back here. You're going to stay over here and guard this. And the battle is soon to be on. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to do a little bit of a bombard right there. See if Gelt can shut that shit down. The Witch Hunters just keep shooting where they can. And, yeah, looking all right. Witch Hunters just keep kiting back. Gelt takes down one cannon most likely. And we're going to go ahead and get you coming up too. All right, so cannons are still hitting us pretty hard. Mortar wagons are teeing off on that archer, but not doing a lot of DPS right now. And Gelt is going to go get that other cannon offline. See if we can get both of them. That'd be really nice. And it is the Jolly Green Giant, so I don't have like a great answer for him, but let's call out the big heavy cav. See if we can get done. And we're going to shoot you with this. Yeah, let's shoot you and shoot you. We're going to accuse you of heresy right now and hopefully get some decent value. Yeah, we're going to try and blitzkrieg bop him. So Gelt's going to go get this other cannon. He's stuck on one right now, which is unfortunate. And the mortars are doing like 0 damage, which is very unfortunate. All right, so silver bullets, shoot the Jolly Green Giant. Gelt is literally just stuck on terrain, which feels really bad. So he's going to come back here. Come on. Oh, my God. What is he even stuck on, bro? Oh, my God. Okay, well, we're just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way then. All right, so we're going to do that. Witch Hunters are going to keep chilling. And on the backside, we have the Zantler Reichsguard Knights. They can go ahead these guys off. Pistoliers do their thing. And I do get a big final transmutation back there, so that's really good. So we hit everything. His Lord is going to get creamed pretty good there. And we do have... nice little Searing Doom we can activate, so I'm going to do that right there, see if we can get those guys offline. Mortars are doing decent damage. Jolly Green Giant is still there, and let's get the Free Company Militia moving up, and looking good. So you come around the backside. Oh my God, what was that stuck on, dude? Oh, that might have cost me the game. I felt like we were in good shape until then, but now it's like, oof, we're in a little bit of trouble. So mortar wagons are doing good value. We are value trading effectively, I would say. Let's get you shooting it here. Jolly Green Giant is getting it. Let's accuse him of heresy to make him a little bit more vulnerable to missiles. And we're going to get you to come across and get that other cannon. Yeah, we got to do it. All right, Witch Hunter. Drag down the Jolly Green Giant. Let's do it. And Pistoliers and Pistoliers to do their thing. Get you guys to go fight those Peasant Horsemen. And then we need to do a... grenade launcher's not so good. Let's get Black Rose Knights. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. All right, so Witch Hunters need to get back. We're going to get you to go get that cannon offline. Hopefully we can. Mortar wagons are doing okay, but I've been a little bit disappointed with their performance so far. It's not been great. The Witch Hunters, yeah, we just kite back, let them fire at will. Balthazar Gate, thank goodness he rallied. We would have been cooked if he just was gone. And we are going to get that cannon offline probably. Yeah, they'll be able to finish the job. All right, so back we go. Let's get you guys in on the Jolly Green Giant. Pull you back, pull you back. You guys back here. And yeah, so we do get right on top of the cannon crew, so we need to keep force pathing on top of it to make sure we actually get the kill. Gelt's coming back in, and now we need to unsummon some stuff. So how are the mortar wagons doing? I mean, the archers are being progressively dragged down. Gelt is alive, which is very lucky. Let's get both Witch Hunters to snipe you right now, and we're going to get a final transmutation on you too. Accuse you of heresy, yes, and let's go ahead and rip some shots there. The big dog is getting tied down a little bit. Let's go ahead and shoot here, and we're going to shoot you as well. Nerd fight! Okay, kite him. Okay, I think the enemy lord is going to die here. Just need to keep Gelts alive. Let's see if that works out. And did we get the cannon offline? We did. So the cannon is officially offline, which is huge. And now we can start calling in some proper troopers, probably, to move up and just kind of retake some ground. Jolly Green Giant, yeah, his aura is still doing a little bit. And I think the enemy lord somehow survived. That's hilarious that they're still going there. All right, let's pull back here. The cannons are offline. Let's go get you right there. And we can start shooting into the blob here. You can see the mortar wagons aren't doing a whole lot for us. They're kind of just chilling. He almost got me with a big bombardment right there, but yeah, let's bring you down. Charge in there. Witch Hunters are going to shoot you, and hopefully that will pay the troll toll. Gelt's chilling in the trees. Staff of Valons. I will have enough for another final transmutation, so I could go over there and try and get him, but I'm just going to wait and play it very safe. Jolly Green Giant is down for the count. Let's get you guys to go right here, and I have some great swords here who can help too. Probably calling some Empire Knights back here to go clean up these guys. Yeah, let's see if I could like Last Samurai them before they get back in there. All right, let's get back up on the point. Mortar wagons doing fine. Yeah, a couple archers in there still chilling. Hopefully we can Shrek them. All right, so we're going to get in. Witch Hunter's going to shoot you. Should have brought Tools of Judgment. Actually would have been really good. Yeah, believe it or not. All right, those are Peasant Horsemen. I don't love the idea of shooting at them with mortars, so I think we're going to abstain from that. Are we getting any ground back here? Yeah, I see the Lion-O's. Let's move you guys up. Gelt's chilling. His Lord is also hiding in the bushes. We need to unsummon some stuff, probably. Okay, so you guys go. Silver bullets are here. Let's go ahead and take down this lion, man, bear, pig thing. You guys shoot there as well. I am capped up at the moment. Mortar Wagon's doing something, I guess. A little bit hard to tell, to be honest with you. I do see some creepy flyers in the woods. Those guys are coming, and we're going to get you and you. Just get some spearmen to move up and start threatening these points. All right, so here they come. Yeah, Empire Cav are waiting. Great Swords are going to move up and try and contest the point. Witch Hunters can just get in combat here, and let's get the Great Swords to fight right there. You guys shoot the Crowmen, and you go right here. Great. The Mortar Wagons are definitely like the weak link in army, but it is wearing down his like battlefield presence a little bit. Let's get some Black Rose Knights out. Get them here, yeah, and he's taking a lot of damage, man. It's a hell of a lot. Gelt's going to keep scurrying. Keep the silver bullets going. Let's see if we can dodge that. And you're going to keep running around the map. No idea how the fighting's going elsewhere. I've absolutely no idea. I think it's going all right. We are getting some chewing damage on those guys, and it looks like he landed, so let's see if we can catch him. I doubt it, but we're going to try. Gelt can land on the ground, so we're going to go ahead and land on the ground, see if we can bait him into fighting here, where his numbers will hopefully count for slightly less. The enemy lord is coming back in, and we can go back up in the sky right now and try and fight him. Those are not the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, so Balthazar Gelt can maybe get a karate chop going here. All right, so the Great Swords are doing great work. Is that a cannon of any sort? It is not. And Gelt is on the ground, being a Chad. And we're going to go get this on you. Try and polish him off right now. Mortar Wagons are going to pull. The Cav are locking them down, which is great. Okay, and Gelt is going to get the last laugh in the Harry Potter duel, at least. So he's going to get you with that. Evil Final Transmutation. Yeah, really, really down on points at the moment. But I'm hoping we'll be able to flip something soon. No idea. All right, so the Mortar Wagons, what do we shoot? Where's his capture weight? We need to find his capture weight. We need to shoot at it. So we're going to shoot you guys a little bit. The Witch Hunters and Great Swords, probably a little bit vulnerable here. We're going to get Gelts and do this and this. And some Empire Knights, and they're going to run up to the middle here, see if they can contest that. And we're just going to keep trying here. All right, so he does partially get away there. Yeah. Wagons can be used as battering rams for capture weight, so I think we're going to start doing that. Because we need the objectives now. It's getting to that point. All right, Spears are grabbing that objective there. You guys go up and help with that. You're going to keep scurrying away with Balthazar Gelt. And the Cav units, I mean, do I have them? Yeah, I still have his aggro messed up, so that's got to be very annoying to deal with. This is going to be a triple cap type game, though, for sure. All right, so let's get State Troopers coming up. You guys go here. I don't have enough for, like, anything at the moment, so I just got to keep scurrying around, and hopefully he doesn't catch me. Yeah, he's Rage Boner chasing me pretty hard. All right, so, yeah, we get the wagons up. You guys get up here. Take the capture weight wagons to the middle. Gelt's going to just Tokyo drift across the center of the map. Hopefully my Spearman and company will get it. I do have another Spearman coming there. So Gelt just needs to keep scurrying, just run to the backside of the map. Try and get him to waste his agency there. I don't know how that'll go, but we'll try. And do I have anything else here? Yeah, I have some Cav, so they need to come across and help out. Okay, capture wagons are going. Gelt is broken. He tried his best. The fact that I'm breaking on that position is very unfortunate. Now we need to come across here. How are we looking? Yeah, capture wagons are coming. You guys fight the Jade Lancers. Spearmen and Spearmen get up there and secure that objective. Gelt is going to run. He's going to need to chase it off the battlefield or else he's going to be suffering a little bit. So let's get you guys and you come over here and help out versus these guys. Capture wagons are on the way. So let's pull the capture wagons back. I actually need them. And probably just call out the big scary Giga Chad boys next. The Reichsguard Knight Our Wars. Yeah. That's going to be the play. All right, so that objective should go to us. Capture wagons are getting bullied a little bit. Zentler's Reichsguard, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, so they're going to come up. They're going to move, and we have a lot of capture weight there. Let's get you guys over here to play it safe. And this objective is going to go to us, too. All right, so that one is pretty safe for us. Cannon is cool, but it gives up a ton of agency for him. By bringing into Cannon, he pretty much gives up his forward pressure. Let's unsummon you guys. Yeah, so we need to unsummon some shit. The capture wagons are coming. We get that captured, we get this captured, and looks like this one's going to go to us as well. Dude, the Witch Hunters are kind of clutching it a little bit, so let's do that, and we're going to go ahead and do a debuff on you guys too. So those debuffs are nice. The wagons will break, but they'll rally, and then I can shoot them again. All right. I can't believe this build is like kind of working. It was just like a mad scientist invention, but it seems to be doing pretty well. All right, so now what do we need? We need capture weight here, so we're going to just get Free Company Militia for the rest of the game, basically. Spearmen move up. fight on this objective. Zentler's Reichsguard Knights come in, and I could charge his cannon back there, but that's just silly. We just need to run out of range. All right, and yep, Spearmen here are winning their fight against the Jade Lancers. We probably have him dead to rights, because I can just resummon Gelts, probably. Yeah, so one Mortar Wagon rallying is great. They'll probably all rally before the game's over. Yeah, Spearmen, Cav looking really good. Cannon, we just got to stay out of range of the cannon. Maybe just line of sight it and go fight in the middle, I think. That's probably fine. Okay, so the Mortar Wagons have all rallied. Like, that's fine. We just get them back now, and now they're shooting units again. So the Switch Hunter is going to go for the cannon back there. Just go be cheeky and try and get it. You guys get in and charge right there. So let's get the Reichsguard Knights to just engage. Mortar Wagons, let's rally them back here if we can. Free Company are coming here. I figured he would do something with that objective. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a little bit sketchy, isn't it? All right, so we need to call you guys out. Yeah, the little Vanguard capture in the woods. And yep, just start shooting at you guys. Witch Hunter's going to go over there. And the big Cav need to loop over. I can't let him have an objective. I cannot. It is not allowed. All right, so you guys go here. Finish off those guys. Spears hang on that objective. And we're going to get another Free Company militia to come out of the woods. And the Reichsguard Knights should do it. And you see the mortars coming in clutch in the late game? I mean, that's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. Black Rose Knights also sleeper good in this matchup. Yeah, they're very solid. So now we just target the spears. The mortars. Witch Hunter's going. We have that hero Witch Hunter moving back there. Oh, Cathay can 100% kill small SCs now, for sure. They just need to bring Bashiva or, like, you know, other characters. Yeah, the Dragon-Blooded Shugengen Lords are not great at that. All right, so he's cooked now. Yeah, he's cooked, I think. I think he's out of gas. We got a firm lock on the objectives. He's got a little bit coming in. The Witch Hunters. Look at the Witch Hunter. He's like, heresy. That cannon is heresy. All right. Let's regroup you guys into one. Yeah. So it looks good. Let's just collapse on the Crowmen. Set up shop here. I mean, Crowmen are definitely a little bit of heresy, so we're gonna shoot at them. Take the great swords offline. The Witch Hunter's gotten back to the cannon, which is hilarious. We're gonna go send you back to the cannon too. You guys hold right here. And I'm thinking about calling out Gelt just to get my leadership back, but I think we're fine. Yeah, no, we won this game. It's over. I think we won it. It was a really good match. Jeez Louise. These are Jade Lancers, yeah. You just keep you back there. You keep doing your thing. He just isn't going to be able to probably get the momentum on me here. I could be wrong. Gelt is an option, but I think just Black Rose Knights straight up will be better. They're just going to butcher infantry, so let's get you guys set up. You guys set up. Keep fighting here. Zentler's Reichsguard Knights can pull back a little bit. The Witch Hunter is going to get that cannon offline eventually. So that's a big win for us. And then we can bring you to help polish off that cannon as well. Witch Hunter Chad number 2. And yeah, we are chilling on the objective here. You got Black Rose Knights coming across. Even though they are spears, Black Rose Knights can fight spears reasonably well. Yeah, fight the Jade Warriors. You guys shoot at the Spearmen. Let's pull you back here. Now, like, I've basically passed him in points too. So his like chance of getting me on objectives is running dry. Nice play back here though. He trolled me pretty good. Is it worth like calling something in to protect the wagons? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yep, GG. Yeah, Bashiva's really good. Bashiva's an incredibly strong character. I think calling in like the sustained infantry, greatsword would be nice there too. But yeah, that was a good match. All right, guys, Sigmar wills it, and the 2019 build worked. We even took down the cannons. Honestly, I think we would have won if Gelt didn't get stuck on some random bullshit. I think that would have been probably a cleaner game, but yeah, it all worked out. Witch Hunter's 1100 and 700, so not bad on the Witch Hunter value. And overall, yeah, fun game. The mortars, I guess, paid for themselves over the long run. They were able to do some good work, so 1700 on Silver Bullets, pretty nice. Jolly Green Giant, very Giga Chad play. Yeah, I love it. So, pick a different map now. You could do a Ragnarok Lair. We haven't seen that one today. And, cool. No, War Wagons have been meta for a while. I'm talking about Witch Hunters. GG. So, map is going to be at Ragnarok Lair. So, Ragnarok Lair. Let's see what he wants to play. So, who do I want to play is the question. Who could I do like a really fun build with? Maybe Tomb Kings? We haven't seen Tomb Kings today. Tomb Kings for me. Pick what you want. Not Vamps. All right. So we're going Tomb Kings in the next game. It is time. And he wants to go Dwarves. Oof. Dwarves are definitely a bit of a counter against Tomb Kings, I think. But I think we can win it. So he's going to play Dwarfs. I don't mind if it's a counter. It's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll improvise. I got something supremely janky prepared for this. It's going to be great. All right, let's get our Ewok to block our screen here. Okay, so... Oh, this build is so forbidden. Nobody can stop this build. Not even this man. All right. Oh, I can't do that build, damn it. Okay, it was almost forbidden. It was almost there. Famous last words. Yeah, I know. We're going full meme. Full meme build. Yeah, sure. Why not? Looks good. And we'll get this. All right, guys. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for an epic duel of fates. The likes of which you have never seen. Yes. So that looks good to me. And we'll get another one of you guys. Put you down here. All right. 4,000 chariots? That would be pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. All right. Man, really? I can't... Ugh. What am I limited on here? Why can I not bring you? Okay, I can. Great. This is going to be one of the worst builds I've probably ever brought, but if we lose quick, then we just get another game. So it's a win for everybody, you know? Everybody is going to leave happy with this one. Mm-hmm. And we can cut... What item do we want to cut here? It's not really necessary. Yeah, all right. So as far as the mainline army goes, probably you guys are going to be fine. You have to bring some, like, actual units. Otherwise, we're going to be in some trouble. Yeah? I think that looks like a fun build. It's kind of lacking a couple of these. Yeah, that's great. Trying to fine-tune it a little bit, guys. Yeah, I think we need to go back to how we had it. Okay, so I got 575 in the pool. There's some units here that haven't seen the light of day in like 5,000 years. So, well, that's not true. People use Titan. People use Scorpion sometimes. Yeah, Scorpions see a little bit of play, so could be worse. All right, that build's fine. That'll do, pig. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Will the dreaded Tomb Scorpion of legend be making an appearance? I don't know. It might be. It might be. Very well could be lurking. What do you think? I'm actually missing one last unit here. Yeah, there's one piece that's pretty important here that we want to make sure we get. Yeah, that's good. All right. I almost wrecked myself there. Almost went straight fool of a took. But, yeah, then we can get that. All right. Most of the Tomb Kings haven't seen the light of the day for thousands of years. You do raise an excellent, excellent point that is very difficult to argue with. All right, if I win this, I'm going to be immensely shocked. But I think there is a chance if he brings a bad build. If he brings the exact build that I'm thinking, which is just mass archers, then he will probably lose. But aside from that, we'll see. So yeah, so I brought the Titan. I know you dirty dogs wanted it. I couldn't help myself. I brought Cetra on the Chariot of the Gods. Brought double Casket of Souls. It doesn't get much memeier than this. We're going to hide here out of range of his cannons, hopefully, so we can move up behind the tree line there. So, skirmishers. Yes. Cetra on the Chariot. Yes. Titan goes here. And caskets. And good luck, have fun. Alright. Because caskets can hide behind the trees and shoot up and over, so I can line inside his cannons. Is the idea. We brought the big dog Cetra here. I should have probably brought some damage spells, but I just brought the buffing spells, which are both really good anyways. This build is really haggard, and I'm kind of counterpicked a little bit. This is cursed? I don't know. It'll work. I don't know. Cetra on a Chariot can be good against dwarves, actually, at times. There's some tricks there. Yeah, we shoved a lot of, like, 3 meme units into one package. This is the content you crave? All right, Wambly, this one's for you. This one's for you. It's for you, big dog. He takes his time to set up, which I respect. And let's get the caskets here. He has flame cannons. Okay, flame cannons are cool. Not as good as cannons, but yeah, he's having some fun too. And we can try and capture this. We'll see if it works out. My Giga Chad Casket of Souls are sending a message. Oh, yes. Fear the caskets. Are we going to get this, or is he going to get there in time? If we get that objective, that's pretty sweet. Nice. We'll take it. Cetra on the Chariot there. We're going to move you caskets up a little bit. Titan's going to come here. I have no idea what else we're going to call in. Yeah, he's going to get that objective, obviously. I'm going to have to bombard him. Yeah. So Titan's going to go live in the tree line. He's got a lot of Dwarven miners everywhere. Cetra will get this objective eventually. The Casket of Souls, we need them, like, right behind this. And, I'm going to call it some Ushopti Great Boners and just have them shoot at blasting charge guys. Since he doesn't have cannons. Alright, let's go get in the trees back there. I could do a Shem's Burning Gaze. I don't know what to shoot at even. I guess just the blasting charges. Probably try and shut that shit down so I can start calling Bone Daddies in. Alright, let's shoot at these guys. And the Bone Ushopti Great Bows are shooting. Shem's Burning Gaze right there on you guys, I guess. Alright, Cetra time. Oh, Shem's Burning Gaze. Alright, he's going to probably try and march me down here, so I need to get some infantry up to hold. Hell yeah, dudes, let's go. He just called out, what, a flame cannon over there? Alright. Is the flame cannon going to hurt Cetra? I don't think it will, right? Alright, so back we go. That's one blasting charge boy down. Titan's going to come over here, and we're going to be farming these guys here. Alright, so now we switch on to... Is there anything good here? Dwarf Warriors, yeah, just the blasting charges. They gotta go. Alright, we're gonna call another one of you guys out, do this, and this. So we just value farm while we hold on to the points. Let's get you back. Cetra on the Chariot putting in work with the big Giga Chad Titan. I have no idea what the flame cannons are gonna do here. We can actually try and bombard the flame cannons down. They're in range. I think it's worthy targeting. Alright. Cetra on the Chariot, though, putting in work, man. Blessed Blade of Betrayal is pretty good. Alright, let's go to the other side and capture that. He's getting in here. What can I get that would get there quick enough? Probably just a Nakara Horseman would be fine. Or Cetra could just roll down there. Oh, I never captured that objective. Oh, shit. All right, Titan. You go do your thing. Oh, that's so bad. I never captured that. That's terrible. All right, so you guys go right there. Casket of Souls. I don't know if they're even going to get the kill there. Wow, that's so bad. It makes sense for the build, though, that I blunder like that. So it's all in good fun. All right, let's go ahead and put the Fizz Res down on you. We're going to run away with this homie. We're going to Spirit Leech this bad boy, and I don't know where my Shopti Great Bows went. Okay, they ran all the way over there. And that Flame Cannon somehow has been able to reach my casket, so that's not good. So we're going to carrying and carrying. He can shoot me through the trees, I guess. It's not what I expected, that's for sure. So losing one of my Casket of Souls is going to be incredibly devastating. So we need to pull back. Yeah, so we managed to get this objective. And I think we just sweep up there, actually. He's not defending that, so we got to get his Flame Cannons offline. Yeah, so you guys are going to go right there. You guys are going to go here. Let's go get the Flame Cannon offline. Keep pulling back. Titan is going to do a Shem's Burning Gaze right here. And, yeah, we go shut his cannons down. All day, every day. It's more important than the objective at that situation, actually. Okay, so you're going to get back there. We're going to get one of the carrion on you. And the big Titan is trying his best. So let's get Melee Shopti to come in. They can definitely run this guy down. Flame Cannon actually doing surprisingly good damage against those guys. And we do get right on top of the double Flame Cannon. So that's pretty good. So a lot of his shit shut down here. Cetra's going to get that. And we're going to do Wrath of Batra too. Let's get one Carrion to go over and get on the Grim Delvers. Meanwhile, we get Cetra away if we can, so we don't die. Yeah, the Titan versus Ungrim is pretty chad. I do like that fight. I don't know if I can even kite him. I'm going to try a little bit. Let's Spirit Leech him and then kite him. And did we get both Flame Cannons offline? We need to get those offline. All right, so Cetra got away, took very little damage, and the cannon's still there, but hopefully we'll be able to get him. And the Titan is, yeah, just running away from Ungrim, which we'll give Ungrim that honorable fight. We will. All right, so both Flame Cannons are offline now. Cetra is going to be trying to clear what he can, and we do have some Chariot Chads we can call out. Let's go ahead and do the Foz Protection there. The Flame Cannon came back online is really bad, so we're going to send those warriors right there. And the Casket of Souls is bombarding. Let's get you guys down here. Yeah, that's going to be good. All right, so you guys have retreated. Those Flame Cannons have been taken downtown. We're definitely losing at the moment, but that's okay. It's par for the course. The Ushapti Great Boners, how are they looking? Yeah, let's get you, and then maybe get the Chariot. Oh my god, did I get the Chariot character? I did. So we're going to keep running from you. Try and kite him a little bit, because I do have the Restore, so we're going to restore you. And hopefully you guys get in and do your thing. Yeah, you guys need to get on the Flame Cannon. Cetra needs to go get on that cannon piece back there, so we're going to do a little bit of that. And yeah, you guys, yeah, does he rally the Flame Cannons? It looks like he does. So we need to take those things offline. So we're going to get the Casket party back online here and go try and get on the Grim Delvers and the cannons and things like that. Also, probably another Carrion out of the wings is going to be smart. Yeah. So Chariot character needs to go right here. You can turn around and fight Ungrim now. Ushapti can attack. And we're going to get on top of the guns there and pop a little bit of a shield on you to make sure nothing bad happens. So Blade of Patra, all that goodness. And you're going to go get that Flame Cannon offline. All right, so can we find a way to win this? Casket of Souls, you know, putting in a little bit of heavy lifting. We do see some sausages in the backfield here. We'll get the Carrion just to clean them up. Keep them from doing anything. And yeah, we are running over those Grim Delvers pretty well. Cannon is also getting it. Slayer's, though, a bit of an issue. How are we looking in the middle? Ungrim is kind of getting chopped up. I don't know how he's damaging my guys here. I think the Flame Cannons are doing a deceiving amount of damage. Yeah, very strange. But you live and you learn. All right. So the cannon is offline. Cetra needs to get out of there because he's just getting wrecked by Slayers right now. Yeah, Slayers are putting in a lot of hurt on him. Those guys have done it. From here, we can move up and start shooting at the cannon. Let's get the Caskets to shoot there. Okay, so you're going to retreat, and you need to stay on top of these guys. Cetra needs to get out. Come on. Get out of there, little buddy. Let's call you in. Do this. Come down here. And the Melee Shopti. Let's target the Slayers. Get the Carrion to fight the Slayers as well. And I think we gotta just hope we can finish that. The Titan is low, but still very much alive. Oh, shit, he killed my Chariot character. Oh, I wasn't paying attention at all. That's really bad. All right. That was not good. And Cetra is going to keep Tokyo drifting away. I think the Chariot of the Gods should be able to outrun some shit. You're going to run down here and get this. The Titan is running. Flame Cannons are putting in work. Haven't been able to kill it. Have not been able to kill it. Yeah, we're down in value. I think our build was too bad to win this one. All right, so we're going to do a shield. Yeah, scurry away there. Is there anything we can do? Do we have any fight left in us? Yeah, the cannon finally goes offline. We can do maybe a little double summon here, a little double summon to try and go get that and get another horseman there. So you guys are going to go down there and try and get that objective. You guys pull back. Cetra's just running from Slayers. Let's put a little buff on you guys. I'm going to give you a little something, something. The Casket of Souls has finished off the Flame Cannon. Losing our Chariot character is very bad. I do have the Ushapti summon, which I can use if desperate. But we should be able to kill that with our two Caskets, man. I really don't want to be freaking using that. That feels so bad. All right, so that's going down here. We're going to do an Ushapti summon here to try and secure that objective. That gets going there. And Cetra the Imperishable one, I don't know what we got left. I mean, the Caskets are trying, but maybe if I played a little cleaner, this was winnable, but it still was a big uphill battle, you know? All right, let's go over there. Ushapti summon is going to get in. And Cetra is going to need to run from this fight. Let's get you on the Grim Delvers. Cetra is going to waddle over this way. I mean, I got no time left. Ungrim is still very much alive, too. He's got dwarves coming everywhere, and Caskets just are so bad. They just do so, shooting the whole game. 1,200 gold artillery piece gets, like, no damage. Yeah, GG, well played. We're cooked. We got nothing left. Fun game though, nonetheless. Cool to revisit caskets. How do they do? 1100, 900. All right. Cetra did all right at 1500. The Van Brace's character I was very sloppy with, so completely deserved. But yeah, caskets are just not very good. They're terrible. Shoots the whole game, gets 900 value. Oh, terrible. GG. Okay, so yeah, I assumed it would kill the flame cannons, but they didn't. They did not kill the flame cannons. So we are gonna do. Let's get the scores here. Okay. And let's do this. So, perfect. It's not the build we need, but it's the build we deserved. Yeah. It was rough. Maybe with, God tier micro, that was winnable. Maybe. I'm trying to think. If I don't lose the chariot character, he can get back there, shut some shit down. Maybe there's a little bit of play there. I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky. Okay. What the hell is that? Okay, perfect. He wants to go high elves, it looks like. And the map we're going to do is... we can do a classic... Let's do a map we don't do often. Gates of Ekrund is fun. Geothermal Crevice. Geyser Bluffs. Glade of the Everqueen. We have so many maps. It's incredible. The community's done such a good job. Norscan Rise is a fun map. Do a little bit of Norscan Rise action. Yeah, it's a great map. The next RTS streamer tourney is seemingly SC2. Are you going to try and join that? Sure, yeah, I would. I could totally do StarCraft. I haven't played in 15 years but I could shake off the rust. All right, who do we want to play, though, versus High Elves? I don't know. Who do we want to see? Orion? No, I don't really like playing Wood Elves, honestly. We can do... Kislev is an interesting one. Nurgle is a fun one, but it's very favored for High Elves these days. So that would just be me counterpicking myself. The AoE 2 tourney was really good. I did get invited to that, but I was out of town on the 20th, so the wife and I had other plans. I don't know who we play. Rats. We already seen some good Skaven games today. Khorne against High Elves is all right. Let's see Warriors of Chaos. Yeah, they're fun. They're unpredictable. Can bring some cool shit. We're going to go walk. All right, so you're going to get Tzeentch via Warriors of Chaos anyways. Yeah, so don't worry about it. The Tzeentchian ways will come. Okay. Oh, that's kind of an interesting idea. Or do we want to do Tzeentch? I mean, Tzeentch is kind of cool. You know what? Let's do Tzeentch. Yeah, you guys wanted Tzeentch. Tzeentch, actually. I'm not as good at Tzeentch. I'm a pretty strong walk player, but we're not trying to win today. We're just having fun, so we'll go Tzeentch for you. I said I was, so we're going to do Tzeentch. Okay, so that means Changeling is on the table. If we want to. You know, the big dog can be brought. Yeah, he can do some work. I like that. I think that's pretty fun. Evil chicken sounds. Evil giant demon chicken things. Behold the Wookiee. Yes, behold him. He's in all his grandeur and glory. Yes, good, Anakin, good. That's a fun character I haven't seen in some time. That is something I have not seen in many years. All right, so we're going to do that. Get you and that. Okay. Liking the build already. I think it's coming together nicely. He does. He looks like a gremlin. He does. Okay. So those guys are kind of mandatory. I think we want to bring a couple of... what does Zangors do? I mean, the magic damage is nice on Zangors, but everything on Tzeentch does magic damage, so it's like, yeah. A little bit redundant there. Oh, that's actually the play, I think. Yeah, I think we do 2 of these instead. That's way more fun. Okay. The AoE 2 tourney was a pretty big commitment. No, it was not. It's only a couple weeks. And you don't have to stream it every day, you know? I probably would stream it nonstop to prepare, but yeah, it wasn't like mandatory that you had to do that. Okay. All right. Can you dig it? I can. And from here, I'm gonna get this guy in the mix. See if we can get you a little bit down on the price. That looks fine. And we're gonna get, I think, one of them in the opening build here. As far as the infantry goes against Hiles, I mean, I think the halberds are actually kind of respectable. You probably mix in a halberd unit, you know, just to have a little bit of sustain. Spawn are kind of funky too, because they can deal with a couple different threats. I'm almost thinking like a couple of those might not be bad. A couple little evil spawn boys. Okay, so from here, I think we probably want to find a way to get EU, yes. The Book of Secrets would be really funny to go like full meme on that. Yeah, try and get him with the Book of Secrets. Some extra evil plans. And yes. Okay, so that build is kind of all over the place, but I think it'll do, Pig. I think it will do. I feel like it's just like 10 random units mixed together, but yeah. Changeling, you know what? I bring the Changeling like every game. So this time I had to change it up. I was like, yeah, no, we're taking a break from the Changeling. He has been in like every game. Double Book of Secrets on Chariots is so funny. Yeah, I brought the Exalted Flamers. I think I don't know if they're meta. They're pretty good, but against Hiles it's risky because of archers, but yeah, I did bring Aecold as well. Yeah, I got some weird spawn in the mix too, or some not weird spawn, but chaos spawn of Tzeentch. They're not my starting army, but all right. Just a bunch of random cool shit, basically. All right, so you're gonna go to the high ground, get that objective. Marauders are gonna go here, so Horsemen can vanguard. Go get that middle point. Aecold is going to march up with the boys. Let's get you in 2. 2, and then that's going to be 1 here. Zangors are there. 2 Exalted Flamers. And then we have a Disc Master with just some metal magic. I think it's going to be fine. All right, cool. Good times, man. I love bringing Village, but Village is going to get bullied by like all the high elf characters nowadays, so I was like, yeah, it's not a good idea. So he's got a small-ass army, which could be an SE blob, which I'm kind of scared about. Let's get you up here, do this, you guys there, and you guys move up to the middle. So double dragon, okay. That's kind of scary, actually. We'll see if we can get this objective. We're at the very least going to go with the middle one. And the Disc Master is going to chill. Oh, did they nerf this item? Wins magic. Oh, it has to be 15 or greater. I was like, did they nerf that shit somehow? And I didn't notice. We could probably just face the foot style that. Let's actually get you in the trees. Although we need to present our front face. And then maybe we just come down here and play. There's going to be some archers coming out. Yeah, Dismaster's right there. You guys roll up here. Then it looks like there is something going on the other side. We'll see how he decides to play it. Yeah, we're going to come down here. And what the hell Collins do I have that can be helpful here? We do have the big guy. Yeah, I brought one anti-large specialist character to help fight dragons and stuff, so he's going to come in. We're going to go get that. You guys are going to go up here. You're chilling back here. Let's get you back, and then you can go up there. And yeah, it's going to be hard. He's probably going to come for a snipe back here on my Exalted Flamers with his dragons. And or my Disc Master, because he's got techless nets. So let's see what he decides to do. Is that a net? It is a net. Okay, so we're going to get a roast here. Oh, that's not too bad, honestly. That's not too bad. Let's see if we can get Techless cooked up. Yeah, get him a little razzle-dazzle right there. Techless loses like half his health. And we're going to see if we can make it happen. All right, so that guy's going to go here. We're going to get you here and you here. So netting him was definitely a mistake in my opinion. But we do get the objective on the side, so let's roll out this way. And yeah, Techless is just going to get hunted perpetually now. I do have a final transmutation, but I think I'm going to save it. Yeah, we're gonna chill there. Let's see how his micro is with Teclis, if he wants to actually micro it. Gonna pull back down and under. And we can do a final transmutation right there, which is gonna hit everybody basically. Retreat you guys back a little bit. We need some Centaurs of Tzeentch. Yeah, or something to screen. So we do, unfortunately I miscasted it. Yeah. I cast it on the ground instead of the dragon, which is a big misplay. So that is too bad. All right, let's get you guys coming in. You guys are gonna go under and help out against the dragon. Sorcerer's gonna help out a little bit. You're coming here, and let's get you over there. You guys start throwing hands on the dragon. And yeah, let's just see if he lands. All right, he is gonna land. So we get him with those guys. Keep kiting. Keep the horsemen chilling. You guys go here. You guys go right here. Fight these guys. And I'm hoping it'll go well. We'll see. All right, Exalted Hero's on his way down there. We're gonna run with our Lord. He's gonna get the hell out of there. And yeah, if we could just value trade, should be all right. We just gotta punish these dragons for their sins. Yeah, this one might not be able to get away. We're gonna see. Let's go roast that archer. And we're gonna bring our Lord down and under here. And we do have the one objective at least, so that's good. All right, so that dragon is getting hunted into the Shadow Realm. We're gonna lure you around here, hopefully get you. And we got some rangers up on the high ground, so let's get some more of you guys coming over to make sure we don't lose that. I need to hold on to the points. Yeah, I still have Sword of Change, and oh, look at the Exalted Flamers getting the work done on those guys. Nice, dude, nice. All right, so hopefully we can get it. The dragon's gonna lose a ton of HP. Oh, beautiful. All right, let's see if we can get Teclis slipping again. He might slip up, and I think we just take you. Yeah, we caught his dragon there. Oh, Teclis gets it. Teclis gets it. All right, yeah, awesome. Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch are my favorite unit of the roster. They're so fun. Let's do this and do a little bombardment on those guys. Pull you guys back here. Keep the dragon getting targeted. Retreat. And the Centaurs and company, yeah, keep punching that guy down. How are we looking over there? Yeah, he might be able to flip that, but if I can get the dragons, we just kind of win, right? So you here once, you here once. Let's rip one volley. Dragon shot. Yeah, double shot right there is pretty nice. Let's retreat back and keep following the dragon. And this fight is still going. We're still trying to catch them. Let's wheel off and get those guys. I think it's going to be a little bit better. All right, back you go. Centaurs of Tzeentch. They will crump these frickin' dudes, these silver helms. So we just get back and buy a little bit of time. And yeah, cool. So we got on those archers. Aecold is going to cut these guys up. Unfortunately, I did lose this objective. Feels bad. But yeah, we kept both of our Exalted Flamers alive, and it's still very early in the game. So I think we're okay. All right, so let's get on you guys. Wipe you down. The dragons are low. You're kind of low. I still have Sword of Change, which I'm going to save for like a clutch situation later on. Let's get you. Move you up. And yeah, now we're going to get this point back, probably. I do have the Tzeentch army ults coming soon. See if we can get you. Probably to save up for like a final transmutation or something, honestly. All right, let's go get the objective. We're pretty ahead on value. The Exalted Flamers have been very good against the dreaded Double Dragon. And are we going to get Teclis? Don't know. Don't think it's worth diving over there with the two dragons chilling. Move you up, and let's get one of you here and one of you here. Keep you guys under, do this, and are we going to win this fight? I don't know. It's kind of a bit shady up there. He's been winning that one. Okay, I do have enough for a final transmutation. Let's get the dragons there. Yeah, pull them back. If he lands, we just have Centaurs to run him over. So, yeah, we're going to do that. Get the Centaurs in there. Get the Exalted Flamers on this one. Retreat you back there. And how are we looking here? These, yeah, we should get that objective. No problem. All right, so yeah, the big boys up top. I think sending in a spawn unit is going to be good. They'll be able to secure that point, most likely. Still getting the dragon down. Little flamethrower action, friendly firing the boys. You gotta love it. This objective's going to go to us. The dragons are getting close to healing cap. He does have a good core of shooty boys over there. Let's get one more Marauder to make sure we get this point. And it looks like maybe the Gors are going to be able to do it themselves. I need to get this Exalted Hero active. He's just kind of... We can leave Aecold here, but this guy needs to be, like, in the mix. Yeah. All right, down we go. Down we go. You're going to come over here and fight. He hunts us a little bit. Protoss shields OP. And Centaurs can go charge these archers. We can do the Tzeentch army ability once we get one of them, like, sitting still. Yeah, we definitely can. So Centaurs are going to come get you guys. Let's get the Exalted Flamers scurrying away a little bit. And maybe this is the opportunity where we get him with a final transmutation. Yeah, I think it is. That's a Star Dragon, so it's going to get its career ended here by that big nuke. All right, so that was actually a good final transmutation, unlike our other one. You're going to go fight that Mage of Heavens. We have time. That probably breaks his back there. And we can do this on Teclis, see if he's watching. I think that's better than the alternative. The dragons are broken. We can chase this one, and you guys just kind of try and finish him off so he can't come back. And we do hit Teclis with that army ability there. All right, so let's get some halberd boys moving up to the middle. Just sustain capture weight. Chase that dragon into the Shadow Realm, and we're going to take you over here. My Harry Potter is battling the... let's see where he sits first before we do that. All right, cool. So let's go chase Teclis a little bit. They're not sitting still, but let's flamethrower them and flamethrower them. The dragon is down for the count. Outstanding. And up on the high ground, the Giga Chad spawn arrives. So the spawn are going to beat all these units. Yeah, decisively. Flamethrower volley there was very good. He's obviously moving them in one control group, so the iron price has been paid. Let's move you back. And how's the Lord doing versus the dragon? He's doing good. Looks like he's got it broken just about. All right, so spawn get this with Marauders all day, every day. Yeah, so let's get you guys piling in there on them. You guys go provide a little bit of capture weight there, and then we can do a Fury unit can come over and intercept these, like, that Horseman army, which I think is going to be good, and we can pull back here. Just leave Vehicle there to defend that, basically. And, yeah, you can go help that, too. I think it's fine. So Teclis is scurrying away. He's going to do a fiery convocation on us. I love it. Furies are going to get an intercept right on top of them. And, yeah, looking fine. Let's go get you guys here. We got this objective. Furies can go land on top of them to mitigate the effectiveness of their engagement. Get some more Zangors up here to make sure we can get that eventually, and that's good. All right. Halberds have done it, so we got a little something something on every objective now, so now we just need to wheel about face over here. And oh, he might get me there. I'm not gonna just go for it. Yeah, you've earned it. You've earned that right. The problem for him is I still do just win on the one. So yeah, that's what the hardest part's gonna be for him. Do I have any reserves left? I don't. So the question is, what do we want to use our magic for? Probably just snipe Teclis. So we're going to do an army ability on him. Furies are doing great, by the way. And Centaurs are coming, yes. Flamethrower dudes are there. And then we just surf over here. He's going to get hit, get boinked. We get him with a final transmutation. This is what we've been saving the Sword of Change for, basically. Like a fight like this. You know, yeah. Oh, he Potion of Croy me? Yeah, he did. Okay, so we don't want to use magic on him. Let's go ahead and summon another unit to spawn right there. You guys get back and go make sure nothing happens here. That's so funny that it's going down like this. He's got his character in the woods. All right. And my flamethrower bros are on their way. And we can call in Marauders now. We just need bodies here. All right. So the Zangors have arrived. Teclis healed a lot. So we're going to do a final transmutation probably on the Fireborn there. I think that's going to be pretty good. And you guys can come over and roast the Fireborn as well. So at least it's going to hit, like, the core elements of his army, you know? Halberds will hold that shit down. And it's only a matter of time before we get this objective, I think. Did it just stop? That was weird. I, like, cast it on him, but it just, like... Maybe that was just the regular duration timer. I have no idea. All right, Senties, let's move you up. Unsummon you guys, or move you back up in the point for now. And let's get one of you to roast you, and the other one to roast the Fireborn here. Outstanding. All right, so we got the double karate chop. You guys are going to go this way, and we can call in some Centaurs of Tzeentch to come here. These are very powerful characters I have over there, so they're going to be harder to uproot. And, yeah, looks like the Centaurs of Tzeentch are putting in the lifting. Let's go engage the Fireborn here. Sorcerer can get his hands dirty, too, and the Flamethrower Chads. I kind of want to just unsummon these Horsemen, get them back in the pool with ammunition, and use that refund to get, like, some Doom Knights out. They'll just, like, make sure my opponent can't do anything on the field. You know, I think that's going to be good. So they're gone. I'm going to have enough for Doom Knight soon. These characters, like I said, going to be very tough to uproot. And this objective is slowly going to us. Let's see if we could just roast Teclis real quick. I do have another army ability, so let's try and snipe him, actually. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And, yeah, he should be gone. All right, so that is a complete break. Teclis going to get it from the army ability. Oh, I didn't get him. He might shatter, though. That might shatter him. As commanded. All right, so let's get you guys set up. Take the mobility downtown here. Halberds are going to be impossible to uproot here. Centaurs of Tzeentch. Let's get you guys right there and them. Get the Doom Knights coming out, and we're going to go over to the top. Okay, so yes and yes. Let's get you across. Get the Exalted Flamers hanging out. Halberds who just don't care. They're hanging out there. Let's go chase Teclis with those guys. Get you guys in. I probably just leave Aecold over there on guard, like a guard dog. I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah, so up here we have enough left. Yeah, that's like a good solid defensive core. Unsummon the Marauders. And, oh, evil Teclis. That's gonna get me right in the face. Ah, it wasn't too bad, actually. Alright, so we do get a big flank charge there. We probably just rear charge you, move you guys up on the point. Let's get our Sorcerer down here to help. And, all looking good. Yeah, now we can get the Doom Knights to do some havoc as well. Could do a little bombardment here, maybe fly around the back, envelop. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the Reavers. No, Teclis, all day, yeah. And GG. Fun game, GG guys, hopefully you enjoyed that one. That's actually not an uncommon build. That dragon build, I've been seeing people do that in tournaments with Teclis and 2 dragons and just breath attack, isolate, and, you know, assassinate single targets. It's not the worst. All right, guys, GG, well played. That was a fun stream today. That's going to be it. Yeah, was it checking Big Chicken to roast? Yeah, man. It was scary. So if you guys enjoyed today's stream, all of you homies on ye old YouTube, please do drop a like on the stream. It helps out quite a bit. And for all of you homies on Twitch, consider following and or subscribing. Crestfall, thank you so much for resubscribing. It helps out quite a bit. And that's going to be it for today. I'm going to go hang out with my smoking hot wife here, chill out a bit, play some Star Wars Legion later tonight, and the good times will continue to roll. All right, guys, see you around. That's it. I got nothing else going on. And ladies and gentlemen, GG, well to the played. Thank you for watching.